It's the greatest podcast in the history of the world.
It goes high up and under the full 40.
He has a bounce. He crosses 50. He pins the ears back and he drills the goal.
All the latest news and views from around the VAFA.
Here's the big man. Big on. He's done it again. This bloke extracts some of the finest from outside the arc. It's a long bomb from outside the arc.
This is for the love of the game.
You can tweet that and hashtag it bloody good.
Welcome to For the Love of the Game. Big V Saturday is run and won. And what a day of Big V footy it was at Revo Park here at Elstonwick Park on Saturday. The big VAFA ref teams going 2 from 2 in fine style against the Goulburn Valley League. Matthew Donald, Braden May were here calling the action for VAFA Media. A very memorable day.
Yes, hello to you, Jace, Braden, and to everybody tuning in. Terrific occasion, representative football. It's always one of the highlights on the VAFA calendar, and it was great to see the Big V go 2 for 2.
No, it was a fantastic day, and Matty, fantastic in the call across both games. It was a brilliant display of football in trying conditions as well, which is the big thing I took away from it, Jace.
Joining us to talk a little bit more about it, he's been a hot topic on the pod all season long. Is he the recruit of the year? Is he in the top 2? Is he on the podium? While joining us, he was outstanding on the weekend for the Big V Premier B to D3 team. From Old Geelong, Tommy Gorell. Tom, thanks for your time.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me.
Mate, what did you make of the experience, your Big V experience?
Oh, I had lots of fun. It's really, I really enjoyed making all the mates that we did. You think you're rivals with some of the boys, and then you realise they're clubs, they're really good people, and really enjoy playing with them.
Well, gentlemen, let's go through the game in a little bit more detail with Tom. The opening term, Goulburn Valley had the wind. They were plus 27 disposals via uncontested marks. They controlled the footy pretty well. Had the inside game but just couldn't control possession, and despite all of that, the Big V ended up with more inside 50s. Yeah,
they did, and it took a while for things to sort of really get going in terms of them hitting the scoreboard. It took until 5 minutes for the opening goal, the match to be kicked. But in the second part of the opening term, the Big V really started to open the floodgates. And I think there was a chain where they managed 3 goals from 9 possessions at one point in that opening term, and really broke the game open from there.
Tommy, what did you make of the opening term? In the end, at quarter time, it was 2 goals to 1. It was low scoring. What did you guys think about what was the message from Geesh at quarter time?
From Geesh, it was just pressure on the ball for us. Without the wind, we had to get up a bit higher, get the ball and keep it in, to not allow them to get to the territory and put it in their forward line.
So it was a pretty good defensive performance, Braden, really, when you think about that wind was blowing a gale, wasn't it? Was it probably a 5 or 6 goal wind?
Yeah, if not more, if you took your chances. And they did a fantastic job. And from memory, the opening half of the second quarter as well was a bit of a tight tussle. The balls was contest after contest, ball up after ball up. But then the VAFA boys just got going, and it was electric to watch, and they just hit the scoreboard very quickly.
Yeah, Tommy, you won territory in that second term with the Breezes. You'd expect 16-8 on the inside 50s, but it was your ability to punish turnovers. You kicked 6 goals, 3 for the quarter, and 4 of those goals came from turnovers. The pressure up the field was obviously excellent.
Oh, yeah. Our half-forwards and midfielders did very well. And then even in the back line, some of the boys, Cal and Was, people like that, they just didn't let anything go through them. And then spoil, and we were at the feed, and we just got it in quickly with the territory, with the wind. It was really good. What did you make of that second term, Matty?
Oh, blistering. As Brandon was sort of saying, it came off the back of a really sort of dour period of play. I think there were 25 scoreless minutes either side of quarter time. So defences were on top, and conditions made it a little bit difficult. But then they just flicked the switch, the Big V. They were absolutely outstanding in the latter part of that second term. Ben Van Twest, Matt Fewings, Tommy Ferguson, all getting goals. And yourself as well, Tom, you managed to get one in that rush in the second quarter as well. What did you make of the conditions out there? Because they were pretty tricky throughout the course of the afternoon.
Yeah, I managed to get one in the second. It was the conditions were pretty tough. It took a while to get the read on it. The ball was probably floating 10 metres further than what you'd expect, and then goal kicking. Obviously, I had struggles in the first bit, but then kind of with the wind, it's a bit easier.
So 43 points up at half time. When you headed into the rooms, what was the mood like, and what was Geesh's message?
Oh, everyone was pretty happy, up and about. But the message was just to keep going. We knew they were going to hit us pretty strong in the third quarter with the wind. We just had to manage the first 5 to 10 minutes, and then if we managed that, then we'd think they'd drop their heads, and we'd get on top of it in the last half and the last quarter.
Braden, the inside game, Goulburn Valley, were extremely competitive on the inside. It was once the ball got to the outside that the big V across the course of the day sort of dominated. Tricky conditions again in the third quarter. Kicking efficiency for both teams was very low. It was in the 50s, sort of 1 in 2 kicks were hitting their target. So it was only 2 goals apiece. Again, GVL, though, had the territory battle 15-10 with the wind, but the Vic's able to hold them to 2 goals apiece. I mean, defensively, that is so often the case. It's not the goals you kick with the wind sometimes. It's what you can hold the other team from doing when you're going against the wind. If you can find a couple yourself, that can be the deciding factor.
And it just opened the floodgates eventually, as we touched on. But what I loved, you touched on the clearance game of the GV. It was really good. But you touched on guys like Matt Harvey, Max Pinchbeck. They set up that second and third possession out of stoppage and really just opened it up. Tommy, you probably know a bit more about Matt Harvey yourself, having played alongside him at club level. What is it that makes him such a terrific footballer?
Oh, his work rate is, I've never seen it before. He's just always there. And he uses the ball really well. Like, there's nothing better than you looking up and you're seeing halves come out of the middle and start hitting you. He doesn't miss, and he knows what he's doing. His footy smarts is second to none.
We've been arguing about this in recent weeks. Who's the recruit of the year, Tom Gorell or Matt Harvey?
Nah, halves. You saw his performance on the weekend, 44. I don't think he might have had one game below 40 this year, I reckon. He's up there. He's definitely up there.
We'll agree to disagree, Tom. I'm in your corner on that front. From your own personal standpoint, what does it mean to be able to pull on the big V now that you've gone through the whole build-up, the selection, you've played well, you've got to win. Reflecting on it all, what does it mean to be able to represent the big V?
Oh, it means like a lot. Like I said before, it's so good to play with people that you play against. Like, you realise how good they are. Like, even some of the leadership, like, you just make friends pretty quickly. Like, Hugh Johnson is just a great player. We played him the week before, and I was like, I can't wait to play with him. He just gets it out, and his ball use is, like, for a ruckman, it's one of the best things I've seen. But yeah, no, just to pull it on, even just friends like Geish and stuff, very good coach. You see it from a different perspective, and it's good to play at that standard where everyone's a good player. Like, some of the ball use, like, even at training, we had some pretty good conditions at training. There was no kicks missed. It was really good.
So that last quarter must have been fun. You guys put the foot down in a big way. GVL again still won the clearances, got the inside, but then you guys controlled the air. I think you took 7 contested marks to 1 for the quarter, completely dominated territory 16-8, but it was the conversion. You kicked 10 goals 3 from 16 entries. Every time it went in, it seemed to go through.
Yeah, no, it was pretty nice. It just kept coming in. I reckon there was I don't know what the stats were, but I reckon a lot came off turnovers. So you had a lot of space in there, and if you got to the right spot, when it went over, and we got a few close to goal, which was nice. Easy conversions. That last quarter, when you said the floodgates, Matty, that really did open up.
Oh yeah, they were just kicking goals at will.
And it was 6 goals from turnover in the last quarter, actually, Tommy.
Yeah, and Tom, you managed to sort of cash in and kick 4 as well. So that must have been, given that you sort of said you missed a few earlier on, it must have been nice to get on the end of some good play and be able to put a few through the big sticks and really fatten the stats at the end of the game.
Yeah, no, it was. It was nice to get it going a little bit. It was, I don't know, the conversion was nice. It's nice to get a few on the board always. It makes you feel a bit more comfortable. It makes you not really think about what you're doing or where you're going, and then for people like Luca Delaro to get on the board as well, it's always good fun when all your mates just keep getting them.
So 47 goals for you for the year. Let's talk Old Geelong now. What have you made of your first season in the VAFA? How are you enjoying it?
Loving it. Love Old Geelong. It's a great club, but I got over there because a lot of mates are over there, and they said it was good, and it's even better than that. Loving it. Love Dicko's a great coach, and so like all the boys are just good. There's no one that you don't like. Like, the chemistry and conversion that we're getting is really good. Loving it. Tell us a little bit about your footy journey. How did you end up at Old Geelong in the first place? Where'd you play your junior footy, and how have you ended up here now? So I was at Geelong Amos for all my junior career, and then went over, played APS school footy for Geelong College, and then played 2 senior years at Geelong Amos, and then I'm living up in Melbourne, so I was commuting down, and then kind of got sick of the commute, and I had Jimmy Adams and Will Eggins, who are over there, a couple of my good mates. They were in my ear the whole time about getting to Old Geelong, and I had Dicko on my ear. So then I eventually, when I didn't want to commute anymore, went straight to Old Geelong and haven't looked now.
It's working out great. Hey, what have you made of Premier B? We rave about it every week. It's arguably the most competitive section in all of Melbourne suburban footy. The week to week, it's just phenomenal. There are no easy games.
Oh, no. Yeah, I love it. Like, you go into every game and you think, we can win this. Like, even last week, we're playing Wesley now. We're on a pretty good streak and we were confident. But, yeah, there's nothing better than going into every game going, this is going to be a close one, or this, like, you're in for a good game. There's no, we're going to have an easy win here, or we're going to get smashed. Like, it's a great comp. It's a great comp to be in.
We're always interested in comparing competition. So compared to Geelong Ammos down there in the down in the Geelong League, what are the differences? Like, how does it stack up, and where is it different, the style of footy and the quality of footy to down Geelong way?
I'd say it's very similar. Like, some grounds I think I compare them, but I think like the Ballerine League has a lot of bigger older bodies, I'd say, compared to the BFL, who's a bit younger, a bit quicker. But overall, like, the standard-wise, I'd say, like, I was thinking about if we had a pracking match, Old Geelong versus Geelong Ammos, I think it'd be pretty close.
Yeah. Well, looking ahead this week, we talk about coming up against Big V teammates who are now opponents. Cal Linehan, your captain, and Bo Morris this week. What are you expecting? You host them at Como Park in a massive game for both these teams. This ladder is so congested.
Yeah, it is a big game. I was speaking to Cal about it after the game. We went to Elsterwick Pub and had a few beers, and we were having a good chat over it, which was quite funny. Yeah, it's going to be. He's a great player. He's our captain for a reason. Some of the mocks he took on the weekend were just so good to watch from the forward line. But being on the opposing team too, it's going to be interesting. We'll see. Try and get a few tips out of him.
So Old Geelong at the moment sitting on 18 points. Bo Morris are on 20, Matty. So Geelong win this, they could jump right up to the edge of the 4 and leapfrog Bo Morris.
And not only that, Jay, so a few weeks ago, Geelong were last on the ladder. If they managed to get a win, suddenly the top 4 is not out of the equation. They could strike within half a game of the top 4 all of a sudden, which has been a remarkable turnaround. Tom, you've sort of touched on how the fact that most games you've gone into and you've felt like you've been able to win, or you've given yourself feel like you've given yourself a reasonable chance. What do you think has changed in particular in the last month, where you've been able to pick up a couple more wins and climb up the ladder once again?
I think just the overall chemistry. I think we had 10 or 11 debutants in round 1. So we kind of I think we've just figured out each other, the way we play, like who we want the ball in the hands of. I think it's just the overall chemistry that we have. I think our game plan is just keeping on, like, adapting, and we're just getting better and better. I'm very confident about the rest of the year. We've got a lot of momentum heading in.
What's the competitive advantages of the team, Tommy? Where can you beat teams? What are you guys particularly good at?
I think when you have Matt Harvey coming on, like, even Lockie Denali is a very good ruckman. I think
the muscle truck, big sexy.
Yeah, the muscle truck, big sexy. He's very good out in the middle. I think overall it's just, I think we can really get teams on turnover, and even just from our half back line, where if we get it in quick, we go very well.
Well, Tommy, thanks so much for your time. Congratulations on your performance for the Big V. Congratulations on your performance all season long. We're delighted to hear that you're loving your time at Old Geelong, and best of luck for the road ahead.
Thanks, boys. Thanks, Jess.
Tom Gorell joining us on For the Love of the Game. So, gentlemen, time for the easy part of the show. Prem B tips, your specialty.
Oh, yes. No, I love this part of the week. It's my favourite part.
And round 12, it could be the hardest. We say this every week, but it might just be the hardest. So at the moment, you're on 25 for the year. Braden's on 34. So really, like, of his 13, 9 of them have come in your specialty section.
Yes, well, it's only one a week.
Yeah, that's exactly.
By on average.
Exactly. And as we keep saying, the more you know, the less you know when it comes to Premier B. So let's go through them game by game. There are some absolute rippers this week. And we're going to start with third versus fourth. Camberwell at Old Camberwell. Both these teams locked together on 24 points, so the winner will jump a game clear of the other. And the other thing about that is Bo Morris and Old Melburnians are only a game out, so the loser could find themselves out of the top 4. What do you think about this one? Not in terms of pan out. What are the keys to this game?
Well, I mean, in terms of this weekend, per se, I know we sort of with Premier, this one may well be the first so far of the year as we commence the run home. Much way to go with this one. both of these teams have been in pretty good form. I'd probably say D-Lar have been more consistent over the course of the entire campaign. But Old Campbell, just in the last couple of weeks sort of heading into the bye, have just managed to pick things up a bit.
They've won 5 of their last 6.
Yeah.
It's pretty sneaky. They've won their last 3. So, yeah, they have been... they lost 4 of their first 5 at the start of the year, and then they've managed to flip the script, and since then they've won 5 of their last 6.
And, a few teams have done that. They've just quietly crept up the ladder. They've done it. Old Melburnians have done it as well at times this year. Bo Morris have now done it. Old Geelong in the last few weeks have started climbing up the ladder too. So a few teams at various stages in the season have done this. They've gone on runs, just climbed up the ladder ever so quietly.
So we've given you the case for and against. Braden, you get to tip first. Old Campbell or D. Larcell?
Oh, it's so hard after seeing Healy and Thomas both out there. They're going to be at either end on the weekend, and they're both awesome footballers. I'm going to go Old Campbell at home.
Old Campbell, stick with the form.
I'm going to go D. Larcell for this one.
D. Larcell for Matty. Old Geelong and Bo Morris. We spoke to Tommy Gorell about how important this game is. Bo Morris sit 5th at the moment on 20 points. Geelong sit half a game behind them in 7th position. The Old Geelong just 1 game above the drop zone. So they're in, both of these teams really are in that sort of twilight zone in the middle of the ladder where their season could go one of 2 ways, and it feels like days like Saturday are going to be a massive part in determining which direction, which fork in the road do they take.
Yeah, you're looking ahead or you're looking over your shoulder. It's one of those classic 8-point games, and we'll have a few of them. Tom Gorell was on earlier. He mentioned Matt Harvey. He mentioned Big Sexy as well as some of the keys. He forgot one other bloke. There's a Starful forward that they've got running around in the lineup at the moment who seems to start with just 4 goals to his name every week. In Gorell, comfortably the league's leading goal scorer. So they've got a number of really good players, Old Geelong, and it does feel like that they're picking up some form. And as we said, they were bottom of the ladder a few weeks ago.
Their last 5 weeks have been okay, haven't they? They beat Old Ivanhoe when both those teams were struggling. Then they lost to Ajax by 2 points in a game they clearly could have won.
Yep.
Beat Old Melburnians lost to Carey by 3 goals in a game. Again, they were right in. Beat Old Melburnians by 8 goals and then found a way over Willie. So they've won, 3 of their last 5.
Yeah, and then there's the Sharks who are at the other end who have really, a 5-6 record, but that's not been reflective of the way that they've played. They've had a lot of really close losses, and they managed to get on the right side of a result at the weekend. And they're knocking on the door of the top 4 too. And with the 3rd best percentage in the league, that's going to prove really pivotal for them come the end of the season. So, there's someone that probably should be a bit higher up on the ladder than what their form suggests. So this is, again, another tough one to pick, this one.
Yeah, so Old Geelong coming in off a loss to Collegians. Before that, they beat Willie C. Wise and D-Lar and Bo Morris. Well, we talked about their form line just a moment ago. They've been a bit up and down all over the place and had those tight losses that, could have really changed things. They come in with back-to-back wins over Old Melburnians and Willie CYMS as well. Who do you like, Braden? Old Geelong or Bowie?
The OG's at home for me.
Well, this could get really ugly because I'm going Bo Morris.
Bo Morris and Como for Matty.
So we've not tipped the same yet.
I have a feeling you might on the next one. Old Ivanhoe versus Collegians. We saw Braden a glimpse into Collegians' top-end talent on the weekend in the Big V. Their Big V reps were outstanding across the board. Johnson, Pinchbeck, Warren, Van Twest all had a huge impact.
My biggest question out of the clash was who wins bench press competition, Van Twest or Hugh Johnson? Some big chest going around down there.
Who wins their best and fairest too? That's going to be a fair battle.
Well, Mike Pinchbeck has obviously missed some games. Sam Frost has. Hugh Johnson. Ruckman seemed to get votes for just turning up in best and fairest. But, yeah, I think Collegians will win this one against Old Ivanhoe pretty comfortably.
Feels like the wheel is turning a little bit for Old Ivanhoe, even if the ladder doesn't suggest it. And they had Rowan McKenzie in the Big V game at the weekend as well, who went under the radar. He kicked 4. He was very good.
Never get spoken about. Yeah.
No, so it just goes to show how dominant they were that you can kick 4 and not really hit the headlines. No, I got to tip Collegians for this one. So we do share one tip in common at least this weekend.
Critical game, this one. Old Carey versus Willie CYMS. Old Carey sit on 16 points in 8th. Willie CYMS sit on the bottom in 12th. I spoke with Contezoglu last week. He turned up to Big V training to see his players receive their jumpers. That speaks volumes of the man. Drove across town to be here to see his kids get their Big V jumpers and be here to support them.
No, both those guys, Will Bockman, I found plenty of the footy in the senior game. Mahi Patel, he just had one of those days, right place, right time. Just didn't bounce his way, but you could see why he does have so much talent. But speaking of talent, this Panthers side has too much talent to be down here on this part of the ladder. We spoke about them in pre-season as one of the flag favourites with what they brought in, obviously like Sam Grant and the VFL listing and things like that. But I think now they've had the week off. this is where they've got to put the foot down, and they're going to make a serious charge towards the top 4, and they're going to start by winning this game.
They started the season really well also. I think their first month of the season...
They won 3 of their first 5, and since then they've lost 5 of their last 6.
They were the early challengers to Collegians Throne, but yeah, they've fallen away since. But no, big opportunity for both of these teams, regardless of sort of how you see their lists. Again, they're both in the relegation scrap at the moment, and it's a big 4 points for both of them.
They haven't been losing by much, Kerry. Their last 3 losses have been 16, 21 and 16 points. So again, a little bit like a couple of the sides, it's just such a tight ladder and such a tight comp. If you just have a 15-minute period in a game, that's enough to cost you victory. So Old Kerry, Willie CYMS in a massive game in the relegation race.
I've got the Panthers.
Yeah, I'm going to go Old Kerry too.
And the final game of round 12 is Ajax versus OMs. At the moment, Ajax sits second. They're the best of the rest after Collegians, and OMs have dropped from second to sixth. That wasn't that long ago that they were sitting in second spot themselves. But such is the nature of Premier B. A couple of wins or a couple of losses either way make a difference. And for OMs, it's been 3 losses in a row. They lost to Collegians by 60, Beaumaris by 49, Old Camberwell by 39. So not only the 3 losses concerning, but the margins. In Premier B, they're big margins.
Yeah, they are. And as we sort of say, percentage will almost certainly factor in at some point, whether that's for finals or for relegation or for anything else, that's ultimately what's going to come down to.
So the bye might come at a good time for OMs. Maybe they just needed a bit of a chance to reset and regroup.
I think a lot of sides do, and I think we'll start seeing more players filter back in across all grades at the moment. I know that...
We're getting through the back end of Tullamarine flu season.
Yes.
Ajax...
The Codrill's kicking in.
Finally.
Ajax have been missing a few. Old Melburnians have been missing a few. Again, this is one we're tipping ahead of time, obviously, as well. So until the selected sides come out. But for me, I think Ajax are just going to keep winning. As Maddie's called them, the story of the season. And I'm just enjoying the ride from afar. I'm going back them to get the job done here.
They've won 4 of their last 5, the Jackers.
Yeah, well, they just keep winning. And as long as they keep doing that, they deserve to be favourites in pretty much any game that they go into. So it's hard to look past them at the moment. I'm tipping Ajax as well.
So another massive weekend of Premier B football. It's going to be very exciting and pivotal as well. Both ends of the ladder. Some games that are going to make a huge difference on how everything sits. We'll be back to review that next week. But coming up next on For the Love of the Game, we're going to talk Big V under-19s. The skipper, Harry Dixon's going to join us from Old Scotch. We'll also talk some Premier Men's footy. That's next on For the Love of the Game. Are you thinking about pulling on the boots and having a kick in 2026? If so, we'd love to have you in the VAFA. Australia's largest senior footy competition has teams suited to all ages and experience, from under-19s to seniors. Log on to vafa.com.au, check out our club directory and find a club near you. This is For the Love of the Game. Let's turn our attention now to the Big V under-19 clash against the Goulburn Valley. And again, it was a wonderful performance from the Big V. In the opening term, 11 inside 50s to 2 in favour of the Big V. They kicked 5 goals, 2 from those 11 entries. Their captain that day was Harry Dixon from Old Scotch, and Harry joins us now. Harry, thanks for your time on For the Love of the Game.
Hey, Jace. Thanks for getting on. Appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, and congratulations on the performance. I just mentioned 11-2 straight out of the blocks. What was the message from Gilly, firstly, coming into the game, and then what did you make of that opening term when you guys established some pretty clear dominance, led by 20 points at the first change?
I did have that confidence with the boys, and I knew we had a strong midfield, some big bodies in there. So, we sort of just wanted to get it quick out of the midfield, use our speed, which we probably had on them, and give our forwards a chance, which I think we did with those 11 inside 50s. So, kicking 5. Pretty good start.
Matty, it was a dazzling start. They just seized control, didn't they? The Big V made a statement early.
Yeah, they smashed the Goulburn Valley out in terms of clearances and dominated with the inside 50. Josh Cole in particular was really influential in the middle in the opening term, but he had plenty of support alongside him. There were just so many good players right across the board. Felt like a real team effort. Is that, Harry, how you saw it? There were even contributions across the board?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, we switched the magnets around, and everyone, I thought, showcased their individual talent, which I thought was really good. But it wasn't just from the midfield. Our forwards really, silky with it, and gave them good entries, and then our backline held up quite well. Yeah.
GVL had the breeze in the second term, Braden, so they had 10 inside 50s to 8, but it was the Big V that were controlling the footy much better. You look at the kicking efficiency in the second term, 64% to 38%, and in the GBL kicked 2-5 with a win. Now, if they had a kick straight, they could have potentially been back in the game and even in front at halftime.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think a credit to Harry and the boys. They seemed to make the right decision. They just took that extra second to make the right decision, whether it was by handball, whether it was by foot. And then it helps Harry, no doubt, when you've got a bloke like Lockie McGowan at fullback just running in straight lines, sort of throwback fullback for the older generation. It was awesome to watch. What did you make alongside him?
Gow was great. Really strong one-on-one player. And we sort of just backed him in. Support him at ground level. But, definitely took some nice clunks. So, very strong that day.
The game seemed to open up a little bit in the third term. It was more free-flowing. I noticed in the stats there was a lot more possessions in that third quarter. GVL took control of the inside. They had 19 clearances to 8, so they were winning the inside ball, but then the Big V controlled the outside, 26 uncontested marks to 10, and great pressure. So 23 intercept possessions as well for the Vics, and that stat had been virtually sort of level in the first half. But in the third term, 17 midfield turnovers for GVL. Harry, you guys got great reward. You kicked 5 goals from those turnovers. The pressure eventually cracked them.
Yeah, no, I knew our sort of speed and our running power would get to them. And, we were able to use our skills really efficiently. And, our sort of main goal was to go through the corridor. And, I think we really perfected that. So, can't complain.
It was only 13 points at half-time, so the game was evenly poised. What did Gilly say to you at the major break?
I think, just keep cracking in and, playing a selfless sort of game of football. First gives and, just backing each other in, really. And, I think we really showed that in the second half.
They ratcheted up the pressure, as I mentioned, that third term and kicked all those goals from turnover. All 5 of their third quarter goals came from turnover, and suddenly the Vics by 41 points at three-quarter time.
Yeah, they really made the most of the breeze in the third term. Harry, one person I want to ask you about who kicked a couple in that third term was Luke Davidson, who stood out for me. I thought he had a really good game. Didn't actually dominate the stat sheet. It was a bit of a low possession, high impact game. But you sort of talked about the big-bodied teammates that you had. He's another one who I thought impressed, not just when he took turns in the ruck, but around the ground. How did you see the way that he was able to play both in the ruck and up forward?
It was great. It was, great presentation for us. As a sort of smaller team, we sort of could rove it off him. And, he sort of gave us that presentation where we sort of lacked in the height. But, it was very, very fundamental in that.
So GBL had the breeze in the last quarter, Braden, but the Big V took complete control of possession. It was 129 disposals to 58 in the final term. Flipped the inside battle, was winning contested possession, was winning clearances. Then they controlled the footy, 35 uncontested marks to 8. It was very mature, professional football into the breeze to just control possession, control the ball, and in the end it was only 3 goals apiece.
Yeah, I think it was a great advertisement of VAFA footy as well, that ability to punish off turnover, control the game in the back half. But also, one thing I enjoyed was the forward handball game. It's that modern sort of AFL game. But once the Big V boys got going, it was really exciting to watch. They rarely made a mistake. Harry, can you just take us a bit of an insight into the different sort of profiles you had? You've got so many guys in that side that were match winners, but everyone just seemed to play a selfless role, which can be hard sometimes when you come to this level. You want to showcase your skills, but everyone was just so committed to make this a special event.
Definitely. I think at other levels of sort of played out, everyone was sort of there for themselves, but on Saturday it seemed everyone was just there to get the win. And I think when you actually do play that selfless game of footy, everyone does get the opportunity to show their strengths. And I thought we did that really well and shared it all around.
So in the end, it was a 40-point win. Wonderful performance, 14-14-98 to 8-10-58. What did you make now, looking back? You've had a few days to digest it all and process it. Harry, what have you made of your first Big V experience?
No, it was great. So much fun. Connecting with the boys. I think training, you connect with them so much, but I think after you play a game with them, you come so far and you have that sort of rapport and connection with them now. That we'll have, we've built, and it's great to build that connection across the league.
Lockie McGowan ended up winning the medal for best player at fullback, 19 possessions, 7 marks, 8 rebound 50s. Jack Hayter had 40 touches, 15 contested. Keanu Nagy, 35 with 12 contested and a goal. Harry had 21 and 9 contested. Josh Cole, 31. Sam Nicholas also amongst the best players. So it was a really even team performance. So well done to the Big V under-19 men. Let's turn our attention now to Premier Men's. Harry, you've played 11 games, all 11 games in the seniors for Scotch this year, and I think you've polled votes in 8 of them. You're having a fantastic year. How have you found the step up to senior footy?
No, it's been great. I think, I played 2 games last year that really sort of matured me, and it did take me probably a couple of games this year to sort of get back used to it. But no, it's been great. I think I've sort of found the confidence, especially as sort of like a slighter build. I found the confidence to sort of use my speed and how to sort of attack the more contested and sort of bigger bodies. But it's been great so far this year.
It's been quite the turnaround for Old Scotch, a little bit like last year. At one point there, I think you won, one of your first 7, and now you've won 3 of the last 4. Where's that turnaround come from?
I think our sort of...
Welcome to the VAFA William Buck SEN Match of the Day.
He has a bounce. He crosses 50. He pins the ears back and he drills the goal. You can tweet that and hashtag it bloody good.
It goes high up and under the full foot.
Makes a name for himself with these long bombs from outside the arc. It's a long bomb from outside the arc.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Match of the Day action here on VAFA.com.au and the SEN app. We're officially on the home straight now, round 12 of the 2026 season. There are just 7 chances left for teams to jostle for position on the ladder as the race for September starts to heat up. And what better way to kick off the run home than with a grand final rematch between Old Brighton and Old Scotch. The Tunners haven't quite been the all-conquering team in 2026 that we've come to expect in recent years, but they've still found a way to mix it with the best, grinding out a couple of vital wins heading into the bye, still sit comfortably inside the top 4 today. They'll have sights set on catching those above them on the ladder and claiming the double chance, and they'll be eager to kickstart the chase at home this afternoon. But if there's one team you dare not write off, it is Old Scotch. In 2024, they defeated the highly fancied Tunners in the decider. Last year, they came from the clouds to sneak into September to produce another thrilling run to the final day. A month ago, they were entrenched to the relegation zone. But since then, they've won 3 of their last 4 matches, and victory today will move Mark Nat's men to within 2 games of the top 4. They couldn't do it again, could they? It'd be a brave pundit to write them off. This is VAFA Match of the Day. Thanks to William Buck on the VAFA website and the SEN app. Matthew Donald with you again this afternoon, live from Brighton Beach Oval, where you're going to need the sunscreen rather than the umbrella. It is gorgeous here alongside the coast. And Hugo Higginbotham is with me. He took a leaf out of the old Simon Petch playbook, hence his absence over the past fortnight, but he is back with us again this afternoon. Hugo, welcome to you.
Hello, Matty. Thanks for having me. Great to be back. I don't think it was Simon Petch inspired my little holiday. No, that's the last thing on my mind. Actually, he's a court ordered anyway, so we can't talk about that. But no, it's great to be back. And what a day we've got here. You do not get a day like this at Brighton. When I saw this one on the schedule, I thought, I went straight to the radar. I thought, what's going to happen? Because when it's windy anywhere, it's twice as windy here. When it's wet anywhere, it's 3 times as wet here. And we are bathed in sunshine. The ground has never looked better. There's actually grass in the centre, Matty, and that is usually a mud heap. So we are set for an outstanding, maybe a little bit of a finals preview type day. This is finals weather, Matty.
Possibly, yeah.
And for both sides, it's a little bit of a final today. We've got Scotch with their backs against the wall, and they're a good team for doing that. And Brighton really need this game to maintain that stranglehold on the top 4.
Well, we'll get to the 2 teams and the state of play for them and who's going to win this match and how very, very shortly. But we've got to round out our commentary trio here, marshalling the boundary line for us right throughout the course of the afternoon. It is a pleasure to welcome Cooper Watkins back to the coverage. Cooper, welcome to you.
Hugo, Matty, thank you for having me. And I just got to utter everything that Hugo just referenced. It is a beautiful day for footy. It's the type of day of footy that a boundary rider dreams of, and I'm keen to be here, keen to watch a great game of footy.
Now, how are conditions down there exactly? We know Brighton Beach Oval's notorious for having a strong breeze. Is there anything to pick up on at all down there, Cooper?
0 breeze at all. It is a perfect day for footy.
Oh, well, thank you for that there, Cooper, and we'll continue to cross to you right throughout the course of the afternoon with information at ground level as it comes to hand. You're spot on with the point that you made there a moment ago, Hugo. Conditions here are amplified.
Yep.
You don't just get an okay day. You don't just get a little bit of wind or a little bit of rain. Here, you get the full works. You get everything. It's either blowing a gale or it's you're baked in sunshine to say, I'm going to get sunburn on the back of my neck. I've got to do the collar up here on the.
Now you look like you're a Brighton person. You're either a Scotch person in Brighton or a Brighton person. So got that collar starch 4 times.
Yeah. No, but you're spot on. It's lovely here today. Lovely weather.
It is. No, it's a great day for footy. And I think it's going to be a very interesting game because we are right in the middle of the fabulous European summer. We've got the World Cup going on. There's lots of reasons not to be in Melbourne. Well, there's always lots of reasons not to be in Melbourne, actually. But don't get me started on that one, Matty.
No. We've fallen for that trap before.
Yes, but no, there's a bit of Tullamarine flu going around. And hey, I've got the antidote for Tullamarine flu. It's a cold shot of Melbourne when you come through those gates at Tullamarine back. And Melbourne's a cold place at the best of times, but even the weather's cold sometimes too. But no, it's great to be here. And we're going to see 2 new look sides today, Matty. I know we'll touch on that soon, but there's changes galore here.
Well, that is spot on, Hugo. The pre-game warm-up, thanks to Homesglen this afternoon, leading provider of vocational and higher education with 40 years experience and more than 140,000 graduates. It is TAFE at its best. We'll hear from both coaches shortly, Marcel Bruin of Old Brighton and Mark Nat, the coach of Old Scotch. But for Hit IQ, it's game-changing protect concussion management system. Hugo, you are our expert this afternoon. These 2 teams, Old Brighton sit in 4th, Old Scotch sit in 6th. There's with a 7-4 record the Tanners have. The Cardinals, the inverse, a 4-7 record. But they'll have sights set on doing it again, Scotch, and performing the Great Escape to get into finals. And a win today, they close the gap to within 2 games with. Well, it will be 6 games to go. Conversely, if they lose, there'll be 4 games back with 5 games to go, and then it's almost done then.
Yeah, it is. Today's very, very important in the context of that. I think if they lose today, it makes it even harder. But you can never write them off. I know our illustrious leader, Jason Bennett, did that a few years ago, and he's still hearing about that. But I'll tell you where it comes down to today, Matty. The next 3 games for both sides. Scotch play Scob Blues Trinity. And Old Brighton play Trinity Zavs Blues. So everything needs to go right for Scotch. One, Scotch need to win today. Then they need to beat Scob and Blues and in Trinity as well. If they can win 4 out of the next 4, including today, well, then massive chance. And Old Brighton, they need to win today and win the next 3 as well. So Zavs Blues. And then there's still a chance for that top 2, that second chance, which is ever so important in winning a grand final.
I think for Old Scotch, it's all on them. In the next month, they can earn the right to be a genuine contender. Because if they can go and win today and they can beat St Kevin's and they can beat Uni Blues, well, then they deserve to be in a position where they can contend for finals. But if they can't beat them, then they probably don't deserve to be in that conversation.
No, correct. I mean, they were 1-6 at one stage, Matty. So that's a result of obviously changing the guard. Guys not 100% being over the top of the game plan and the process because they've been hurt on turnover this year and they've conceded a lot of goals in quick time. So it hasn't been a loss during the whole game because they've won quarters here and there. It's probably been 10-15 minutes. We've called a few of those where they've had 5 or 6. I mean, Felix Lockhart kicked 5 on them in a quarter in this previous clash, and that was result was less than that for the day. So they need to string 4 quarters together and a bit of consistency.
They do indeed. Old Scotch and their coach Mark Nat caught up with him a little earlier. Here's what he had to say.
And I'm here with Old Scotch coach Mark Nat. Mark, fresh from the bye, how has the feeling with the run home begins today for you?
Oh, I feel fantastic, to be honest. Great day for footy. Ground's in great nick. So, obviously 2 very different sides to what ran out on grand final day last year. But, we're really excited and freshened up.
You hit a good run of form heading into the bye. You'd won 3 your previous 4. What do you think's changed from that sort of month compared to the rest of the season?
I think with a lot of young guys in, it's just getting used to senior footy and a bit of synergy in the group. We've obviously had, I think we've had nearly 50 players play senior footy this year. I think today we get our 17th, 18th debutant as well. So it's just about getting that familiarity as a group, and I think it's starting to gel. And we got the results over the last month or so.
Debutant Will Verge, tell us a bit about him.
He's a big boy, so he'll start in the ruck, and he's probably hasn't played too much senior footy out of the 19s the last couple of years, but he's a real competitor. He's been good in the reserves all season, and he gets his chance today.
And down here at Fortress Brighton, how do you win the game today?
I love it how you guys call it Fortress Brighton, but they're obviously, quality side. But we've just got to deal with what we're in control of and, have our guys playing their role. And as I said, there's very little wind, which is unusual down here. So we just got to use the width and see if we can get our legs going and give Clarkie and those boys up front a bit of a chance.
Well, Mark, thanks for your time. Best of luck today.
Thanks, mate.
Mark Nat, the coach of Old Scotch, very grateful for his time. We'll be hearing from him at quarter time to Old Scotch. As we said, a 4-7 record. They've won 3 of their past 4, and then their last start a fortnight ago. You'll love this scoreline from a Cardinals perspective. You go 19-5, 119 over Old Haileybury, 10-17, 77, a 42-point win for the Cardinals, despite having 3 fewer scores.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? But I think that's a result of having shots on goal in a dangerous spot. So not snaps from the boundary, not shots under pressure, where earlier this year they were kicking a lot of behinds, and the games we called, everything seemed like it was under pressure. They were always struggling to get that opportunity, where that's obviously changed, and that's a change as a result of a review of the structure and the process, as we spoke with Mark Nat yesterday. So I think they've tried to simplify it a little bit and tried to limit turnover. And that's a result of having younger guys, because they get so caught up in the game that they forget that defensive aspect, and the defensive aspect's the most important. Once a ball's released, your next focus has to be prepared for that turnover and get into a dangerous spot for the opposition, and then you can get the turnover on a turnover, which is what you want.
Will Verge, the debutant, 11 games in the reserves, 5 goals. He's number 79 for the Cardinals, so keep an eye out for him today. And there's a lot of outs, though, a lot of key outs, though, from an Old Scotch perspective. James Tarrant, Alex Noblet, Ben Ferguson, and his jailbait Brody Easton all out. So there's some quality, there's some experience out. I'm curious, though, with Virgin in the ruck, what this might mean for Will Clark. This surely would give him the luxury to spend a bit more time up forward today.
Well, you would think so, and there'd be no better day than to do that today. You know, Felix Flockhart, no really recognised ruckman for Brighton. I'd imagine young Richardson will have a bit of a turn in there at some stage, but no dominant ruckman, so that's played into Scotch's favour. I'll be curious to see how Verge goes. He's played a lot of good reserves footy and out of the 19, so he's earned this spot, and not a better day for a big man either. No. So dry, no wind. No excuses, Matty. Oh, except for the sun. Get the sun in your eyes.
Yeah, no,
so you can always find an excuse, Matty.
They could fall back on that.
Yes.
And the other one, no Josh Carr.
Yeah, that's
for the Tunners. So we saw how well Carr and Flockhart combined in the reverse fixture earlier in the season. Flockhart kicked 5 and Carr looked really good in the ruck. So that's going to be a bit of a headache for old Brighton coach Marcel Bruin, who I did catch up with as well a little earlier. And let's have a listen to that chat.
Here with old Brighton coach Marcel Bruin. Marcel, back from the second bye of the season. How's the mood ahead of today's game?
Yeah, pretty jovial, as you can probably hear in the background there. But no, look, always good when you get a nice day. The deck's holding up pretty well, so we should see some decent football today, which will be good.
Yeah, conditions are looking pretty good here at Fortress Brighton, as we do like to call it. A few changes for you guys today. So what's going to be key for you guys getting over the line this afternoon?
Yeah, key's going to be really, really solid defence, putting Scotch under pressure to try and take away what they're really, really good at, and that's obviously ball control, uncontested mark, and being able to shift it away and force you to defend, really challenging. Yeah, if we can get those sorts of things right, I think we'll stay in the game for a long period of time. Yeah.
Hosts have just got another goal, and Old Scotch, we sort of touched on them. They've been in good form coming into this. What do you think they're doing? Well, they've done particularly well over the previous month compared to the start of the season.
Well, you can see that their efficiency's lifted in terms of opportunities with ball. Certainly front half, I think they're playing with a little bit more speed than maybe they were through the first part of the season. And as we sort of spoke about previously, there's a bit of good connection now with players playing consistently with each other. You start to understand what you can do and how you can do it as a collective. But certainly their efficiency front half has exploded off the stats page, and on vision.
And Marcel, we wish you the very best of luck. Thanks for your time today.
Thanks, Matty.
Marcel Bruin, the coach of Old Brighton, and that roar was for James McNabb, who kicked the goal for the Tunners. The last goal of the match in the reserves. Old Brighton winning that match 8-12, 60 to 7-7-49 for those who are interested, who are tuning in on the VAFA website or indeed listening via the SEN app this afternoon. We'll go around the grounds as well throughout the course of the afternoon too, because there's some mouth-watering fixtures coming up on the VAFA website. If you are tuning in on that, there's the Mega Wall. We've brought back the Mega Wall. So if you want to flick between this match and Old Zavarians against University Blues, you're more than welcome to do that, and that is going to be an absolute ripper too.
Yeah, so that's one I'll be watching closely as I'm writing furiously down in my notes at the moment, because I'm curious about that one, because that has ramifications for the top two.
Yep.
And the Scob Caulfield one as well. So Caulfield have very hard to read their form. Their good is excellent, and then all of a sudden they pop up one where they lose where they should have won. So, and that's probably due to their youth and coming up the division, getting used to the competition up here. But Scott lose that one today, Brighton win, equal points again. So it creates an interesting little top end of the ladder.
No, there's a couple of 8-point games that are on today, and the old Brighton team, when we talk about the changes for Old Scotch, Old Brighton made about twice as many. There's some big names who have come out of the side. The two Hills are out, Harry and George. Hamish Dick, Mason Zazzoni, he's out too. Andrew Langworthy, Sam Linder, Henry Thomas, Cooper Dow, Jeremy Thomas. But some solid ends too. Angus Cork, Quinton Montanaro, Louis Butler, who will captain today. Cam Hathaway, who's out there, number 9. He may well be the bravest man out on the ground because he's wearing sleeves.
You wouldn't up in tracksuit pants.
No, I've got no issues with that. He's my favourite player at the moment, Cam. Finn Campeely, Tom Howden, Lockie Brooks, Ollie Goodger and Winston McGowan.
Yes,
so
I think those long sleeves would have stopped the sunburn.
It saves on sunscreen.
Yeah, he's very
saves on sunscreen.
pasty white, I think you would describe that as.
Can we get a prediction from you?
Oh, I will say Brighton by less than 10 points.
We'll go to Cooper on the boundary line. Is there, Cooper? Can I get a prediction out of you today? Nope. All right, thanks for that, Cooper. That's good stuff.
Yeah, off to a flyer.
Just having a look at where these teams are lining up. And in terms of, looks like it will be the Tunners who are kicking to the Bowls Club end, which will be the left of your radio dial here this afternoon.
Got quite a good ruck match up here, Matty. We've got young Charlie Richardson for Brighton lining up against Will Verge. So both boys would have probably played against each other in the 19s a few years ago.
Yep, so they've already got a bit of a familiar base to go on.
So no, it should be that'll be an interesting battle to watch. They're both young, fit, athletic, so could be match defining, Matty.
Here we go, Old Brighton and Old Scotch. It's going to be the two youngsters to get us underway in the ruck. That's Richardson who got the tap down initially, bounced over the head of Burnell. The clearance is going to be won here by the Cardinals. Kick up to half forward is effective. A good one mark taken by Lean, who got it from Brown. Drives up along towards full forward. Nudge under the back there. The umpire wave play on. Trying to spin out of trouble, doing nicely. There was Cork back in the side. But he's been penalised. Be a free kick going the way of Old Scotch. I'll get this one in the pocket.
You just see
the tick.
Sorry, Matty.
No, go ahead.
You just see the value of that deep entry by Scotch there off that clearance in the middle of the ground. That's what they have to do because that's put pressure under the Brighton defenders. As a result, they worked them over the boundary line and shot on goal again.
So here's Angus Simons who's got it. He's on a tight angle. Not a breath of breeze to mention here at Brighton Beach Oval. On the right boot, Simons comes in, pushes it across the face, and it's through for a behind. The first of the day. Old Scotch one behind. Old Brighton yet to score, and that is on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard. Kick brought back in. Seeger had to turn defender there to knock that one out of play, and it will be tossed back in here at half forward for the Cardinals, rather.
So you see Geordie Seeger there. He's probably had to go into a midfield role with the absence of Harry Hills. So we'd expect to see Geordie fill Harry's shoes, and geez, what shoes to fill. But very good play, Geordie Seeger.
Virgin Richardson again contesting the ruck here on the half-forward flank as the umpire tosses the ball back in. Richardson with front spot, got it down that time. Hand pass from Barter. Missed his target, gathered by Campeely. Snaps it high around the body, fly from behind. Trying to bring that one to ground there was Tweedy. It's gone out of play, boundary throw in.
So good pressure by Scotch at the moment, maintaining a bit of forward half footy. Brighton didn't have many options then, so this was the slam on the boot and up and down, and Tweedy had a nice fly but couldn't take that one.
Massive game for both these teams today. Old Scotch can move within 2 games of the top 4 with a win.
Here's your seat.
Old Brighton can move 4 games clear of the Cardinals if they're successful today. Richardson grabs this one out of the ruck. Looked to get the hand pass forward. Missed Carianis initially. Gathered though by Brooks. His kick was smothered, bouncing up towards half forward. Tweedy had it, lost it, was dispossessed. Pryor applying the tackle. And then the umpire calls for it, and we'll get another stoppage. And the Cardinals have worked this one up to centre half forward now. Stoppage by stoppage. Richardson again had front spot that time. Ball falls to him here, caught in a tackle, and caught high, according to the non-officiating umpire. So Richardson's got the free kick here. He's about 60 metres out from goal. He looks to hit up a lead in the pocket. Beautiful pass. Harry Zerner timed the lead to perfection, and it was a comfortable mark for him in the end, and he'll line up for goal about 40 metres out on a tight angle.
No, it was a very good setup there. Michael Carrianis just held some space over in that pocket, vacated. The Scotch defenders went with him, and Zerner just had a paddock to run into. And an excellent execution by Richardson. I always get nervous when the ruckman kick the ball, Matty, but that was perfect.
Especially when they try fancy stuff like kicking it to the backside.
You just got to stay in your lane sometimes.
Just his second game for the season, Harry Zerner. He did play in the game before the bye, kicked the goal. Has he got one here? He started out to the right and it never came back or behind for the number 11. He's taken it off Felix Flockout. And we're level here on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard, one behind a piece. 3.5 minutes into the match. So taking the kick in here from full back, Charlie Cormack, who goes up the line. Not a great kick in the end. Mario Hoffman was the only one who wanted it and took the diving chest mark. He can send the Tunners back into attack. He looks to set it inside 50 for Ag. He got pushed under the ball. And he got pushed under it illegally. And there was a bit of noise of affirmation here in the crowd, Hugo. That may sway the umpire.
Yes.
And Ryan Ag will have the free kick on a similar position to where Zerner missed moments ago.
Yes, and affirmation up here on the deck.
Yes.
The members' deck. The lunch is finished and they're all vacated, so this will get interesting, Matty. Yeah, that was just James Brady, and that's what James Brady does. He makes sure he gets physical contact. Probably a little bit too early there, and it was fair smack in the middle of his back. So, important goal.
14-7 for Ryan Ag this season. He's normally good. And is it 14-8? Yes, it does just sneak in for a behind.
Lucky to be a point.
Does get a score. It gives the Tunners the lead. 2 behinds to 1 on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard. Charlie Cormack will have another opportunity to find a target here with a kick in.
Got Will Clark on the wing up there.
He's going to drive it out towards that direction now. Clark using the body. It was knocked away from him by Richardson, who did well and gathered it. Sent it back inside 50. Aimless kick. Cardinals win it back. Sweeping kick up towards the opposite back flank. And there's Will Verge on debut. Takes the mark. The kick finds its target eventually in Jones. Back to Verge. That's another little grubby kick up towards half forward. Gathered well by Brown, who just dumps it long towards full forward. It's easily picked off in the end. And Ag's now got it at half back. He wastes no time. They want to move this one quickly, the Tunners. Butler now, the captain today, goes with the kick in board, but cutting it out is Charlie Cormack. That's what Charlie Cormack does best. And he looks to set it up towards half forward, but good courage shown there by Finn Campili. He read it well. Takes the intercept mark over to Hathaway, who goes with the kick wide to Richardson, who's been busy early. Both rucks getting involved in the general play. That's a good kick as well. It was a 45 kick in board. It found Burnell in a pocket of space. He's now got it on the wing. He's got Ag in space here at half forward if he can find him. He doesn't trust himself to kick it that far, so he goes very short to Luca McNabb.
He's maintaining possession here, Brighton.
Short now to Hathaway. They're still on the wing here. They haven't really gained much territory. Burnell's going to get on the end of it here again, so bit by bit. Trigger a bit quicker there now. Seager's got it. He's still 2 kicks from home, but they have gained a bit of territory. And Seager's going to go hit up Tweedy on the lead. It was a good spoil coming over the top there from Beckworth. Tweedy looked like he was going to take the mark. And then players dive on top of the ball inside 50, and the umpire will call for it.
Well, that was an excellent kick by Geordie Seager, and unfortunately Tweedy couldn't take the mark. But good forward defensive pressure by Brighton to cause this stoppage.
Oh, and there's Verge.
It's a hammer blow.
No subtlety about his ruck work. It's intercepted here by Montanaro. High kick inside 50. Tweedy almost had it. Verge again wanted to go with a big spoil. And then a jumping tackle there from Burn Jones. Locks things up on the half-forward flank for the Tunners.
I think Verge could have had a go at marking that himself then. Probably lack of communication.
Zerner tapped it down, but wasn't to anybody in particular. Ball in dispute here. And Leighton playing the tackle. Doesn't do things by halves, Will Verge. No. We can figure that out pretty quickly.
Yes.
Well, very early lead there from Zerner. He hit the deck by the time the ball was in reach. He grabs it out of the ruck and he snaps it towards goal. Would have been pretty extraordinary there from Harry Zerner. He's seen the scoreboard early, but just a couple behind so far.
I think we're seeing a little bit of unpredictability today, Matty. What we expect, we should expect the unexpected today, I think.
Kind of feels like that. Zerner, Richardson, Verge. We'll see if Clark spends any time in the ruck. That might provide us with a bit more certainty, but over to that, got a lot of new to be introduced to today, Hugo.
Very new-looking sides, both of them.
Cormac getting a lot of practice with the kick-ins today. Runs his full measure and then drives a kick up towards the wing, and a good diving mark taken by Quinn Spencer. And a short kick down the line. He's kicked it straight to Tom Howden.
This is the turnovers we're talking about, Matty, that hurt Scotch. They should have been an easy possession there. Now they've got to try and defend an entry kick.
Howden's kick inside 50. Ag the meat and the sandwich. Brought it to ground. Pryor might have been held without it. Umpire wave play on. Comes out now to Burnell. He was dispossessed in the tackle. And a chance here for the Cardinals. Spencer gives the hand pass across. Now McMillan running along the wing. Wants to cut inside his man. He does so. Could he spear a kick into the middle of the ground? He does. Clark's got it. He wants to wheel and go. He goes with a hand pass to Brown, who's in trouble now. He's caught by Richardson, and the umpire says holding the ball. Good tackle by the big fella.
Yeah, the handball wasn't on there. That was just a handball too precious, so there's not much Brown could have done there.
Richardson out to Hathaway on the back flank. He's rocking the sleeves. He hasn't ditched them, which is good to see. Short to Campelia, had to dive to take the mark. Took a tumble as well. So if he got a little shove from Ollie Barter. He's just happy to go across the field to play. Montanaro's got it now. Kicking board's a beauty to Richardson. And he wants to complete the switch hit. Drives a kick out towards the back flank. They've got an opportunity here now. Well, that's kicking board was over the head of Butler, straight to Brown. He goes to the kick up towards Clark, who couldn't complete the mark. Might have been appeals for a free kick. The umpire wait play on. Now it's Leighton who's in a bit of trouble. He's dispossessed. Wins it back though, Leighton. Kicks it around the corner, doesn't go very far. The umpire wave play on. Butler's in there, caught by Spencer. The umpire calls for it. Louis Butler, the acting captain today for the Tunners. Of course, played 4 games for the Western Bulldogs.
There it is. What are we?
You tick that off the bingo card. Yes. And got that out of the way nice and early.
9 minutes 43 into the first quarter, and we've got a first Bulldogs reference. Well done, Matty. That's your record, I think, so far.
Couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
Gathered here by Howden, who throws it on the boot, gains a bit of territory, but it goes too wide, and it's out of bounds on the full. It was good pressure, though, by Verger to force him offline. So the Cardinals will get it back here in the wing. Still no goals. TLC Healthcare scoreboard, 10 minutes gone, 3 behinds to 1. You mentioned the World Cup, Hugo. This has been a great start. 10 minutes in, it's 3-1.
When did I mention the World Cup?
Long kick down the line, and the pre-game.
Oh, right.
Hand pass comes back now to Campelia, who's got to go back to Montanaro, who's got to twist his way out of trouble, back to Howden, shrugs the bar to tackle and was caught high in the process, so will be given the reprieve of a free kick.
Talking about the World Cup, Matty, geez, I'm glad I'm not in London at the moment.
Oh, yes, no, not the place to be right now. Great kick to Burnell at centre-half back. Wants to move it quickly, cuts it on his right, spears a kick up towards half-forward. Good trap by Tweedy. Gets away from a couple in the process too. Hand pass out wide to Howden. Can he find a target inside 50? He goes with a short kick to Ag, who marks on the half-forward flank. He thought about moving it quickly as well. He decided to at the end, but the kick was smothered into the man on the mark. And it's a chance here now for the Cardinals. Kick down the line is no good from Jack Brown. Straight to Howden, who's made that wing his own in this opening quarter.
There's that unpredictability we spoke about, Matty. No need for Ag to try and pull the trigger on that short one.
He goes short with a kick to Ag. It's been cut out. Great gather by Barter. Gives the hand pass across. Little dribble kick works to Henry Brown, who's got it now. He goes with a kick to Barter on the wing, back to Brown. He's found another teammate here on the half-forward flank. Here is Brown with a good kick. Considered inside 50 now. McMillan goes deep towards full forward, but it was well read in the end. Short kick. Seeger to McNabb. That's not a great kick to Campelia, but gathered it well in the bounds and sold a bit of candy as well. Now kicks to Butler at centre-half back. And now Richardson's got it. Hands the kick out towards the far wing. Howden again. The South Road wing.
We haven't got the stats at the moment, Matty, but Brighton would be 2-1 in favour of possessions at the moment.
Oh, and here's a chance. Drop mark taken here, and there's a chance now for Spencer, who gathers it, pulls the trigger from 50, and he misses. And that was a let-off there. As you just was saying, Hugo, they possessed it really well, but a drop mark and the door can open very quickly. Well, turn it over in the back line.
If you turn over anywhere, Matty, because I was just thinking today, I think that today's going to be a result of who can capitalise on turnovers. And we just feel with every passage of play, we're just waiting for that turnover. It's just not as clean, and obviously depth of both sides is being tested, so we're going to have to expect that. But if you really want to capitalise on turnover today.
3 behinds to 2. The TLC Healthcare scoreboard, 12.5 gone. Butler's had to leap the fence to retrieve the football.
Yeah, not much support down that end of the ground.
No.
It's all up here on the balcony.
And he goes with a short kick, and it's been cut out. So here's another turnover, Hugo.
That's what we're talking about,
And
mate.
a short kick inboard as well, because he found a teammate in space. And this might be Spencer again who's marked it.
And absolutely horrendous marking there. There was just three Scotch players on their own in the Brighton forward line, Brighton back line, and no one even went to them. Everyone was shocked that that kick came off.
So Lean took the mark and then just found Spencer in acres of space directly in front, about 35 metres out. And he'll get another opportunity for the game's first goal. And Quinn Spencer, he's kicked 12-6 for the season. He splits the middle. And we've got our first goal of the day. It took 13.5 minutes, but it's the Cardinals who strike first at Brighton Beach Oval. 1-2-8 plays 3 behinds, and that's on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard. Think differently about aged care. We do. They're Old Brighton's principal partner.
Yes, so sort of on cue that was, Matty. He was talking about scores off turnover and being dangerous off turnover. Well, I've got no issue with the kick from full-back being turned over, because that does happen. What an issue we have from a coaching perspective, and I'll be sending the runner straight out there, is the Brighton defenders leaving unattended players in the Scotch forward line when someone's got a mark. You just can't do that. That is rule number one. Take away every option straight away. So I'd be furious with that if I was Soupy.
Clark got the tap out in the ruck, taking a turn in the centre this time. Richardson just won't let go of him. Clark did well to get the hand pass away. Cut out here by McNabb. Spears a kick up towards half forward, and Tweedy used the body well and takes a strong mark at half forward. And he can look for the quick reply here from the Tunners. Not much of an angle to speak of, but he'll have to kick it from the 45-metre arc. As refreshments arrive here in the commentary gantry. Compliments of Buttons Bruce.
Yes, no, very good. My favourite ones are still there too, the strawberries. Excellent. But that was all a result of that initial pressure put on by Richardson onto Clark. So, and then the Brighton mids got to work as well. So it was pressure on pressure and caused the turnover and an excellent kick forward to a dangerous spot and a good mark by Tweedy.
Used to him playing in the back line, Campbell Tweedy, but spending today up forward. He kicked 1 goal in the last start.
Kicked that like a
couple of weeks ago, and he's put this one offline as well. So 4 behinds for the Tunners. 2 to Zerner, 1 to Ag, and now 1 to Campbell Tweedy on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard. Cormac. Kick up towards centre half back, went in between a couple of Cardinals, so there's a bit of pressure here. Kick down the line. Harry Dixon had a bit of a problem there. He spins out of trouble nicely, gives a hand pass back to Jack Brown. Kick up the line. Tunners have the numbers here. Good use of the body there that time from Seeger. The umpire waved play on. Campeale's got it now, gives it back. And then spinning out of trouble, doing well there was Cork, rather. Now Geordie Seeger's got it with a kick up towards half forward. Another good mark from Campbell Tweedy. He's got the sticky mitts today, Tweedy. That's a couple of good marks he's taken at half forward. We'll have another opportunity. Similar sort of position, just on the opposite angle. The left half forward flank this time.
Marks his run up there. Now, I think distance may test him here. That kick before, similar distance, he struggled, pulled it. So, see if he can improve on this one. But that was excellent pressure by the Brighton defenders and mids as that ball was exited by Scotch. It gave them no options, and then as a result, shot on goal.
So really just 1 goal for the season for Campbell Tweedy. He's given the responsibility of playing up forward today. He's kicked that one like a forward, and he gives the fist pump to the crowd.
He what?
Yes. Well, he was happy about it, Campbell Tweedy. And the Tunners have finally got their first. 1-4 plays 1-2 on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard. Great kick from Campbell Tweedy.
No, it was. And reward for effort there. He's been very busy up forward in a slightly different role for him. He's used to be behind the ball, but much easier playing forward, matey. Hard to be a defender.
No, only the very best can succeed in the defence.
In the forward line. Yeah, but anyway, no, that's a reward for effort there. But very, very good defensive pressure in the middle of the ground to cause that turnover, and an excellent kick forward by Geordie Seeger and a great mark by Tweedy. So we might see a bit of that today.
So the Tunners reclaim the lead. 1-4 plays 1-2 on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard. Back in the middle, McNabb. He was beaten to it there. Burne-Jones falling on top of the ball. Seeger falling on top of him. Umpire says, give it to me. 2 very different looking teams than what we've grown accustomed to, Old Brighton and Old Scotch. Lots of changes coming into the match. Burnell shrugged the Burne-Jones tackle, kicks up towards half forward. Seeger bounced off his man well. His hand pass was no good. Cut out by Charlie Cormac, who's about to be run down. He just got a kick away in the nick of time, and it's going to be effective too. Mark taken by Charlie Jackson going back with the flight. It was a good effort from Winston McGowan to chase down Cormac. But the Cardinals skipper just got the kick away. Now Jackson goes up to half forward. Spencer's got to beat about 4 tonners. Ball hits the deck, gathered by Lean cleanly. Gives the hand pass away. Now little underground hand pass is no good. McNabb cut it out over to Burnell. His kick slewed off the side of the boot. McGowan trapped it nicely. Goes back to McNabb, who's got it on the back flank. Hand pass down the line to McGowan. Goes inboard once again. Cork, he fumbled it and it's been turned over. Good pressure here from the Cardinals. Hand pass comes back to Cormac. On from a standing start. Goes up towards full forward. Numbers favour the Tonners here.
Push.
Well, it was Simons who pushed his man under the ball illegally. And a free kick to the Tonners now. Kick up the line. High wave play on. Zerner. Howden. Down the line. Ag. Howden following up. Brown now with a good tackle. And follows up again, does Brown. And the umpire calls for it on the wing, the South Road wing, the far side of our broadcast position here. The crowd has formed on that side of the ground too, which is good to see. Lovely conditions here at Brighton Beach Oval this afternoon. Couldn't ask for better. McGowan to Howden, who's tackled over the boundary.
Now, we're going to see a lot of today. Both very contested teams and basically will match up really well against each other, Matty. So they know each other really well, even though there's new players in. So there won't be any tricks they can pull on each other today.
No, it's got the makings of a very close game, this one. Even this early in the match. Clark grabs it out of the ruck, got the hands free, but it's been cut out by Seeger. High up and under the half forward, Brown with a good mark. Jack Brown took it fully on the chest. Gives the hand pass across. Cormac now with a kick to a one-on-one on the wing. This is going to be interesting. Who's going to arrive in terms of the cavalry? Good tackle there from the Tonners. Hand pass comes free. You've got a mystery man, it looks, Hugo.
Every week.
Number 47. We'll figure out who that is at quarter time.
We'll get Coop onto that. Coop, you going to check that out at the bench for us, bud?
Kick down the line is no good. Straight to Will Townsend, who marks comfortably at half back for the Cardinals.
What we're looking at today is both teams, their best zone is probably the defence. So we expect to see a lot of intercept marks from both teams today. Probably the most consistent zone each team's had.
Jackson down the line. Oh, a couple of Tonners getting in the way of each other there. Butler and Hathaway. I told you it was brave, Hugo.
Yeah, very.
Good tackle there by Howden too. Umpires let this go a long time, but says give it to me in the end. So just up on the wing, the railway wing. Try saying that one quickly. Seeger, he was dispossessed. Butler trying to wrestle the ball out of McMillan's grasp. It might have been taken high. The umpire didn't spot it. We've ticked a time on here in this opening quarter. 1-4-10 plays 1-2-8 in favour of the Tonners. Clark got the hands free. Loops one over the top. Gathered here by Harry Dixon. On the right boot. Sets it up towards the half-forward flank. Spencer had to turn defender. Knocked it away from Cork. Out of play, boundary throw. And while it's out of play, you go around the grounds for Bendigo Bank Inner East. What have you got?
Yeah, so a couple of interesting ones going on. We've got Old Haileybury 15, Old Trinity 15. So scores level there. Turak Park, Zabs 8 points. Trailing Uni Blues 19 points. St Kevin's 7 points. Trailing Caulfield Grammarians 14 points. And Uni Blacks 12 points leading St Bernard 6. So interesting games today with lots of ramifications.
Richardson leapt over the top there. Get the tap down. McGowan was taken in a strong tackle by Jones.
He's looking good, McGowan. He's been busy on that half-forward wing area.
He's had a couple of good moments.
Yeah, he has.
Clark on the tap out that time. Jones trying to find a way through. So was Schilling. There'll be a free kick going the way of Angus Jones. Of course, the preliminary final hero from last season. Looks to set this kick into the pocket. That's never giving Spencer a chance, and it was a comfortable mark in the end for Marlo Hoffman on the back flank.
So Scotch are pulling the trigger on that forward line entry kick too early. So there's a long bomb steep, easy to defend for Brighton. They need to find a little bit of run and carry through their half forward and get the deeper entry. And the Scotch forwards need to get in front. Just from my observation so far.
Howden followed it up, give the hand pass away to our mystery man who goes with the kick down the line. Brooks had it, was knocked away from him. Dixon doing well. Big week for Harry Dixon, of course. He's played every game for the Cardinals this season and captained the Big V under-19 last week. He was very good in the number one.
And a natural media performer too on the award-winning For the Love of the Game podcast, Matty.
Yes. Very good interview. Has a bright future ahead of him, does Harry Dixon. Richardson front spot. Gathered by Schilling, who very quickly gave up on trying to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Accepted the tackle, and the umpire says, well, I'll have to toss this up one. He does now. Clark. Clearance one here, though, by the Tunners. High kick up towards half forward. Cormac in good position. Only went with the one hand, though. It's come loose. Brooks gathers it from 60. Kicks towards full forward. Ag to fly. Tweedy was there. Hit the deck. And now it's fallen here to McGowan on the left boot. And he goes! And a big moment for Winston McGowan. Great roving. You mentioned Hugo. He's been busy early. He just read that one better than anybody else and just snuck it through on the left boot, put it through truly. The Tunners have kicked clear, 2-4-16 to 1-2-8. And the way things are going, we may have to mark that one down as a goal of the day contender for the Auburn Hotel because it's slim picking so far.
It is, very much so. No, it's a tough contested footy, but you're just seeing the value, differences in forward entries. Scotch having long, deep entry, long, shallow entries to contested players. Their forwards are playing behind, whereas Campbell Tweedy was excellent then. He had to back into that. That was coming in. Yeah. And he knew that Brian Ag and the other boys are coming, but he held his ground there, and as a result, didn't let Scotch get any possession whatsoever. And a nice opportunistic goal by McGowan, my boy. I'm branding him.
Oh, you've claimed him already.
I'm taking him.
It's taken you 24 minutes.
Yes.
There's a bit of a delay here, but I'm just not sure what for.
I've got no idea. There's Coop down there. What's going on? Footy. They've got a footy issue.
Extra footy on the field.
No, I think it's... the umpire's got one. I've got no idea.
Down there, Cooper. Have you got us down there, Cooper? No, he's doing a really good job with the boundary right, Cooper.
Obviously, the equipment doesn't extend to the venue over the road where he's fully snuck over.
That's strike two.
Yeah.
Old Scotch are taking the opportunity to make a couple of changes here in the meantime. Will Clark was on the bench. He's come back on, and now Robbie Beckworth is making his way off the ground too.
And we're still no closer to getting started here.
So this is obviously
now, the umpire is over at the Scotch bench. It's something to do with a runner or a water
boy.
Yeah, he's taken off the orange vest. This is something very interesting. Yeah, so the umpire is still at the bench. He just left now.
The water boy is actually coming onto the ground.
It's the boundary umpire. Is it? This kid's coming on.
Yeah, we've got a kid who had a
orange vest on.
And he's taken it off.
And he's wearing a blue jumper, and he's still on the field.
Yeah, this is all very odd.
Bizarre.
The players restarted in the meantime. We'll get Cooper to investigate that. Clearance to be won again by the Tunners. Kick from Branson up towards half forward. Brooks was there. He couldn't gather it cleanly. Branson's going to go in again. Feeds the hand pass back to Butler, who goes across to McNabb now in space. On the left boot. Spears a kick inside 50. Got in between Richardson and Pryor. And it's knocked away out of bounds. Out of play. Boundary throw in.
Right, I figured that one out, Matty. The young lad who was doing the boundary temporarily was wearing an orange water carrier's vest. Now we've got a new stand-in boundary umpire who's wearing the appropriate coloured vest.
I see. So it's all about the uniform.
Yes, he was. So the players didn't think he was a water carrier.
Good work the boundary. Good work from Clark. Got it away to Dixon, who speared a kick up the line, but a great spoil from Richardson knocked it out of play with authority. Will be tossed back in right in front of the interchange gates. That's good. It's good from you, Hugo. Yeah. It's a good pickup.
Well, I knew there'd be some form of over-officiating going on. We are the most over-officiated game in the world.
Yeah, no, we've got a lot of different rules to keep on top of. Toss back in. Good work there by Clark. And goes out towards the wing. It was Burn-Jones who kicked it, but it was touched just on the line by our mystery man, number 47. He's had a bit of it for a mystery man.
He has. I've got no idea why he tried to mark that then, because it was a Scotch kick. If he had left that, he would have had the Lassie free kick. Anyway.
Clark, good use of the body, hands it across. Now the kick from Leeton inside, attacking 50s. An absolute beauty to Quinn Spencer, who can line up for his second from about 45 metres out. Barely an angle to speak of.
Exactly. That is the textbook how you should enter the forward line. So Scotch forward playing in front, one, tick. The Scotch player from the middle of the ground gave it to advantage, and it was to a dangerous spot. Not a long bomb in, just a kick and hope. So that was excellent.
So Quinn Spencer, he's kicked 1-1 today. He's kicked Cardinals' only goal, and was from a similar position to this. So, can he make it a second here, Spencer? On the left boot, he starts it way out to the left. It's not even going to score. Out on the full. It's a very uncharacteristic effort at goal from Quinn Spencer.
Yeah, he laid back on that and didn't kick through it, Matty. So that at the 27.5-minute mark could have put them within 2 points coming into quarter time. Very frustrating for Mark Nat, the coach of Scotch.
So Butler now with the ball in the back pocket.
Very important they defend this ball now, Scotch, and get another entry just before the siren.
Sits it long down the line. Richardson with a fly over the top, but Clark, the man in front, hard man to get around. He looks to wheel and go. Kick up towards half forward, knocked away. Leighton, his kick was smothered. Gathered here by Jones, steps inside one, dribbles a kick that goes about 5 metres. That's cut out. Another kick that's going to go only as far as Nelson Troon.
Which was more than the 10 metres, was it?
Hard to miss Nelson Troon today with the peroxide. Kick inside 50, a couple of tonners fly. McNabb roving, he's caught and tackled there by Barring. And it's going to be a stoppage here inside, attacking 50 for the Cardinals. Then Verge punches it up towards full forward. Clark's the target, or Spencer's the target. Nearly spun away from Hathaway. He did well just to hold on there, Hathaway. And it's forced a stoppage close to goal. 28.5 gone in this opening quarter. 2 goals to 1 in favour of the Tunners, and Verge grabs it out of the ruck and kicks it well across goal. That's missed by a long way. Although he kicked it right across the face, has gone out of bounds on the full. 2-4-16 place 1-2-8 on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard. An even opening term. Goals have been hard to come by. Kick up the line is a good one now to Hoffman. Gives the hand pass all the way to McNabb, who goes down the line to Pryor. Couldn't mark it, had to gather it on the bounce. Good use of the body, though, by Brown. His hand pass wasn't very good, though. Gathered nicely by Townsend. Kicked down the line. Hoffman again. Hands it back. And now getting it there is Butler, who got it from McNabb. Back to McNabb. Back to Butler. Back to Hathaway. Goes to the kicking board to Richardson. Space opens up now for the Tunners. This has got to be a good kick to Campili on the opposite side of his, and they've got space here. Up towards half forward. They can go inside 50 here. Kick looking for McGowan. Oh, it was a good spoil by Dixon. Just got a fingertip on it. Now can he gather it cleanly? He hands it to the line, and that's going to be, well, it was knocked out of his grasp. Yeah. According to the umpire, so it'll be a boundary throw in.
Good, you needed to hit that one, otherwise put it to the square. So, very frustrating.
So, it's here at half forward now for the Tunners. Boundary throw was shallow, gathered by Clark, who had front spot. Back to Burn-Jones, goes with a hand pass over the top. Get caught immediately there in the tackle. It was Jap. The umpire says, I'll take it from here.
Tipped over 30 minutes now, probably a result of all the stoppages we've had.
We've had a few, and of course we had the boundary umpire incident too, which adds a little bit of time to the score. And Richardson thought he was playing State of Origin for a second and tried to just run that one over the line for a try. Instead he'll get a boundary throw in.
Can we put that down as a wardrobe malfunction? The boundary umpire?
We may have to discuss that at quarter time. 2-4-16 plays 1-2-8. The Tunners lead Old Scotch in this one so far. And that's how it will remain at quarter time. An 8-point lead to Old Brighton in a must-win match for both of these teams. That first quarter brought to you by TLC Healthcare, Old Brighton's principal partner. Think differently about aged care. We do. Hugo Higginbotham for Hit IQ. Your brief thoughts.
Look, as we spoke about, Matty, it's a little bit of who can capitalise on turnover more, I suppose you'd say. But there were some really good passages to play, but it's just the feeling that you're just waiting for that one turnover at certain stages. Probably a few goals left on the table for both teams, but definitely, as we would expect, a very willing, contested contest. And at the moment, it's anyone's game, Matty. A game of moments it might almost come down to.
Yeah, it feels a bit like that at the moment. We're just waiting for the game to break and could be waiting quite a while. The goal kickers to this point for Old Brighton, Campbell, Tweedy and Winston McGowan. For Old Scotch, Quinn Spencer, their lone goal scorer. This is VAFA William Buck match of the day on the VAFA.com.au and the SEN app. Quarter time here at Brighton Beach Oval. It's Old Brighton who lead by 8 points.
VAFA action is back, and you can catch the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day every Saturday afternoon. Listen to all the VAFA footy action live on the SEN website and SEN app today from 1:45 p.m.
Are you thinking about pulling on the boots and having a kick in 2026? If so, we'd love to have you in the VAFA. Australia's largest senior footy competition has teams suited to all ages and experience, from under-19s to seniors. Log on to VAFA.com.au, check out our club directory and find a club near you.
Hey guys, at GYG we never compromise on the quality of our food. That's why we only serve 100% free-range chicken. We're on a mission to reinvent fast food, because who said fast food had to be bad food? Love ya.
The VAFA Rising Star Award recognises the competition's most talented young players. Each week, the VAFA Rising Star Committee receives nominations for one male and one female player aged 20 years or under who played no more than 7 senior games before this season. Our overall season winners will be declared the VAFA Rising Stars for 2026. So if your club has a young gun making their mark, nominate them now at media@vafa.com.au.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app. Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.
Keep up to date with everything that's happening around the VAFA by subscribing to our socials. We're on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook and LinkedIn. Has someone just taken a screamer or kicked goal of the year? Send us your best and we might share them around the league. Join in the fun with all the best pics, videos, stories and reels from around the competition. They're all on VAFA socials. Search VAFA and VAFA Women's on your favourite platforms.
Listen in to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on SEN's new no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45pm. Listen via the app.
Quarter time here at Brighton Beach Oval. This is VAFA William Buck Match of the Day here on vafa.com.au and the SCN app. And it is Old Brighton who lead Old Scotch by 8 points at the first break, 2-4-16 to 1-2-8. Matthew Donald, Hugo Higginbotham and Cooper Watkins, your commentary trio this afternoon. The Huddle Report, we'll get down to Cooper in a moment. That will be thanks to Lexus of Brighton, the relentless pursuit of perfection. But we'll go around the grounds, Hugo, for Bendigo Bank Inner East, because actually, no, what we'll do firstly, we'll go down to ground level and we'll listen to Mark Nat, the coach of Old Scotch, addressing his charges.
Can we talk? Come on. How you feeling? Good. Yeah, it feels like we're generally in control. It's just a few little lapses here and there. But notice when we got, you know how we're going +1 up around the ball? When we're looking up around the middle, when we win the ball back off in the back line, what are you seeing ahead of the ball? Correct. So when we get to here, right, so it's in, let's say it's in this part of the ground, knowing that they've got their spares up there, okay, what can we do in that? Go lateral. So let's just get another kick. We've got to give our forwards time to reset. At the moment, we're asking too much of them because they're getting up to help us defend, and then we want to get it back, and they're cooked. They can't get back. So we've got to make sure we've got a little bit more patience through that. So a sideways kick, which Pup Brown did, is exactly what we want to see. Then it opens up the leading lanes because we know Quinn and Clarkey and Virgin, these guys get back to get up. And even like, you know, Simo, McMillan, Cooper Lean hitting up, you guys have got to get really busy. So there was a kick out early in the quarter where 3 of you were sitting behind Clarkey. You've got to be in front of Clarkey. Right, got to be in front, and then from there we can possess it so we can force the ball forward off the back of that. Right, a couple of times just with our pressure. I reckon our intent's fantastic. Right, but we're still not quite where we want to be because we're allowing them to get out, and we're going 3 to the ball carrier. It's only one, isn't it? It's only one. And how do we actually play that tackle? Is it with our body or with our hands?
Body.
It's body. You've got to get body in because when we're tackling with our arms, we're allowing them to free to release the ball. So even a few times near us, take the stoppage. We've done the hard work to get it out. Take the stoppage. Right? That's the way that we want to be. All right. Yeah. When we're pressing, when they're kicking backwards, chipping with their uncontested marks, so you can see how they're +16 there. We need to press up with purpose. Get up, so they have to kick over hands. At least then they've got to make some decisions off the back of it. Right, team. So Clark start in the middle, Verge, you go deep forward. Take the change. Simo, leans down to 15, and Schilling keeps going to 41 in there. All right, so there's our 4 to 5. McMillan, Jap, Cooney, come in. Come on. Right. Okay, I'm going to put it on your rub. Right. Let's get this first one out of the guts. Right, Pup, Jonesy, right, and Bardo, let's work really hard. A bit of territory. Let's set the ground up from there. Come on. Okay? Let's take 12 tackles up to the 18 to 20 mark. Let's put a bit of pressure on them. Put it back on their asses a little bit and make them really, really good. Come on, boys.
Mark that there, the coach of Old Scotch addressing his players. We'll get back down to ground level with Cooper Watkins, who'll want to have a quick chat with Mark Nutt. He's just off giving final instructions to Harry Dixon. In fact, he's just joined Cooper now, so we'll head back down to you, Cooper.
Got me, boys. Natty, great day for footy. Probably didn't translate into the quality of footy in that first quarter. What did you make of your boys' first quarter?
There was a lot of errors, wasn't there? But, listen, really happy with the intent. The boys are up and about. Sometimes the intent's taking us through to the ball carrier, which hurts a little bit, I reckon. But, structurally, we're setting up the way we want to, and the game's, not too bad. Certainly very evenly poised.
Good luck, Natty.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, boys.
Thank you for that, Cooper. And I understand you've got an update for us on boundary umpire gate.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a weird one, but I believe that one of the boundary umpires got a little bit sick or injured and is sitting on the old Brighton bench still just taking in some water. So just a bit hot, I think, out here, boys. They're just not used to the weather down here.
The heat policy.
Well, if it gets over 23 degrees here, do we stop playing?
Yeah,
I think it's 35 in the cricket.
Yeah, no, 23, that'll be about it. We'll all head over to the venue over the road and hydrate.
Start of the second quarter here. Old Brighton leading by 8 points against Old Scotch. We're underway. Richardson and Verge contesting in the ruck again. And Richardson won the ball, was caught by Brown. Still fighting on for the Richardson. And then another strong tackle that locks things up. This second quarter brought to you, of course, by McQueen Financial Group. It's the Tunners who lead by 8 points. Clark. The tap down that time, gathered by McNabb. Goes with the hand pass back to Hoffman. Screws it around the body up towards half forward, going back with a flight. Easy mark for Cormac. He just drives a kick up towards the wing. A couple of Tunners have to spoil. Spears is there. He's our mystery man. Gathered in the end initially by Barring, but it's gone out of play. So Matthew Spears, number 47 out there. We had him as 49 in our record.
No, we were very well informed by one of the spectators who's actually listening to us.
Yes, it just goes to show people do listen from time to time. Here you go.
Yes.
Toss back in, trickles up towards half forward, gathered by Jones, who goes with the outside of the boot in towards full forward. Courage required. Butler going back with the flight, very brave. Falls now here to the chance for Simons, who didn't catch it well at all, and it's gone across the face and only just stuck in for a minus score. 1-3-9 the Cardinals, 2-4-16 Old Brighton. Good courage for the Tunners skipper there, Hugo.
Now, it was just very disappointing there for Scotch. They couldn't capitalise on that.
Butler goes with a short kick to Howden, who goes back to Butler, who had a bit of a fumble, has time to recover and goes with the kick up the line. Lovely to see. He thought his way well. He thought his way through that one pretty well in the end, did Butler. Seager, short kick to Pryor. Didn't really see much of him in the opening quarter. Kicked 14 goals, 8 for the season for the Tunners as Pryor was one of their leading scorers last year too. Goes the kick down the line, looking for Ag. Bounced off the head there in the end of Beckworth. Falling for him now. He didn't really get a hand pass away. Ag gives it back to McNabb, who's on the left boot. And he just hooks this one up towards half forward. It's going to take a big fly over the top. It was brought down. It was Tweedy who flew. Hand pass comes back to Townsend now, who goes across to Cormac, or Clark rather, at fullback. And his kick, well, it was cut out by Goodger, who's got to beat a couple of Cardinals now. He fell over. Brady picked it up nicely, goes with a hand pass to Jackson. Now, was this off hands or was this a lasso? I think they're saying it was off hands. So the Jackson's hand pass didn't quite find his teammate who fumbled it over the line. I think that's what they're saying.
Well, the Brighton temporary boundary umpire was very keen to give Brighton the lasso free kick there, ironically.
What are the odds? Yeah. McNabb, he's kicked it into the head of Richardson there. That's a good old-fashioned Falcon. Comes out now to Jones, who kicks a high ball down the line. It's going to come down with rain on it, and a good mark taken by Montanaro. Just read it better than anyone else. Steps inside his man, spears a kick up towards the half-forward flank, but a good mark cutting across there by Jackson. Juggled it nicely. Gracefully drifted in from the side. Kicks this one long down the line. Cork flew over the top to kill the contest and goes out of play. Boundary thrown on the South Road wing, the far side of the ground. 2-4-16 plays 1-3-9. Old Brighton goals continuing to be hard to come by in this second term, thanks to McQueen Financial Group. We've had just 3 so far. No fault of the conditions, though. It is a beautiful day here at Brighton Beach Oval. Ball toss back in. He's diving on top of the football, and the umpire calls for it.
Now, we're seeing a lot more long down the line, a lot of more bombings than we usually would see from these two teams, probably due to the depth being tested of both teams at the minute.
And another stoppage. have gained about 3 metres there of the Cardinals. They're still about 55 metres from goal. Richardson grabs this one out of the ruck. Driven into the turf by Clark. I wonder how many hand passes Richardson has had in this game.
I haven't noticed any.
No, I haven't picked up on any either. He's definitely not a handball-happy type. Clark grabbed this one out of the ruck. He does feed a hand pass away to Brown, who got away from his man. Drives it towards goal. It's through. Henry Brown leading by example. That's a great goal on the run. 10 for the season now for him. And the Cardinals strike first in this second term. 2-3-15 to 2-4-16. And there's a bit going on in the aftermath here as well, Hugo Higginbotham.
Yeah, there is. I think there's a little bit of advice given as the Scotch players came together, and they took a bit of umbrance to that. But that's all right. They're only young lads just testing each other. But that was... Well, Clark to Brown, so excellent. Players you can rely on that have been so good for Scotch for so long, they're going to have to step up today to get the result, I think, Matty.
We've been waiting for that, just a bit of the cream just rising in this game, and it hasn't happened yet. There's been a lot of changes, but there's still some high calibre footballers out there today. Clark and Brown getting the job done there for the Cardinals. Back in the middle, Jones applying the tackle. And there'll be a free kick, though, going the way of the Cardinals, rather, and they're going to set it inside 50 again. Brown looking for Spencer, knocked away from him. Good rove there by Lean, but he was caught immediately. It'll be a stoppage. I didn't see the free kick out of the centre.
I think it was for a hold. It's what the umpire indicated.
Verge hands it back. And then trying to take on everyone was barring, and he got away with that one. The umpire said, give it to me. The lift doors closed, and he tried to hold them open, and they weren't staying open.
Which fend off the umpire I didn't see, because I saw 3 that he attempted. So.
Richardson being caught that time by Verge. It's been a good battle so far, that one.
Yeah, it has. It has. You like to see that.
And the way the teams line up, you feel like we're going to see a lot more of that this afternoon. Verge scrubbers a kick towards full forward. Spencer's going to come out to meet it. Flicks it back to a dangerous position. Numbers here. Burne-Jones, he was pushed off the ball. And the umpire calls for another stoppage here close to the Cardinals' goal. Clever by Spencer.
Very. Burne-Jones probably need to release a handball then rather than trying to kick it round the corner.
Well, now Verge might have been held there. He is. He'll get the free kick.
Okay. Well, a bit more going on out there.
Yeah, it's not over yet. This has just threatened to bubble over a bit in the last... It's simmered rather than boiled in the last couple of minutes. And the umpire says, oh, no, it's going to be 50.
Back to the square.
So, Will Verge... I mean, for a ruckman, I wouldn't say it was a certainty from 20 metres out. It should be now from the top of the square. It's still going on between Richardson and Spencer. But a big moment coming up here for Will Verge on debut. Goal! And they're going to come from everywhere to get around him.
Yeah.
And the big fella has thrown his weight around in this match. And he worried Richardson there in that stoppage. Hugo.
Yeah, he did.
Forced the hold, got the free kick. Bit of fortune with the 50, but put it through, and the Cardinals lead. 3-3-21 plays 2-4-16. McQueen Financial Group scoreboard.
Well, where he got that free kick from, I've just got to say I was a bit concerned after seeing some of his kicks earlier. But the umpire basically took the doubt out of it due to, I think it was Gilbert who was getting a little bit aggressive, and I think you'd probably have to send the runner out to him and say, mate, you just got to. They just need to calm that down a little bit.
Rucks, they're no sure thing from close range. But a great moment for Will Verge, who we said has impressed in reserves so far this year and has impressed today and got a good reward there with a goal. The Cardinals have worked their way back in front after trailing by 8 points at quarter time. Free kick, though, to Richardson out of the centre, who's going to look to make amends. Goes up with a half, kick up towards half forward. Townsend flew, brought it to ground, rode by Jackson. Back to Cormac down the line. Montanaro with the spoil. Burne-Jones didn't keep it in play. The boundary umpire, who I think actually started this match on the field, is going to call for it here. Still got our reserve boundary umpire on the far side of the ground, the South Road wing.
Yeah, no, this boundary umpire is showing quite a lot of resilience. Still under trying conditions.
Toss back in. Clark grabbed it out of the ruck. Caught by Richardson. Did he get the hand pass away? No. Or if he did, he took too long to get rid of it. Free kick to Old Brighton and to Richardson.
So it's important what Richardson does with this. He does just want to bomb it long.
And he, guess what he does? He bombs it along to Ag, who almost completed the mark. Ball hits the deck, though. McGowan's there. He applies the tackle. And the umpire calls. I tell you, Ag has got pretty impressive reach. He Had no right to mark that one. He very nearly did.
Yeah, but he didn't. So
It's a good point.
He's taken a lot of almost good marks.
But Tweedy doing the ruck work inside 50 against Clark, which is interesting.
Something going on here.
Nothing's really amounted to that passenger play. It'll be another stoppage, but Tweedy will compete in the ruck again against Clark. It's a mismatch if ever you've seen one. But Clark not making the most of it here.
No, he's not. Very strong Tweedy, though.
Clark grabs this one out, and he's pinned by the arm by Tweedy. Holding his own. He's playing a bit of everywhere today, Campbell. Tweedy up forward in the ruck. This time Clark flicks that one back to Brown. The kick doesn't go very far. Playing behind the ball was Richardson. That's why Tweedy was in the ruck, so Richardson could be right there. He looks to go with the kick up towards half forward. No mark taken. Hand pass comes back to Howden, who goes on the left boot, centering ball. This is going to take a good mark, and in the end it's Brown who read it better than anyone else. Dropped into the hole. Won it back for the Cardinals. Hand pass across to Brown. He's happy to maintain possession now, Old Scotch. They've kicked 2 goals to none in this quarter. They've turned an 8-point deficit at quarter time into a 3-point lead. They kick down the line, and Verge has been pushed out again, and we'll get another free kick, the big fella, who's now spending a bit of time up forward. Now we'll see what he's going to do with this kick. Counter running around with a hand pass, and that's probably wise. Off a step, up towards half forward. Hathaway, the loose man in defence, takes the mark at half back for the Tunners.
Just too shallow, that entry. They need to find a little bit more run and carry to get to that dangerous spot a bit deeper.
Short up the line to Campeely. Just notice Gus Cork just sort of walking in the back here. Not sure if he's trying to walk off a knock. Campeely, the kick down the line. Fly over the top from Richardson with a good mark. Hodges real estate. A mark of the day contender. It's a good grab from behind. Richard called to go now, and he's going to go with a kick in the middle of the ground. The Tunners have numbers here. The mark has been taken. They can look to move it quickly here. Montanaro goes up the line towards half forward, and the mark taken by Carianis on the paint of 50. Does he want to go quickly with this one? He does. He looks to spear a kick in towards the pocket over the head of Ag. And Cormac is going to be happy to see that one trickle out of play for a boundary throw, and another almost mark for Ryan Ag, Hugo.
There was, but I'm surprised Michael Carianis didn't have a shot from there. He's quite a good kick, but obviously saw that lead. Anyway.
6 goals in 9 games this season, Michael Carianis. Tweedy continuing with the ruck work inside, attacking 50. Clark falls on top of him. McGowan's in there. Brown applying the tackle. And again, we're just seeing Richardson sit behind the ball here. So this is a tactic there from Marcel Bruin. Clark, rode by Brown. Hand pass now comes out to Townsend, who got it from Byrne-Jones. Kick up the line is wide, out on the full. Opportunity for Old Brighton to send this one back inside 50. It'll come with the boot of Cam Hathaway. Steps inside now and drives this one in towards the pockets. Gone a long way. No mark taken. Ag, did he get hands free? The hand pass didn't go very far. Clearing kick up towards the back flank. Over the head of Simons and Hathaway. The ladder's going to retrieve it first. Hands it inboard to Richardson, who goes one over the top. And now Hoffman. He sends it back inside 50. The Breeze has caught this one a little bit. It's come off hands. A couple of Tunners flew for it. And Cormac's got it now. Can he get away from Carianis? He's kicked down the line, gained 2 metres. And Troon picks it up, but eventually goes out of play for a boundary throw in inside 50 for Old Brighton.
So Old Brighton just happy to throw extras behind the ball, and the Scotch players are going with them. So we just have mass congestion in that Scotch forward line. So very hard for clear possession.
Clark, front spot. McMillan, or Schilling rather. He couldn't gather it cleanly. Brown, likewise. McNabb got the hand pass away, and now snapping towards goal there was Brooks. It's gone right across the face of play and out of bounds for a boundary throw in the right forward pocket for the Tunners. So they're dominating the territory, but they can't put it on the scoreboard at the moment. The hosts, they trail by 5 points on the McQueen Financial Group scoreboard. Clark grabs this one out of the ruck and just throws it on the boot. Bouncing ball. Hathaway gathered it, gives the hand pass back, and then Jackson cutting across. It was Gilbert who looked to try the hand pass down the line, but he's opposite number 30 in Jackson cut it out and knocked it out of play for a boundary throw in. On the railway track wing, As the train passes by, bound for Sandringham. Nearly 14 gone here in this second term. Only 2 goals for the quarter, both to Old Scotch, who lead by 5 points in this one. Trailed by 8 at quarter time. Boundary throw-in has slowly worked its way back into the centre of the ground where the umpires called for another stoppage. Clark again. Branson, he couldn't gather it cleanly. Kick up the line that time there from Leeton up towards centre half forward. Good tackle by Montanaro. Wouldn't let his man McMillan get away because there was space inside 50 for the Cardinals if he got through.
Just edging forward though, the Cardinals. They're not taking any risks at the moment.
Clark punches this one forward. McMillan again. Montanaro falls on top of him.
We're just seeing 1v1s everywhere around the ground, so that's why we've got so much contested football. And both teams seem happy to put an extra behind the ball in their defensive halves.
Richardson on the tap there, gathered by Montanaro though. Hand pass looking for Goodger. Well read though in the end. And a kick around the body, that was Jap. Up towards half forward, Brown kept it in play just about. A little soccer off the deck, unintentionals, trickled out of play. Beckworth and a boundary throw in.
So we just need to see some clear possession out of this mass of players, Matty. We need to move laterally away from that, but we're seeing a very, very contested game at the minute.
Still happy to play spare behind the ball here to 2-on-1 of the goal square in favour of the Tunners. Clark grabbed this one out of the ruck, snaps towards goal. Hathaway with the spoil, comes out now to McNabb, who got it from Branson. Kick down the line, should favour the Cardinals. Won it back, Townsend's got it on the forward flank now. He's probably a bit too far out to score. Still got a couple of kicks from goal. Is he going to go longer or is he going to try and hit up a lead? He's going to try and set it into the pocket. It wasn't a very good kick. Richardson and Hathaway there, and they're both happy to see it. Out of play for a boundary throw-in.
And just a bit of wind picking up here, Matty.
All of a sudden?
All of a sudden. It was never too far away, was it?
No, and the sun is just sort of dipping below the pavilion we're in front of, so we're not. We're going to miss out on the sunshine for the rest of the game. Tossed inside forward 50 here for the Cardinals. Comes loose now. Schilling, he had it for a moment. That's another tackle that's come out. Barter, was he held? No, umpire Wade, play on. Then Seeger with a clearing kick up towards the back flank. Clever little flick on that time by Brooks. Campili gathers it, wants to go with a hand pass back to Butler. Back over the top to Campili. It wasn't a great hand pass though. Leeton cut it out. And then seeing it over the line there was Charlie Cormack for a boundary throw in here on the half-forward flank for the Cardinals. So they kicked the only 2 goals of this quarter to lead by 5 points. Goals to Brown and Verge. On debut, Will Verge. Clark's in the ruck here. He flicked that one back. There's Brown again. Spirals a kick up towards full forward. Good mark in the end that time from Darcy Gilbert. He had Spencer to contend with, but he read it well. And he saves the day for Old Brighton. And he goes with a kick up towards the back flank and a well-juggled mark in the end that time. That might be Howden there. It goes with a kick inboard looking for Seeger. Gone through hands. Gathered here by Jones. Kick inside 50. Gilbert gathered it cleanly. Across to Goodger. Straightens on the right boot. Kick up the line. Jones again. Good mark in from the side. Not used to seeing that from Angus Jones, but that's a beauty.
No, he's a long way from goals too. He usually likes to play a bit closer to the big sticks.
He hasn't gone this far up the ground in a long time. Gives a short little kick long inside the forward 50 to Spencer. It's come off hands. Trickles out of play, boundary throw into the right forward pocket for Old Scott. So now it's their turn to trap the ball inside 50 for a bit.
Yeah, with the Scotch rolling their half forward higher up the ground, Gilbert is just happy to sit at home and sit in that hole. So that's why he's having quite a bit of influence with that ball coming into the Scotch forward line.
So our emergency boundary umpire tosses it back in, gathered by Howden, who just barrels it out of there. The breeze has caught it a bit though, drifted it back a bit, rode by Jones. Ag applied the pressure. Brooks trying to paddle it forward. Townsend coming the other way, did well, gives a hand pass across. They can go inside 50 here, the Cardinals, long towards Spencer. Good mark from Cork. Just read it well. Spencer was ready to fly, but Cork read it better than him. A couple of important marks on the last line for the Tunners. Cork's given that plenty of air and it's going to drop straight down. Brown hands it across to McMillan. He was caught. His kick gained a couple of metres, but it's trickled out of play. A Dairy Queen, as Petchy would say. Tunners ball on the back flank.
That is one of the things he says.
He just said what?
I know. Some of them can't go to air.
Yeah, a lot of them can't go to air. Free kick to be taken here from O'Brien and a kick down the line. That's just gone straight to Nelson Troon.
He's a caller's dream, Nelson.
He's easy to spot, isn't he?
Can't miss him.
He goes one way, then the other goes in towards full forward. A couple of tonners spoil each other. Spencer looking to apply the tackle once, twice. It's come free. And it's on the ball. Quinn Spencer's forward pressure rewarded with a tackle. He gets the free kick inside 50 for Old Scotch. He can line up for his second. He's had a couple of looks at goal at the other end of the ground in the first quarter. Hasn't had a sight at this end, the Bowls Club end. He can look to extend the Cardinals' lead here. It'll be 40 metres out and a 45-degree angle.
Yes, well, bit of reward for effort there because he's fighting against an extra player all day, and it was a great effort. So he just needs to finish this now.
1-1 and 1 out in the fourth. But he's doubled these majors now. That's 2 for him. And Old Scotch have kicked 11 points clear here at Fortress Brighton. 4-3-27, a 2-4-16. And that is on the McQueen Financial Group scoreboard. They are Old Scotch's premier partner since 2016, celebrating 32 years of providing specialist advice in wealth lending, accounting and insurance using their 3 C's proven approach of clarify, certainty and control. And I tell you what, Hugo, Old Scotch have got control of this right now.
They certainly do. With a bit of certainty as well, but no, they're making the most of their opportunities with limited time forward compared to Brighton. So they just need to keep this momentum going.
Back in the centre now, and they're going to win the clearance again here. That kick up towards half forward only goes as far as Hathaway, who marks at centre half back. He goes across now to Montanaro on the back flank, who's going to come back towards centre half back. It's a big old kick to court. He's gone from half-back to the opposite back pocket. I don't think I've seen many kicks like that. And is that out on the full?
Absolutely.
I think the umpires paid it. It was Spears who took the mark outside the field of play. Nick Baring's got it on the left half forward flank.
Had a shot.
He's going to have a go, Baring. Open up the ankle. He's going to drive it back. What a magnificent goal for Baring.
That's
right on the paint of 50. He opened up the angle. He went for broke, and he drew back a mile. Auburn Hotel goal of the day contender. 2 goals, 9 for Nick Baring. You'd have given him no chance if you knew that beforehand, Hugo. That was a beauty from the flank.
That was outstanding. And a bit of advice from the balcony up here, and he took it. And just an execution on that as well. Now, that wind has just picked up.
Yep.
And that helped that coming home again. It's shaped around beautifully, and it has picked up because everyone's cleared the balcony out here.
Yes. The sunshine is gone, and they're out.
It was about 35 degrees in the sun. It's about -4 now. It's gone with that wind blowing through.
Let's see if we can move the gear here at half time.
Yes. Glad to look at
Seager, Richardson. I'm glad I brought my coat with me now. Barter in there. Got the hand pass free. Simons, lovely flick onto Clark. Screws around the body to pull forward. Awkward bounce. Oh, he did well, Gilbert, because that could have gone anywhere. Gets the hand pass away. Cork. And now Montanaro. Back to Gilbert. And now to Butler, who just anywhere will do. Down the line. Oh, well done by Dixon. Great one-handed grab. Mark of the day for Hodges Real Estate. He can send the Cardinals back inside 50. He does so now. He goes up to full forward. Spencer flew. Forgot to extend the arms. It's knocked away out of play. Boundary throw in, and Darcy Gilbert looks like he's copped one in the back there in that marking contest.
Yeah, I think that was Quinn Spencer.
Yep.
It was good old-fashioned knee right up the...
Forgot to actually go for the mark.
Yes. No, but he got the desired result.
Inside forward 50 again for the Cardinals. Clark grabbed it out of the ruck. Can he fend off the Richardson tackle? He does. He snaps towards goal. And that's...
That's your car, Brucey.
That's, is that your car, Bruce?
We'll
have to check for damages at half-time. Kick now to Spears. This time he does mark it inside the field of play.
Geez, the Cardinals' intensity's just lifted dramatically in the last 5 minutes or so, which is...
They lead by 17 points.
They're going to get another kick in.
And that's going to go close to the line. It must have just been knocked over on it. So the boundary umpire says throw in. And that's the selected boundary umpire, so we can trust his judgment.
It is.
He made the call in the out of bounds a few moments ago that allowed Nick Baring to kick one of the goals of the day next to the Auburn Hotel. In the meantime, it's going to be tossed in here at half forward again for Old Scotch, who have just flipped the switch in the last few minutes. Burnell with a good tackle. Locks things up. 5-3-33 to 2-4-16. Queen Financial Group scoreboard here. 23.5 gone in this second quarter. Barter caught by Seager. He's gone nowhere.
They just seem under siege at the moment, Brighton.
Yeah.
They have not kicked a goal. They haven't even managed to score this quarter, the Tunners. A long time since they were held scoreless in a quarter here. Schilling. Oh, Jones was shirt fronted by Seeger. Barter kicks in towards full forward, goes over the head of Verge. Bouncing ball, Cork. Well, he's bouncing into the behind post. The umpire waved play on.
Well, he was still in play.
It was interesting. And Cork has kicked that indefinitely not in the goal square when he kicked it. And that's gone out on the full too. It's all happening here at Fortress Brighton, and it's going to be another opportunity for the Cardinals, and it'll be Quinn Spencer again. He'll be right up against the boundary line when he lets fly about 30 metres out.
Now, that was the stand-in Brighton boundary umpire who paid out of bounds there.
Yes. So you know it's well out.
Exactly.
It's almost ended up on the street. Spencer's going to open things up on the left boot. He's going to spiral it across the face. I've never seen a kick like that before, but it very nearly got there. Mark taken by Gilbert, who goes into the back pocket to Butler. Just trying to get over Cork, hitting the behind post with the ball in hand. I feel like there's some rule in there that says that would go out of play, but either he didn't know or I didn't know, or the boundary umpire didn't know. Anyway, it's play on. Kick up towards the back flank. Ag had it knocked away from him. Troon gathers it, keeps it in play. Fumble by Brown, and it has not stayed in play. It's gone out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Well, Brighton just can't exit their defensive half at the minute, so Scotch putting a lot of pressure on and kicking it to a dangerous spot as well. They're still rolling one extra up to the contest, so happy to play that 5-man forward line and give the extra one to Brighton, but it's just not helping Brighton at the moment.
Back into play. Clark looked to punch this one forward. Zerner gathered it, gives a hand pass to Seeger. His hand pass to Butler was fumbled. Seeger looked to follow up. Butler does with a tackle. There'll be a stoppage again here in the centre of Brighton Beach Oval. I'll have to go around the ground, so you go for Bendigo Bank Inter East. There's a couple of interesting games going on as Jones gathers it, barrels it towards full forward. Gilbert and Verge, Hathaway arriving, and he's knocked that out of play. Boundary throw in again, inside 50 for the Cardinals. What do you think for Bendigo Bank Inter East there?
I do. Old Haileybury 7-5-47, trailing Old Trinity 8-5-53. Old Zabs 4-5-29, trailing Uni Blues 9-3-57.
Oh, Virgin shoves Richardson in the back. That is very obvious in the back, Hugo.
Yeah, I think that was a square up. there was a lot of intent in that.
He does bring a lot of intensity, Verge. It's very clear in his game.
Yes.
Richardson's free kick after all of that. He goes with a really dangerous kick to centre half back, and the numbers favour Old Scotch. The ball was knocked away. Montanaro applying the tackle just to hold things up, and luckily he did, because there were 4 Cardinals ready to pounce on that.
There was a great spoil by Jones over the top end.
Verge tapped that one down, and was he taken high there? Yes, he was. He was. Free kick to the Cardinals. Free kick to Angus Jones. It'll be 45 metres out, virtually directly in front when he lets fly, and this will be for their 5th of the quarter. 5 goals 2-0 at the moment, or 4 goals 2-0 as things stand for the quarter.
Yes, so he knew that was coming as well. He just braced for that, grabbed the ball and tucked himself up in a nice position. Nothing untoward in the way he didn't lead with his head or anything like that, but a man of shorter stature, very hard to tackle when they're down low.
Big V representative Angus Jones this season only played the 7 games for the Cardinals, but he's kicked 13-10. What can he do here? He steps inside the paint of 50 now, and he splits the middle. Angus Jones goals. And they've got their 5th of the quarter here to the Cardinals. 5 in a row, 6-4-40 to 2-4-16, a 24-point lead for the visitors, Hugo.
Yes, absolutely amazing, Matty. They've capitalised when moving forward, always kicking to a undermanned forward line as well, with rolling 1 extra up to the contest in the middle of the ground, but happy to. And they're playing with a lot of energy and a lot of intent at the moment, and Brighton are absolutely under siege. They're struggling to exit their defensive half of the ground, and they're struggling to look find answers at the moment.
Haven't scored, and the breeze has picked up, but it's not been as dominant as we've come to expect at this venue. No. So you certainly can't point to that being the issue. Zerner beat Clark to at that time. Branson trying to fight after the football, sockers it away from his own goal. Campili picks it up and he's caught straight away. It's gathered here by the umpire. And we are very much in the shade now, and the temperature has dropped, Hugo, considerably.
The intensity hasn't dropped from the Cardinals. They've been all over the Tunners this term, and they're going to win the clearance again here. Jones with a neat little turn and a bounce. He runs to 50. He goes to forward. Spencer! Oh, he's tapped it in play. Could have let it go through. Gathered by Cork over to Hathaway. The run provided out of defence now from the Tunners. That kicking boards are no good at all. Straight to Barter, who can send it back towards goal. And Jones has found himself in space at centre-half forward, and he marks, and he'll go for goal again, almost identical to the spot where he converted from moments ago.
No, it was, and Prince Spencer, who did all the good work in the goal square there, threw his player out of the way legally, went to knock it all down there and dropped it, and I don't think Jones is too happy about that, but this is the beauty about football, Matty. You get another opportunity.
You do.
And just very, very poor execution from Brighton, exiting their defensive 50 there as a result with that turnover. So we spoke about turnovers early, Matty, and this game is being defined by turnovers and capitalising on the opposition turnover.
After a really cagey quarter and a bit, Cardinals have really turned up the heat since the midway mark of this quarter. Jones for his second in a couple of minutes. No, missed it just out to the right this time. 6-5 rather to 2-4-16 on the McQueen Financial Group scoreboard. 5 goals, 3-0 in favour of the Cardinals. And old Brighton have it all to do.
The first 10 minutes of this quarter was played in the Brighton forward line as well.
Yep.
Just that massive congestion, and Scotch didn't panic there, and now they've had some opportunities, put the foot down.
Butler's kick out towards the back flank is a good one for the Goodjar.
This is the kick now. This is the one where they need to maintain possession and not turn it over.
And they've done just that. Burnell, 15 metres further ahead of the play.
Doesn't have many options up the ground here.
No, they've set up well here, the Cardinals. So Burnell's just going to have to go with this kick down the line and hope for the big fellows to impact. And the ball hits the deck. McNabb gathered it. His kick was smothered into the middle of the ground now. Great pick up from Jones. Hands it over to Clark. He goes with a kick up towards half forward. Spencer leading his man to the ball. They let it bounce. Spencer had it. He lost it. He's got to go and get it again. Hoffman picks it up. Spencer tackles him. And on the paint of 50, the umpire calls for it once more.
Yeah, Jones is getting very busy. He was involved in that passage there, releasing to Big Clarkie.
Clark punches this one forward. Barring was there. McNabb, he's going to be pinged for holding the ball. Sat on top of it for too long. Free kick again for Old Scotch inside 50. Have to see who's going to take this one. It's going to be Ned McMillan this time. And he is a dead eye too. 8-3 for the season for Ned McMillan from his 10 games. Now you back him more often than not. He'll be kicking from just inside 50 on a 45-degree angle.
Slight breeze pushing across the face now, so he needs to probably go left goal post with this one. But at the 31.5 minute mark, very important kick.
Strikes this one, and he's pushed it out to the right. That's a missed opportunity there for the Cardinals. They've missed a couple of set shots from some reliable kicks for goal late in this second quarter. First from Jones and now McMillan. 6-6 plays 2-4. It's a 26-point lead for Old Scotch. The McQueen Financial Group scoreboard as Campili takes the kick in now. Driving kick up towards the wing. It's come off hands. Gilbert was the target. Brown applying the tackle. Hampas comes out now to McNabb. He looks to feed it further to Burnell. Seeger coming the other way. Back to McNabb. Anywhere will do up towards half forward. Bouncing football. Gathered well by Dixon, who came out to meet it with positivity. And a beautiful kick to half forward to Clark. And he is going to be within range here, Will Clark. Oh, he is definitely within range, Hugo. He's marked this just outside attacking 50, but with the breeze at his back, he has the ability to go all the way from here, no doubt.
Well, as soon as he marked that, he did not turn around and look at the goals, or there could have been 40 players free behind him. He was on the siren.
Oh, well, he knew it. He knew it as well. He knew the siren was about to sound, Will Clark. Now, he can be a little hit and miss around goal. He's 20 goals, 17 for the season. So there are more accurate kicks in the Old Scotch team, but there are not many who can kick it further than this man, Will Clark. He'll be kicking from 55 metres out. The siren has sounded. What a way it would be to end the half for the Cardinals. He's given it everything, Clark. He's given it all, and he's put it home. And what an exclamation point it is to round out the first half for the Cardinals. 32 points the lead at the half. 7-6-48 to 2-4-16. Old Brighton, what have you got?
That's exactly right, Matty. There was a bit of a statement there by Scotch, and what was concerning for mine was Brighton just could not exit their defensive 50. Scotch had set up really well, and they capitalise on every turnover from Brighton, and Brighton are a bit shocked at the moment here. So we want to see what the response is after half-time.
We're going to need one, that's for sure. 6 goals, 4-0. 40 points to zip for the quarter. It's a huge result for the Cardinals. Going through the goal scorers to this point, 2 for Quinn Spencer singles, for Henry Brown, Angus Jones, Will Clark on the half-time siren, a beauty, Nick Baring and Will Verge on debut. And for Old Brighton, the 2 goal scorers are as they were at quarter time. Singles to Campbell Tweedy and Winston McGowan. That second quarter brought to you by McQueen Financial Group. Old Scotch's premier partner since 2016, celebrating their 32nd year of providing specialist advice in wealth, lending, accounting and insurance, using their 3 C's proven approach of clarify, certainty and control. Half-time here at Brighton Beach Oval, and it is Old Scotch who have made a statement, 7-6-48 to 2-4-16. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the half-time show right after this.
VAFA action is back, and you can catch the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day every Saturday afternoon. Listen to all the VAFA footy action live on the SEN website and SEN app today from 1:45 p.m.
Are you thinking about pulling on the boots and having a kick in 2026? If so, we'd love to have you in the VAFA. Australia's largest senior footy competition has teams suited to all ages and experience, from under-19s to seniors. Log on to vafa.com.au, check out our club directory and find a club near you.
Hey guys, at GYG we never compromise on the quality of our food. That's why we only serve 100% free-range chicken. We're on a mission to reinvent fast food, because who said fast food had to be bad food? Love ya.
The VAFA Rising Star Award recognises the competition's most talented young players. Each week, the VAFA Rising Star Committee receives nominations for 1 male and 1 female player aged 20 years or under who played no more than 7 senior games before this season. Our overall season winners will be declared the VAFA Rising Stars for 2026. So if your club has a young gun making their mark, nominate them now at media@vafa.com.au.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app. Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.
Keep up to date with everything that's happening around the VAFA by subscribing to our socials. We're on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook and LinkedIn. Has someone just taken a screamer or kicked goal of the year? Send us your best and we might share them around the league. Join in the fun with all the best pics, videos, stories and reels from around the competition. They're all on VAFA socials. Search VAFA and VAFA Women's on your favourite platforms.
Listen in to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on SEN's new no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45 p.m. Listen via the app.
Half-time here at Brighton Beach Oval. This is VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Round 12 action on vafa.com.au and the SEN app. But it is Old Scotch who have laid down the gauntlet to Old Brighton. They lead by 32 points at the half, 7-6-48 to 2-4-16. Matthew Donald, Hugo Higginbotham and Cooper Watkins, your commentary trio this afternoon. It's the half-time show for Jealous Craig, Stonington and Bundoora. Old Scotch's platinum partner with over 50 years of real estate service to these communities, delivering exceptional results, high clearance rates and repeat business. They believe that their common goal is shared success. We'll go around the grounds as well, Hugo, for Bendigo Bank in East, because there are some intriguing Premier Men's fixtures this afternoon. What is the current state of play?
Thanks, Matty. OK, so we've got Old Haileybury 7-6-48, trailing Old Trinity 8-6-54. And at Toorak Park, we've got an interesting game going on here. Old Zabs 4-5-29, trailing Uni Blues 10-3-63. Straight kicking, Matty. We love straight kicking.
Straight kicking.
And then at St Kevin's at the College today, 6-5-41, St Kevin's, leading Caulfield Grammarians 4-7-31. And then at Uni Main Oval, we have Uni Blacks 6-3-39, leading by a narrow margin over St Bernard's 5-2-32. So interesting ones going on there.
Indeed, and we're definitely not going to look at the Premier B fixtures at all, because I could tell you what's going to happen, and it's going to be I'm zipping 5, because that's just how tipping has gone for me this year. You guys, so we won't bother with that.
You haven't been good, to be completely honest.
No, I've been shocking. Let's be brutally honest. But we've got a special guest as well, so let's not we'll take up any more of his time. Old Brighton star Hamish Dick has joined us for the halftime show. Hamish, welcome to you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, have you sort of seen it out there in terms of the first half? It was a cagey opening term, but they got a bit of a run on the Cardinals.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's always a hot contested game between Old Scotch and Old Brighton. So, look, it's a bit of arm wrestle. Obviously, Old Scotch getting on top there in that second quarter and really capitalising on some good chances. And, our boys probably not doing a great job of just getting out of D50 there. But, plenty to like and plenty to improve on. And I think it'll be a really good second half here.
Internally, what's the view towards Old Scotch? Because there has been a bit of a rivalry between you two in recent seasons. You've obviously played off in the last two grand finals, so you've had some memorable encounters, and we saw a little bit of a fracas here and there in that second term. So how do you guys view that?
It's good. Obviously, it's a lot of respect first and foremost. I think having been competing at the tail end of the season the past 2 years, a lot of respect between each club, which is great. Obviously, a lot of emotion as well associated with those contests as well. So, as you'd expect, both very competitive teams who love to win and want to stand up for their teammates. So I imagine that would have been a bit of the subject of matter during the game. But hot contested, but a lot of respect.
That's a media answer, that one, isn't it?
Yes, he's been well trained. I got one more for you before I let Hugo take over. Obviously, you're not out there at the moment. What type of a football watcher are you? Are you someone who can't get enough of it, or do you really struggle to watch when you're not out there playing?
I struggle a lot. Thankfully, it's not a microphone down on the bench, because I'd be in a bit of trouble, because I'm a very terrible watcher. I support very hard. I'm always very involved, and it's hard to remove myself from it, but that's just the way it is. And I think I appreciate that part of it. I care a lot, especially at the VAFA footy. AFL, I'm a Melbourne supporter, but win, lose or draw, I'm generally pretty steady. So it's really the VAFA footy I get really stuck into. So yeah.
So you've got the next few weeks on the sidelines through a bit of an accident. That happens in football. So what's the program for you in that period of time? Are you helping out on the bench with any of the zones, or just being a hard watcher?
Yeah, well, we've got some really good line coaches, so they don't need my opinion as well. So at the moment, I'm just doing the rotations on our iPad, just managing minutes and things like that. But outside of football, a bit of a running program with the S&C guy, which would be good fun. I did a session this morning at Park Lake, which was very brisk. But it was good. While it's a shame not be able to play, it's a good opportunity to get some extra fitness in for the back end of the year, knowing that we've got hopefully a good crack at making finals, 4 games before the end of the year once I'm back playing, and then hopefully a really, really strong finish to the year and try and get another one.
And how has the body been? Is it travelling along all right this year, or are you going to enjoy these few weeks off just to freshen up?
Yeah, it's funny. There's a bit of that, and it's nice to get a little bit of a rest to get the body 100% right, but there's been a few niggles and things like that, but I think we do pretty well at managing internally. The week off last week was certainly helpful. Got a few more to go with it now, but I'll be coming back fresh and ready, which will be really exciting.
And how have you seen the season so far? It's obviously been a little bit of a roller coaster. It started well, and then last few weeks have had some challenges.
Yeah, it's obviously a little bit different to the past 2 years, where we've really had rarely lost games and things like that. But I think it's a real testament to how we're evolving as a club at the moment. Obviously coming off a pretty successful period last couple of years, bringing through some young talent, developing new players. And the reality is, you can't win every game as much as you'd love to. And I think we're learning a lot more from these losses, which is really exciting. So while it's not great to drop games, you want to be able to at least take something away from that if it does happen, because that's the nature of football, right?
We're here with Hamish Dick, Old Brighton's very own number 16, and of course premiership player as well with the Tanners. Hamish,
we sort of see sometimes with teams when they get really close to winning a premiership. You had a couple of near misses. Obviously, you broke through for it last year. How's the group gone about maintaining the rage? Because for some teams it can be really difficult to maintain that fire in the belly once you've done it once. But you guys you've had your challenges this year. You sit several games. You sit a couple of games coming today inside the top four. You're still one of the teams to beat this year. Have you been able to sort of maintain the rage and the desire to want to do it again?
It's funny. Obviously, great success having that almost drought breaking, or at least our inaugural premiership last year was really exciting. But there's a lot of hunger amongst the group, which is great. And I remember there's some conversations I had around the back end of last year with some people just saying, actually, that was great, but we want to do it again and again and again. Like, football's great when you win. Like, there's no doubt about it. Why would you want to rest on your laurels and not give another crack? Like, everyone's really hungry, which is great. And also got some fresh guys coming through, maybe weren't a part of it last year, who are just as hungry as well. So there's a real belief that among this group, and you had some sustained success in sort of obviously 2022 losing that grand final, 2024 losing that grand final, and finally breaking through last year. We've got a really good chance of creating a really, not a dynasty, I don't want to put that word out there, but it's a really prolonged period of success around the club, which is a good legacy to leave, I think. And that's something personally I'm really focused on doing, is spending these however many more seasons I've got playing football, creating a lasting legacy for the club.
Have you noticed a different attitude from clubs when you've played against them, in terms of you guys are now the hunted? Have you noticed that this year compared to last?
Definitely, yeah, 100%. I do feel like teams definitely try and rise to the occasion against us, but it's the same thing we've been doing for years as well. Like, we've always eyed off big games and gone, hey, we're the chance to try and make a statement and really establish ourselves. And I'm sure every team will want to do that against us. And obviously there's been a few occasions here where we've had some really close games and unfortunately fallen short, and it's been some great wins from opposition, and you have to give credit where credit's due. And there's definitely a sense of teams being wound up against us, which is nice. It's good. It's really good competitive football, which we love.
And having been around the competition for a few years now, it's starting to come into... Are you an elder statesman yet? Would you class yourself as that?
Among our group, yes, but I won't put myself in that category among the league just yet. I'm 26, so...
No, you're just a young fella. You've got plenty of footy in front of you. But so how do you see the competition this year compared to previous years?
It's super competitive. I mean, to be fair, Premier A is always super competitive, and there's no game which is an easy game, and that's always been the case, I think, in Prem. And you've got to respect every opponent, and there's always a different variety of opposition. Like, you come against your old Zavs and your St Kevin's, who are generally quite experienced, bigger bodies, and play a very tough and hard kind of game. But then you, like Caulfield, for example, Uni Blacks, young, exciting teams who, quite frankly, with a lot of energy, while they might not have the size across the ground or anything like that, they play with heaps of energy and heaps of intent. And it's, like, again, a different type of competitiveness in the game. So, a lot of variety, and it's a really competitive league this year, which is really exciting. And obviously, we've got a few teams in Prem B, Collegians for one, who are likely next year going to come up after having a really good season so far. And they'll challenge really heavily. So it's always a one in, one out, and every team is very good. So sorry.
I was just going to say one last thing. You're only talking to the two of us there. No one's listening anyway. So, but who's the team? Just say we're late in September and you're in the grand final. Who's the team you don't want to come up against? Who's the hardest to play against?
Well, I mean, it's hard to go past old Zabs at the moment. Like, they're a real well-drilled team, super deep as well. A lot of talent on the list, which is great. Look, they're probably the one at the moment who I look at and go, yeah, that'll be a tough game, and make life hard. But then again, they're the games you live for. That's what you want to play footy for, and that's I'm sure they think the same of us or other teams, and I'm sure your Uni Blues are in that bracket as well. So it's competitive league, and it's exciting to be a part of.
Well, the two teams have just made their way back out onto the ground. The second half not too far away. Hamish, we'll let you go, but thank you for your time today. A pleasure to have you on.
Thanks, guys. Pleasure.
Hamish Dick of Old Brighton. We look forward to seeing him back out on the field at the Tunners in a few weeks from now. His side have a bit of work to do in the second half. They trailed by 32 points at the main break, 7-6-48 to 2-4-16. Hugo, from a Tunners perspective, how do they eat away at that?
Well, they get their hands on the ball and maintain possession, Matty. They've really struggled to exit that D50, as we saw play out right in front of us, even though they had the +1 down there. So they need to change up to the implement a change, you need a solution. So what the solution to that is they have to change that ball movement. They're very, very famous for that horseshoe out of the back half and that sort of 25-metre maintaining possession kick, and Scotch have been able to pick that apart. So whether they have to come back inside 45, maybe along down the line, along the boundary, something like that, just to maintain some form of possession, but they need to change what they're doing. But I'll tell you what, matey, the first goal is very important here. If they can get the first goal a little bit, puts a little bit of doubt in Scotch's mind, and it eats away at that margin. But one thing concerning for me is Scotch have kicked, they kicked 13 shots on goal, and Brighton's only had 6 shots on goal at the moment. So they need to get some shots on goal, Matty.
No, they do indeed. Here go the two teams making their way out now. They're just moving into position to start this second half. That was a halftime show, thanks to Jealous Craig, Stonington and Bundura as well. And we'll continue to go around the grounds for Bendigo Bank Inner East throughout the course of this second half. Some really juicy fixtures. That Blues Zavs one is looking particularly interesting as things stand at the moment. This third term brought to you by TLC Healthcare. Oh, Hugo, you've got something for us?
Yeah, talking about Blues and Zavs, they've kicked 10-3 so far, but they would have to be the straightest kicking team in the VAFA at the moment, wouldn't they? They very rarely kick points to the Blues.
Yeah, no, they I think there was a 14-5 and a 14-6 they kicked it back-to-back weeks, and in 10-3 today. No, they're good kicking is good footy or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. We won't go into those. We always make a meal of them anyway.
Yeah, one cliche at a time.
Yes, we butcher them.
So we start the second half here. Old Scotch leading by 32 points. The umpire tosses the ball up and we begin the second half. Clark won the tap initially. Free kick going the way of the Cardinals to start this second half.
Centre square infringement off field.
Brown to take the free kick. Wanted to give the hand pass across to Jones, but thought better of it instead. He's going to run off his mark and he's going to go sending the kick up towards half forward. Spencer caught in between a couple of tonners. That was a throw. Umpire wave play on. Burnell, sorry, Hugo, sometimes you're just going to call it for what it is.
No, we
got to call a spade a spade.
Yes, exactly. We call spade a shovel around here.
Work there by Clark, on the hit out, straight to Brown, who hands it across to Jones. He fumbled it on the bounce, he gave it back to Brown in space, outside of the boot.
Oh my God.
The tee, maybe he could have gone with a drop punt, didn't even get the distance. Mark taken by Gilbert, who goes up towards the back flank, knocked away by Jackson out of play, boundary throw in. At right half forward for Old Scotch.
Well, they started this quarter as they finished the last, Matty. All full of beans and running.
Big quarter this one for the Tunners. They've got to get themselves back into the contest. Of course, if Old Scotch win this match, they move to within 2 games of the top 4 with 5 to play. Clark shoved his man on the back, got away with it, but they're going to win the clearance regardless here, the Tunners. Montanaro got the hand pass from Burnell. Kick up towards half forward, and getting a little shove there was Zerner, and he's going to get the free kick. Richardson's not going to take advantage there. The ball was trickling away into the pocket. So a chance here for Harry Zerner. He'll be kicking from directly in front, but will be about 50 metres out.
Probably lucky there. James Brady once again infringing on his opponent. But this is what they need, Matty. This is what they need. Get this first one on the board. Get the margin back slightly. And then they need to maintain a bit of momentum. It was a good exit from the defensive half. And they're in the forward half. So anything can happen, Matty.
So Harry Zerner from inside the centre square. Kicks it a long way. Kicks it all the way. And they've got the goal they wanted, the Tunners, to start this second half. Harry Zerner from long range. 3-4-22 play, 7-6-48 on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard. Old Brighton's principal partner. Think differently about aged care. We do. That's a beauty from distance.
It was. That was excellent execution. You like to see kicks like that, nice and straight. Goal umpire barely moved. And that's one back, Matty. That's one.
2 to go.
That's it, and it's officially a comeback.
The last 2 goals have combined from distance of about 100 metres, I think.
Yeah, probably have to.
Clark and Zerner. And we restart here in the ruck.
Campbell Tweedy in the ruck.
He's having a go. He's doing everything today, but it's going to be a Cardinals clearance here. Brown spears a kick up towards Spencer at half forward, knocked away from him. Butler coming the other way, gave it to Burnell. Over the top to Campilli at centre half back. He wants to go back to Burnell. Squeeze it a kick towards the back flank, but it's been cut out here by Freddie Leeton, who's got it at half forward. 2 kicks from home. Spears a pass in towards the pocket. Didn't quite find McMillan, gathered by Gilbert, who just belts it out of there. Looking for Goodger. He couldn't trap it cleanly out of play. Boundary. It's gone out in the full, has it? Must have only just fallen over the line. Free kick to Old Scotch. Will Townsend's got to go and get the footy now. He didn't realise. He's got this one between wing and half forward. The South Road wing. Sits a high kick that's not gone very far at all. It's a good mark taken by Campeely in the end, though. Judged it well, because that wasn't an easy one to mark.
Ended up uncontested.
In the end, no one else knew where it was. Campeely drives this one down the line, looking for Richardson. It's come off hands, was knocked away from him. Gathered by Tweedy. Spins away from trouble well. Goes towards Zerner at half forward. He nudged his opponent under the football. Umpire wave play on. Falls to Pryor in the pocket. He kicks it into a central location. Courage required. Players going back with a flight. Falls to Seeger. Gathered it. Hands it wide of Montanaro. Got to go and gather it now. But he's caught. And the umpire says, give it to me. He was very hot on the whistle there, the umpire.
Certainly was. They usually let it go a little bit more, but anyway.
Ball up here inside, attacking 50 for the Tunners. Richardson trying to grab this one out of the ruck.
He didn't know Clark was there.
He had no idea.
Clark snuck up on him like a librarian, Matty.
First time I've ever seen Richardson try to hand pass the footy. Clark grabs it out of the ruck and goes with the outside of the boot up towards the back flank. A couple of Tunners go to ground. McMillan kept his feet. Likewise did Lean. Back to McMillan now. Goes with a kick up towards half forward. Bouncing ball. Coming out to meet it there was Cork. Gathered it cleanly. Well, in fact, it's Cork now. He got it from Gilbert. Out towards centre half back. Dangerous kick. Carianis is a long way from home. He's got to gather it now. He does so nicely. He goes back with the hand pass. Goodger. Look to go inboard. Feign the kick. Back to Howden, down the line to Burnell, wasting no time. Over the top to Carianis, who kept on running. Gathers it now. Wants to go with the kick inboard. Kick was smothered, though. Good pressure. Howden flying in. He's caught, though, by Leeton. And it's locked up here on the wing. The umpire will toss it up once again.
We saw that, just that really good smother there, which slowed up that Brighton momentum forward.
Spencer. Slap this one forward. Gathered by McNabb. Hand passes to Campeely. Simons worried his man out of it. Hands it over to Leeton. Kick down the line's a good one. Just a bit too far to score here. They've maintained possession well here. McMillan goes the high kick towards half forward. Come off hands. Spencer crashing the pack. Barter spinning out of trouble. Dribbled a kick forward, but he was penalised before he managed to do that. So the Tunners free kick here at half back. Geordie Seeger to take it. Nice kick down the line to Tweedy, who wastes no time. Seeger kept on running, but the hand pass was a bit too hot. Oh, and they bowl each other over. McMillan goes with the hand pass back to Cormac. Spencer's got it now. He goes, concedes further territory to Townsend. Central kick's got to be good, and it is. Did well there. And now another kick out wide now to Beckworth on the opposite flank. He's kicked down the line, just clears the line. Vern Jones on the wing. His kick was smothered as well. He didn't come back off the mark quickly enough. Pryor's in there. He gets the hand pass away. Cut out, though, by Beckworth, who looked to follow up. And he's kicked down the line. Stays inside the field to play. McMillan. He took it over the boundary line as he tried to dodge his man and hand pass. And it's out of play. Tossed in. Railway wing. Just in front of the scoreboard, which reads 7-6-48 Old Scotch, Old Brighton 3-4-22.
Nothing more frustrating than a player getting smothered in that sort of situation there, because that's an entry kick for a chance on goal, and just not getting back to the and there's the filling umpire just sort of having a bit of hedgehog.
Done at half time.
Yeah, it was pleased. But very frustrating players getting smothered off the mark.
Tweedy again in the ruck, did well, gets the clearance. Booming kick up towards half forward. Bounces inside 50. Gathered by Brown. Screws it around to the left boot up towards the wing. It's a good kick. Leighton couldn't mark it. He's got time to gather it up here. And he goes with a short kick which works. And now Schilling's got it. And they just want to take the sting out of this for the moment to the Cardinals. Schilling called to go now. Sends a kick down the line. Clark. Worried out of it by Howden, and now Butler gets out of trouble nicely. Kick was looking for McNabb, who was cut out by Brown, and now Leighton's got it again. His kick down the line is no good. Doesn't go very far, and Howden's got another chance here. Marks at half back. Down the line to Carianis. A couple of times in the defensive half of the ground. Remember the last time he had the ball this far away from goal, Carianis. Down the line to Tweedy, who's missed the fixer at the moment. Started up forward, now he's taking turns in the ruck.
He just goes, well, that's an interesting kick. He missed to fix it, but that's broken.
No, correct. Nothing looks better than a beautiful drop punt.
Nothing looks worse than a miskicked talk.
Than a miskicked talk. Yeah. No, correct. And that was an absolute mongrel, that one.
Missed to fix it has just broken Marcel Bruin's brain. Kick to Cormac, here at fullback, gathered on the bounce. He was in a bit of trouble there, but he did well when he finds Townsend in the back pocket in the end, who's got Troon on for the switch. Or Ginnivan, hard to tell, really.
Yeah.
Instead, Townsend just goes long down the line. That's not a very good kick. There's tonners everywhere there, and easily gathered in the end. Short kick to Burnell here at half forward, who's got Seeger on his own at full forward. Seeger's still in space now. They're trying to rush numbers back to mark him. Howie Jappa's got him now. They were just in a bit of defence was in 6s and 7s at the moment there for the Cardinals. High kick looking for Richardson. Oh, big fly from Charlie over the top. Yeah, great grab from Charlie Richardson. Hodges Real Estate Mark of the Day contender. We'll jot that one down, Hugo. And we'll put that up on the socials real quick.
Get that one up, Senchi. Get that on them socials.
And here's a chance for the Tunners to make it back-to-back goals.
Geez, something they really needed there, because they were struggling with that entry. I thought, it's a bit high.
It was a bit of a nothing kick, wasn't it?
It absolutely was. And then just every now and then your players rise for the occasion, which Richardson just has. And he rose above the pack, took a fantastic mark.
He's good for a goal a game, Charlie Richardson. He's kicked 8 goals, 5 in 7 matches this season. Not a difficult kick. He's about 25 metres out. Barely an angle to speak of, and he steers it home. And that's 2 in a row for the Tunners. 4-4, 28 plays, 7-6, 48. We're back to 20 points here at Brighton Beach Oval. 10 gone in the third turn, thanks to TLC Healthcare.
No, that was an amazing mark, and a mark that they really needed in that situation. And just the Campbell Tweedy going up into the ruck has released Richardson to come down into the forward line. They just needed that change up there. They were struggling to find a mark in the forward half, and that was well needed, and an excellent mark too. So I think there will be very, very hard to beat that one today, Matty.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to finish on the podium at the very least.
Yes, no, we're gone early again. We're good at that.
Clark and Tweedy again in the ruck. Brown gathered it, got hands free temporarily, but was charged down by Burnell. Well, I'll tell you what, a third in a row for the Tunners would make things very interesting all of a sudden.
No, then it's officially a comeback.
Clark punched this one forward, gained a bit of territory, hold, free kick, Cardinals. To be taken by Nick Byring, who also kicked a beauty in the second term. Short kick to Brown. We just marked that Brooks was closing. Now Dixon steps inside Brooks, did nicely, straightens on the right boot. Into Spencer, who got hands to it. Couldn't complete the mark. Ag playing behind the ball now. McNabb, Campili, down the line, bouncing ball. Cormac let it bounce, and now might be to his detriment, although the second time it bounced fortuitously into his lap. Over to Townsend. Neat kick up the line. Schilling. Dixon again. On the left boot this time. Over the head of all and sundry inside 50. The race is on to goal. Simons gathers it up. Spins away from his man. Gets it across. Snap towards goal now from Lean. It's good. Big goal for the Cardinals. Lean against the grain. Goals. And it's a steadier for Old Scotch. 8-6-54, 4-4-28. The TLC Healthcare scoreboard. Think differently about aged care. We do. Old Brighton's principal partner.
No, that was one that Scotch really needed. There was a bit of momentum going for Brighton. So what a game we got here, Matty. It was an absolute stinker in the first quarter, and now it's really come to life. And we're seeing goals at both ends of the ground, and beautiful execution there. That would have been very, very easily defended by Brighton, that racing back to goal like that. But Cooper Lean showed calm head and beautiful execution.
Clark again beating Tweedy to at that time, who landed awkwardly. Clark following up. Ag just saddles him. And they run up the half forward. Kickle on the line looking for McMillan, who gathers it, runs to 50. A worm burner into the pocket. Playing in front there was Gilbert. He did well, Gilbert. Gave it across, and now Butler looking for the Seeger with the hand pass. He did well. Ag, Howden, and then Gilbert again. His kick was smothered coming out of the back line. Out of play. Boundary throw in at left half forward for Old Scotch.
Good pressure and intensity there from Scotch, because Brighton looked to be out there. Good chain of hands, but they were closed away and kept in the Scotch forward half.
here at left half forward for Old Scotch. Lead by 26 points on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard. Tweedy gathered that out of the ruck. What a match-up that's been. And barrels it up towards the centre half forward. Brady did well, couldn't complete the mark, but gathered it nicely. Goes with a kick, looking for jab. The bounce was cruel for him. There might be an opportunity now for the Tunners. Following up there was Troon. Trying to crash through once again. Burnell. And then Schilling was caught again by Burnell. Brown with a scrubby kick forward, doesn't go very far. Burne-Jones spoiled it forward. Neat little hand pass in towards the centre of the ground. Lean as it back to Schilling now. He goes with a kick up towards half forward, but it's no good. Tried to Carianis, his kick was smothered. It's still alive for the Cardinals. Carianis is going to go in again. And he's wrapped up in a tackle. A good pressure from the visitors. Locks things up here at half forward, and we'll get a stoppage as a result.
No, their pressure's been excellent today, and they've really risen to the occasion. So they're defending this lead well. Still got Brighton at arm's length.
Seager taking a turn to the ruck that time. Clark was looking for a free kick there.
I think Clark has gone up against every Brighton player in the ruck. Every single one.
He thought he won the hit at that time. He had a bit of a fresh airy swipe at that one. Schilling applying the tackle. Tweedy not getting a kick forward. Clark following up. Hand pass comes back to Jackson now. Can he get away from Spears? He does. And he drives it deep inside attacking 50. Spencer flew. Brought it to ground. Fallen now here for Brown. Good tackle. Let's come out now for Jones, who doesn't snap it on target. Would have backed Angus Jones in that situation. He's a goal sneak. That time he only sneaks a behind. 8-7-55, 4-4-28. TLC Healthcare scoreboard in this third term. 27-point lead for Old Scotch.
And we're waiting for the patron to retrieve the ball, so we might go around the grounds, Matty.
Indeed we will, for Bendigo Bank Inter East, Hugo.
So we've got Old Haileybury 8-6-54, trailing Old Trinity 10-8-68. Old Zabs 6-5-41, trailing Uni Blues 12-4-76. St Kevin's 6-8-44, lead Caulfield Grammarians 5-10-40, and Uni Blacks 8-7-55, leave St Bernard's 6-4-40. But that's a big one, that Blues Zabs.
Kick comes over the back, Branson, and now it's Howden who goes inside 50 looking for Hathaway. He's got Dixon to contend with. Clever though by Hathaway, and then Zerner just couldn't trap it, and it's gone out of play. Boundary throw, and they had a chance there to the Tunners, but the ball just wouldn't sit up for them, and it's gone out of play. But they've worked it from full-back to the forward pocket very quickly indeed, Hugo.
They have, but it was good work by Henry Dixon there. It was 2-on-1, so held them up. But yeah, that was fast ball movement.
So tossed it 30 metres out from the Tunners' goal. Clark front spot that time. Cormac bursts through like a big-bodied midfielder. Hand pass comes out now to Burne-Jones, outside of the boot, around the body. Cork had front spot. Richardson playing behind the ball, gathers it, gives a hand pass across to Howden. He just goes off a step down the line. Clark in good position here, couldn't complete the mark. He only went with it with one hand, and it's trickled out of play for a boundary throw-in. Pretty much exactly where we were 30 seconds ago.
We were, so they get a chance to do it all again.
It's great.
But we've seen quite a lot of this today. Ball exiting, then getting turned over and coming back. So capitalising on these things is very important.
A lot of hard work and great commentary for absolutely nothing.
Yes.
There.
No, you can do it all again. Just use the same stuff.
Take two. Clark getting the tap to it that time. And he falls on top of a few players falling on top of him. McGowan was in there as well initially. And we'll get a stoppage instead inside attacking 50. 2-1 in favour of this term of Old Brighton, but it's still Old Scotch who have a lead in this game of 27 points, and they're going to get the free kick here, Will, the Cardinals. It's going to be Will Clark who'll take it, presumably for a bit of holding. There's been a bit of a mismatch for most of the day in the ruck duel. Tweedy, Seager have gone to war in the ruck against Clark, short to Jones, who's been lively. And a couple of looks at goal, Angus Jones, he's kicked one. Goes back to Will Clark, who's on the full back line now. He goes with a kick looking for Dixon, who's just marked that inside the field of play. He's got it at right half back. Goes with a kick inboard. Nice one to Bowering. It's off his line now, does Bowering. Kick down the line. Richardson in a good spot. Well done by Verge. Brought it to ground. Socketed inside, attacking 50. Spencer. He's locked up, and a good tackle there by Gilbert. It's been a good battle, that one, today. Both have had their moments. It's a little draw that time.
That was excellent by Verge there. That was a 1-on-4, and he managed to win that and get the ball forward.
He's taking a turn in the ruck now, although the clearance won by the Tunners. Kick around the body. Oh, Cormac dropped an intercept mark. Don't see that too often. And well done there by Brooks. Got the hand pass away. Oh, Dixon follows up on Goodger. Great tackle by Dixon. Umpire wave play on. Hand pass comes back. Jap looking to fight on. He couldn't gather it cleanly. He's still going after it, Howie Jap. He's desperate for the football, and he just can't get it clean. Disposal of it. And now he's going to take a spell on the bench as the umpire calls for another stoppage.
There's one thing I've just noticed is Nelson Troon has an amazing tan. Has he been overseas?
Well, he may have been. That's one of the side effects of the Thailand red flu. That nasty bit of business.
And the bleached blonde and the brown beach muscles. He might have been heading up the beach of the Mykonos or something like that. That's the required attire over there.
Don't ask me about tanning. I've got no idea. I don't tan. I just burn. I skip that middle part.
Waste of time.
Toss back in here between wing and half forward for Old Brighton, who trail by 27 points still. 20. Well, he just looked like there was a free kick. He had front spot. Peers up towards full forward. It's come off hands. Townsend slick. And here is the Tan Troon. Goes out towards the back flank. Neat kick. Mark taken there by Freddie Leeton. Wants to go with a kick inboard. Effective enough now to Brown.
Been very good today, Brown. Had plenty of it.
And as you say that, he shanked the kick. Carrianis to Pryor, who goes with a hand pass back to Goodger. He pushes, he kicked it, but it's going to be effective enough. He'll find Geordie Seeger, who's marked still 2 kicks from home. Goes with a kick in board. That is a dangerous one, but it's okay. Ag finally marks one. He's got Campillion very short, but instead he looks further for Hathaway. Marks. Just crept over the fingertips of Jackson, who was coming the other way. Good mark from Cam Hathaway. Didn't take his eye off the ball, and he marks 40 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Set up by that daring kick by Geordie Seeger into the middle of the ground. But if anyone can pick those off, it's him. He's one of the best field kicks in the VAFA. And Ryan Ag, excellent kick. And the sleeve. Believe in the sleeve,
Yes, I like that one. Here you go. Believe in the sleeves. It's just his second game for the year, Cam Hathaway. His first since round 7. Hasn't kicked one this year. And he still hasn't kicked one now. He's kicked a point. He pushed it out to the left. And behind there for Cam Hathaway. 4-5. Plays 8-7 on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard. Missed opportunity there for the Tunners.
It was a let-off for Scotch. Would have been... Brighton really need to get one more this quarter just to peak that gap back a little bit. Wanted around that 3-goal mark going into the last quarter.
Cormac with the ball. Kick-in responsibilities and sends this one out towards the back flank. And a good mark by Spencer. Just ticked into time on now in this third quarter. And goal scoring has been tough again in this quarter. Just the 3 goals kicked. Spencer, that's no good. Seeger goes around the body, looking for Zerner. Couldn't gather it. He does so on the bounce. Campili over now to Brooks, who gets away from 1 and 2 and snaps. And it's just, well, it wasn't on line anyway. It was escorted over the line by Freddie Leeton. Rushed behind. The Tunners continue to push. But that goal remains elusive. It's 25 points. The difference, 22 gone in the third. 8-7-55, plays 4-6-30. 2-2 to 1-1 in this quarter.
They do defend very strong here, Brighton. They don't want to let this exit their forward half.
Cormac short to Leeton in the back pocket. He prevented that effort on goal. Down the line, Clark was the target. Didn't reach him though. McNabb gathers it and spears a beautiful pass to centre half forward, and the mark's taken by Lockie Brooks, who had no hesitation in turning his back on his teammates and taking the responsibility upon himself to go for goal.
No, and that was that turnover that they didn't want, Scotch, and it was very good defensive pressure by Brighton to cause that, and now they've got this shot on goal. It's going to be a tough kick from here. We're kicking from about 46, 47 metres. Slight breeze. Seems very confident in it.
4 goals won in his 4 games, Lockie Brooks. Back in the side. He's given it a good ride from 50. It'll have the carry. It's a beautiful long-range goal. Tell you what, the kicking from distance has been on point today. Lockie Brooks with a beauty. And they have got that goal, Hugo Higginbotham, and they've just cut the margin back to 19 points. They've kicked 3 of the last 4, the Tunners. 5-6-36 to 8-7-55 on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard. And they're not done with yet.
Certainly are not. And that was all off the back of that defensive pressure of that exiting ball. Caused that turnover and then finding the loose player. And an excellent execution. And you like to see that. Like to see them go back with confidence and execute. So there's still plenty of time here. So 1 more, or even 2 more this quarter would be very, very interesting.
We're into time on, and it's a critical few minutes now. Jones with the clearance up towards the half-forward flank for the Cardinals. Gathered, though, by Gilpert. Led his man to the ball, goes with a long kick down the line. Won't favour a teammate, although Cormack and Brown both let it bounce, and then Pryor swoops in to apply good tackle. Sees it out of play for a boundary throw-in between wing and half forward for the Tunners.
It's good work by Gilbert there, taking the game on when he saw that exiting kick from Jones out of the clearance. And now they've got him back into an attacking position.
So Verge back in the ruck against Tweedy, who had front spot. He is a hard man to move, Campbell Tweedy. He's going to dive here for it again. He couldn't gather it cleanly. Schilling was worried out of it. Here's McNabb over to Campili. Around the body inside 50, but it's gone out of bounds on the full. Just wouldn't stay inside play. And now it's Brady who's got it in the back pocket for the Cardinals.
So once again, Brighton need to defend hard on this and get that entry kick just like they did before.
Long kick down the line, and that's no good.
Don't know what happened there. I think Jones lost it in the sun.
Must have done. Burnell's ball. So he's just going to send it back inside 50. Richardson's going to set himself. He arrives late of the contest. And there's Troon who got the hand pass away. Townsend, dangerous kick. Seager was there. Or in fact it was Cork rather. Gathered by Burne-Jones. Cut up by McNabb. He's within range. He flies towards goal and it was offline. He knew it, McNabb, as well. He swung the head back in frustration. There was a chance for the ball magnet. 5-7-37 plays 8-7-55. It's an 18-point ball game here at Brighton Beach Oval. VAFA William Buck, match of the round stuff here on vafa.com.au and the SEN app. Short kick from Townsend to Brown. Another short kick. This time to Leighton. Oh, and that's a risky kick as well. Pryor, good pressure, forced the hand pass along the line. Branson's cut it out. His hand pass was no good. Burnell's in there. He gives it back to Branson. He gives a hand pass away. Not a good one, though. Dixon swoops. Sweeping hand pass inside. A beauty to Brown. He goes with a kick in ball to McMillan, and they got a bit of space here. They're out. Running inside 50 is Angus Jones, all on his own. Gathers it. Has a bounce. Daylight between he and the sticks. Another one. He's going to go all the way, Jones. Brilliant transition goal from the Cardinals. And that's going to hurt the Tunners. Tuva Jones. And in the shadows of three-quarter time, that's a vital blow. 9-7-61, plays 5-7-37 on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard. Defence to attack in the blink of an eye, Hugo.
That was an excellent momentum breaker because it was all Brighton up to that point. But that was all off the back of Henry Brown with that beautiful execution into the middle of the ground under serious pressure there, which he's done all day. And I know I mozzed him earlier when I could. But he's been a consistent performer for them all day. So if he has a good last quarter, not that I'm saying, but it might be one to look at for the Skins player of the day.
Pioneers of compression. Thank you, Hugo. And kick towards half ball from Seager. Good positive play from Dixon, playing in front and rewarded with a mark.
Plays with a lot of composure, Dixon. He's looks like he's a lot older than what he is.
Yep. It's no surprise he captained the Big V under-19 side last week and captained them so well to a big win over Goulburn Valley League. That one's off hands. And the umpire's called for a ball up here on the wing. That was a vital goal as well for the Cardinals, because if Old Brighton had got that last goal, made it, would have made it for a very interesting last quarter. Still not out of it, though, the Tunners. Let's just give the Cardinals a bit of breathing space. 3 goals to 2 in the quarter for all of their hard work. Verge, Tweedy, a big old shove in the back and got away with it.
You wouldn't expect anyone else to kick a goal in time on for the Cardinals.
No, there's only one man.
It's famous for them.
He's the only one who's allowed to do it these days. Tweedy. Jones again with a tackle. Tweedy's been great today.
He has.
Just has to stop trying.
No, extremely strong.
And there he is again, beating actual ruckman in the contest. Albeit the first gamer in Verge. Goodger there with a tackle. But it's just the fact that he's been playing in positions that he's not designed to play, and yet he's done it so well, Tweedy. Verge that time goes up uncontested, looking for Jones, bounces back to Verge, kick down the line. Butler had it initially, he got hands free, but it's only fallen as far as Simons, who had a fumble at the critical moment, and that moment now passes. Gilbert looking for Butler, found Ag, Seeger away, left foot kick down the line, goes over the head there of Beckworth. Coming out to meet it there was Richardson. Did well on the hand pass down the line now. How's the umpire going to adjudicate this? Is it off hands or is this a Dairy Queen? I think they're going to have a they're going to have a discussion about it now.
He owned possession, so he's released possession by handballing over the line.
Well, then that's got to be a lasso free kick.
Has to be.
But the boundary umpire was a long way away. And it's going to be tossed back, and he was on near the interchange gates, and this footy was at half forward.
Yeah, so. And he was looking at the players back as well, so he probably didn't see the handball. But if you handball it over the line, that's got to be...
Yeah, that's the last disposal.
Yes, correct.
So the boundary umpire tosses it back in. Tweedy, great strength, bursts away, goes for home. It's going to land in the goal square, and it's bounced off the hands there of Zerner and through for a rush behind. Hey, Tweedy again, awesome today. Just not getting the reward for it. 5-8 plays 9-7, 29 and a half gone in this third quarter.
So very important that they maintain possession here, Scotch, and not turn the ball over.
She'll kick to Spencer, who's now playing in defence for the last couple of minutes of this term. Great battle between he and Gilbert at the other end of the ground today. Call to go now is Spencer. Pry nearly smothered that. Spencer's kick goes high. Ag in good position here. Couldn't take the mark. Now it's come out the back. Gilbert again. His kick around the body. Is that marked by Branson? It is. There might have been protested. It might have been touched off the boot, but Branson took the mark and the umpire was very quick to pay it. Ben Branson will line up just outside 50 on a 45-degree angle. We've just ticked over 30 minutes in this third quarter. There can't be long left, although there has been a lot of stoppages in this quarter. Ben Branson, he's only played 3 games for the season. This is his 4th. He's kicked 1 straight. And he double his season tally here. The Tunners would dearly love it. On the siren, Ben Branson strikes it, and it's just missed. Oh, that would have been a big one, but it's only a behind for the Tunners. It sets things up quite nicely at 3-quarter time. Old Scotch still had the lead, but you wouldn't count the Tunners out just yet. They have proven that they can do it from just about any situation indeed. But Old Scotch holding the aces as things stand. 9-7-61 to 5-9-39. That quarter brought to you by TLC Healthcare. These special comments brought to you by Hugo Higginbotham.
Well, we had everything that quarter, Matty. Goals kicked at both ends of the ground, but Scotch got a couple of important ones against the tide of momentum. And this has been the scoring end of the ground. The Bowls Club end, Breeze slightly favouring this end. It seems easy to kick him this end, which will be interesting in the last quarter with Scotch kicking this way. Scotch were managed to keep him at arm's length for that quarter, which was very encouraging because Brighton did have a lot of momentum. So it's going to be a ripping last quarter, Matty. Can Scotch hold on? That's the question.
It will be a fascinating watch indeed. Special comments thanks to Hit IQ, game-changing protect concussion management system. 3-quarter time at Brighton Beach Oval. 22-point lead in favour of Old Scotch. Can they hang on, or will the Tunners find a way? Stick around. We'll find out right after this.
VAFA action is back, and you can catch the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day every Saturday afternoon. Listen to all the VAFA footy action live on the SEN website and SEN app today from 1:45 p.m.
Are you thinking about pulling on the boots and having a kick in 2026? If so, we'd love to have you in the VAFA. Australia's largest senior footy competition has teams suited to all ages and experience, from under-19s to seniors. Log on to vafa.com.au, check out our club directory and find a club near you.
Hey guys, at GYG we never compromise on the quality of our food. That's why we only serve 100% free-range chicken. We're on a mission to reinvent fast food, because who said fast food had to be bad food? Love ya.
The VAFA Rising Star Award recognises the competition's most talented young players. Each week, the VAFA Rising Star Committee receives nominations for one male and one female player aged 20 years or under who played no more than 7 senior games before this season. Our overall season winners will be declared the VAFA Rising Stars for 2026. So if your club has a young gun making their mark, nominate them now at media@vafa.com.au.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app. Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.
Keep up to date with everything that's happening around the VAFA by subscribing to our socials. We're on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook and LinkedIn. Has someone just taken a screamer or kicked goal of the year? Send us your best and we might share them around the league. Join in the fun with all the best pics, videos, stories and reels from around the competition. They're all on VAFA socials. Search VAFA and VAFA Women's on your favourite platforms.
Listen in to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on SEN's new no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45pm. Listen via the app.
Three-quarter time here at Brighton Beach Oval. This is VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Round 12 action here on vafa.com.au and the SEN app. Old Scotch leading Old Brighton by 22 points. Marcel Bruin's men have it all to do. Let's tune into the Old Brighton huddle.
And that umbrella in behind. What it looks like is if it starts to get towards the end of the game, the 20-minute mark, we still need to put score on. We've got to start looking at win game. Yep. So that's a round stoppage, and that's around kick-outs. We know what that looks like. Let's try every kick-out. We're going to play win game kick-out. All right, everyone. So Tweeds, you're going to sit down the middle. Zerns, we might get you to come up, and we just want to work that forward. Yep. But we need to be conscious that if the ball comes back in, we need to defend that. So we can't have everyone spitting forward. Half forwards come up, get forward, work to the ball. All right. So that's on kick-out only. As we get towards the end of the game, again, if we need to put score on, we start to go into win game where we're trying to work it at stoppage and towards, just get it forward. Just get it forward, work onto it, get the ball inside forward kick. But we'll work at it. We'll chip away at this. It's not all going to happen in the first 5 minutes. We've spoken about this a lot. It's like Uni Blacks. We needed to continue with what we did well to bring the game back onto our terms and put score on the board. Yeah. That's what we need to focus on. Continue with the work rate. Few tackles are getting slipped through. Yeah, that's the only time where they've been able to get front-sided contest is where a tackle hasn't stuck. That falls into the work rate category.
Come on,
that's
let's go, boys.
That's not talent. All right, let's continue to get to work.
Let's go, boys. Come on, let's go.
Big first.
Thank you to Marcel Bruin and Old Brighton for access into the huddle report. I've just lost the credit for that one. That's for the Brighton Beach Hotel, best pub in Braeside to watch the football with friends. We will head back down now to Cooper Watkins, who has got Marcel Bruin with him.
Yeah, I've got him. Marcel, obviously got the game back on your terms a little bit in that quarter, but still a little bit of a mountain to climb. What do you need to do in this last quarter to get over the line?
Yeah, well, another quarter like that, and probably taking advantage of some of those opportunities that we created forward of football. It was a much better work rate from our mids, which we spoke about there. Our contest stuff was a lot better, and playing a bit of front half football will enable us to get some looks on goal. But we've got to use the ball a little bit better, make better decisions. Yeah.
Cheers, Marcel. Good luck.
Thank you for that there, Cooper, and for Marcel Bruin. 22 points is the deficit that Old Brighton need to run down, and if they can, they move 4 games clear of Old Scotch, but Old Scotch hang on, they move to within 2 games of the top 4 with 6 games to go, Hugo, and we'll be talking about a late run to September again.
Well, we are, but they've got this one. This is the most important game of their season right now, this one here, so they've still, look, it's a handy lead, but we've seen leads like this pegged back plenty of times this season, so it's a big cliche, but this next goal is very important in the context of the game. I'll go as far as saying I'm going to put my reputation on the line, which is in tatters anyway, Matty, but next goal wins. I think if Brighton can get the next goal and get some momentum going into it, but if Scotch get the next goal, then I think that's it.
Well, I'd give my reputation to only be in tatters.
Yeah, well, anyway.
9-7-61 plays 5-9.
That's why we've got Simon Petcher here, because no matter how bad your reputation is, his is worse.
Start of the final quarter here Old Brighton doing the chasing will be kicking to the Mare Street end of the ground, the right of your radio dial. There's the siren. Final quarter action underway here, and it's Clark who won the tap out. Shark by Seeger, paddles it to his own advantage, eventually scoops it out towards the wing. Goodger caught by Barter, good tackle. Now Plough says give it to me. On the South Road wing, they'll toss it up.
Geordie, so you just needed to grab that one then. They were away.
Clark again. And Tweedy turning tackler. Skins player of the match is going to be interesting because there's some very good players from both teams.
There has.
Punched away with him, Clark that time gathered by McNabb, loops it over the top to Campili, who goes with a high kick down the line. It will stay inside the field of play. And it's eventually helped out of play for a boundary throw in.
I've seen a lot of that today. We've just seen that throw on the boot, trying to exit out of just congestion and not achieving that. As we're probably taking a long time to get this ball back into play.
Yeah, no, we've had a couple of interesting stoppages today involving boundary umpires. Here's another one.
Ooh.
It's a wide throw in, gathered by McNabb. Seeger back to McNabb, wants to go inside, hands it over the top to Burnell, who was caught by Brown. It was a bit of a hospital hand pass, did him no favours, did Tom Burnell. And he's caught by Brown, and the umpire calls for the football again. Tweedy punches that one forward. The other way was Jap, went up the line looking for Simons, who spun out of trouble really well. Hands it over the top. Here's Jones. They can go inside 50 here. Acres of space for the Cardinals. Kick inside 50 is no good. Gilbert's in trouble. He's gone. He's gone. He was caught in the third of two minds there. Will Verge applying the tackle, and the big fella's got a chance to kick his second.
Yes, he certainly does. We've seen a few goals kicked from this distance today. I'd probably be getting a couple of guys back down on the line.
Someone running around for the hand pass?
Yeah, one of those too. I think Big Clarkie's coming over at the moment. Geez, he should just have handball to Clark.
Only two players on the goal line at the moment, so they must be very confident in his ability to either make the distance or get it nowhere near.
I'm completely confident in him.
Will Verge, he's already kicked one on debut today. He strikes his first. He loves it! He loves it!
Wow. Oh, I told you, kick it, Matty.
Never in doubt, Will Verge.
Never in doubt.
The debutant, the big fella with his second, one from the goal line, the other from the arc.
Well,
he's had a big day today.
There we go. And what did I say, Matty? First goal wins. So that's it. Put it in the book. I've gone early on it.
Put down your glasses, we're going home.
No, I think it's, look, it's a, what is it, 5 goals basically. Going to be hard to come back here, considering they've only kicked 5 for the day, Brighton. But look, it'll be a great comeback from here, but that was an excellent goal by Verge.
Yeah.
And well-deserved too. Because that was, you put the tackle on and the umpire was in perfect position, and you'll love to see that.
No, that was a great moment for Will Verge. He's had a couple of good moments today. 2 goals on debut. Couldn't ask for any more, and they're on track for a big win, the Cardinals, this afternoon. Kick from Jones up towards full forward, bouncing football. Good attack on the football here inside the forward pocket. It was Lean who had a bit of a fumble, though. He's still got another opportunity. Cooper Lean fends off, kicks towards full forward. Simons is there, gathers it on the bounce, tucked in the pocket. Snaps out on the full.
And that has gone across South Road. It's on the median strip.
It's out onto the South Road.
It is. It's sitting on the median strip. You just don't see that.
No, that's very rare.
That's amazing.
And someone's got to jaywalk to go get the Sharon.
And he has. He's done a great job.
Good on him. We won't ID him.
Hopefully he doesn't get seen by the police, because you will get a fine. We are in Victoria. That was jaywalking, so probably about a $600 fine.
Well, I've seen a train run over a footing on the other side. I haven't seen a footy reach. Yes, at this ground. I haven't seen a footy reach the median strip. In fact, that wasn't out of the full. It was just out of bounds. My apologies. That effort from Angus Simons. So ball shots back inside. Attacking 50 for Old Scotch, gathered here by Cork, runs out of defence and then just boots it long. It's straight to Brown, who takes an easy mark, the vice-captain. Jack Brown, very good again today for the Cardinals. And he's just going to send this one back inside 50. Clark in good position. Oh, he just got hands to it. Cork's kick was smothered. Still alive here for the Cardinals. And it's another one. And that time it was Henry Brown who was alert and snapped truly. He's got his second. And it's another goal to start this last term for the Cardinals. It's been a fast start for them. Nearly 5 minutes gone in this final term for Australian Venue Company. Henry Brown with a couple. And all of a sudden, it might just about be at 11-11-73 to 5-9-39.
No, that was off the turnover again in the middle of the ground, and that was great work by Virtue. He was coming back into that pack to make sure that no Brighton player marked it, and then an outside of the boot snap and excellent execution. So it's getting ominous here.
Been good as well today, Brown, and there he is with the clearance again. Inside 50, bouncing football. Spencer caught straight away by Cork.
So Henry Brown has been a four-quarter performer, and he's continuing that on this quarter, so I don't want to influence anyone's...
Oh, there's Verge with the hit out of the year. We don't have a client for hit out of the year, hit out of the day, but if we did, that would be it. Will Verge. Free kick going the way of McNabb, though, in the centre. He was caught high, and Townsend going in strongly there on Burnell, but the Tunners number one held his ground well, took the mark. Kick comes out wide to Richardson, and now Campili with a bounce. Kick up towards half forward. Seager flew early, gathered it well, Seager, and was tripped there, and the umpires spotted that. Free kick to Geordie Seager, just outside attacking 50. Might be just a bit too far out to score here, Seager. And he's going to set this one up in towards the pocket. Richardson was there, but a great spoil by that man again, Dixon, who just knows how to end up in the right spot time and again. Harry Dixon knocked it out of play for a boundary throw.
Now, very important for Brighton here to maintain a bit of forward half footy, keep it in there. There's a big, massive congestion in there as well. Every player's rolled in. It's going to be very hard to get any clear possession here.
Richardson tapped it to McNabb, who snaps towards goal. It's gone right across the face and will trickle out of play for a boundary throw inside or in the right forward pocket.
So once again, it's a rinse and repeat, but it's just mass congestion out there. Everyone's rolled in. It's going to be very hard for Brighton here.
The umpire will send it back inside here. Clark grabbed it out of the ruck initially, couldn't gather it cleanly. Barter, kick out. Jackson had a fumble. Goodger, he got hands free. Now comes out to Butler, screws it around the body. This is going to take a good mark. Richardson almost had it. He's got to dive in again, and then spinning out of trouble nicely there was Beckworth, got the hands free. Montenaro's won it back though for the Tunners, spins around one and around two. Hand pass to Seager, who had a fumble, and the moment passes. Cardinals clear. Gilbert with a big body spoil, knocked it away. Howden following it after it. Gathered here though by Lean. Over to Townsend. He looks to give a hand pass across, but to Jab, but it was cut out again by Montenaro. Goes high inside 50 for Richardson, who flew, brought it to ground. There's Townsend again, sweeping hand pass into the centre of Brighton Beach Oval. Doing well there with the body there was Brooks, used it well. Got the hand pass across to Butler, who straightens on the right boot and was pushed as he kicked it. So a downfield free kick for the Tunners here. To Goodger, who's gone on the wing. They didn't gain much of a downfield advantage there though. Goodger high up towards half forward, coming in from the side. Good mark. Who else? Charlie Cormack.
He'd be in double figures marks today, those intercept marks.
Jap to Brownie on the wing, who wastes no time, and he has a bounce. And he might have a go from 50 on the boundary line. Well, that would have been one of the best goals you've ever seen. Yes. He was ambitious, you can give him that, but you can't give him much more. That's gone well out of bounds on the full.
Put both hands up in apology to the sorry fellas. Set a brain
probably
down there.
Probably should have centred that.
Yeah, I would think.
Tunners ball here in the back pocket. 6 gone in this final term for Australian Venue Company. Strong mark taken there by Tweedy. Ends it over to McNabb. Over the top, a hospital hand pass. And there's Dixon with another fine tackle. The pressure from the Cardinals has been terrific right out of the gates today, Hugo.
No, it has, Matty. They've been very, very consistent with that pressure and intensity as well. It's been very, very good.
Richardson flew very early, but it'll be a Cardinals clearance regardless. Kick inside, attacking 50, goes over there to Simons. He might be able to keep this in play. Oh, and he just palmed it into the feet of Cork, and... Is it a behind? Is it hit the behind post? We're going to have a conference now.
We've had a lot of conferences today, haven't we?
We don't have the arc, so we're just going to go with umpire's call.
Jeez, they're deep.
We're going to have a real chat about this. We're going to throw it into the end of all of that.
Okay.
So no score. Good thing I didn't jot down a rush behind there, because I don't have to chalk that one off now. 11-7-73 plays 5-9-39. 7 minutes gone here in this final term for Australian Venue Company.
9 minutes 50.
9 minutes. So, well, I'm looking at the clock here, which is 2 minutes behind.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm very good at telling you how long to go in the last quarter, because as soon as it hits 5 o'clock, I'm out
You're out the door, yep.
I certainly am.
Hugo Higginbotham for Hit IQ, the game-changing concussion management system. Butler spins out of traffic nicely, gives it to Burnell, who goes with a high kick down the line. Oh, and it was a good fly, good attack there from Zerner. Fallen to Campilli, who kicks it over the back.
Dixon.
Space inside 50. Here's Pryor, gathers it, snaps, and has he got the distance? Not quite. It's a great spoil in the end by Brady. Good counter-attacking play from the Tunners. Good effort by Pryor. Just didn't quite have the legs. Brady getting back to knock it through. 5-10 plays, 11-7, 18 scores to 15 here on the Australian Venue Company scoreboard, but a 33-point lead to the Cardinals. And the kick comes in, mark taken by Beckworth on the back flank.
This is a bit of a statement by Scotch today. I think they've controlled the game for the majority of the time. It's never easy coming here to Brighton Beach Oval, or Fortress Brighton, as we call it from time to time. But it's very interesting in the context of the year.
But this will be the third time that Fortress Brighton has been stormed this year.
Yes, it's like not much of a fortress anymore, is it?
Not anymore, no.
But it's a long season, and we do know they are depleted at the moment.
Yeah, no, this is true.
Very hard coming in with 9 or 10 changes. I mean, there's still a lot to play out in this quarter. Stranger things have happened.
Clark against Richardson, sharked by Burnell. Kick high up towards half forward, knocked away Gujic, and now Karianis has got it on the left boot, goes in towards the forward pocket. Cormac leading the race back to the ball, gathers it, and then on the right boot finds Jackson, who went with the one hand. Now he's in a bit of trouble. He does get the hand free in the end of Beckworth, who's got it now. His hand pass at the line looking for Townsend, off hands, boundary throw in. So are we saying that... Well, I mean, it depends on how Caulfield are going. Are we saying the finals race is down to 5, do we think? Do we still give Scotch a chance?
Oh, you can never write them off, especially after, this game today is the most important one currently for their season. We can safely say they won't get relegated.
Not anymore.
No.
Clark with a high kick up towards half forward. Advantage has been paid. McMillan wanted to go, and he's given it back to Spencer, who was supposed to get the free kick initially. Spencer goes long towards full forward. Oh, and Verge just flies over the top. He's punched it through for a rush behind.
It's just erratic, isn't it? It's unpredictable.
No, he is one of those that you can't take your eyes off him because you're just not quite sure what's going to happen next. A rush behind, 11.874 to 5.10.40, but he has been very impressive today on the whole, as will Verge. Now goes with a kick right up the guts. Ag gathers it over to Howden. Kicks up towards the fly. Oh, Dixon. How good is that? Just oozes class, this kid. Sends this one up towards half forward. Butler read it, or he misread it really. Jones sliding in, sends it forward here for the Cardinals. Bit of a fumble though, but they've got time and space here to gather it. Barring, he's going to go look for Verge, who's caught behind. He turns defender again, and he's punched this one into the point post. So he's forced a neutral ball here for the Cardinals, so that's good play from Verge, who's going to sit behind the play here. He's going to jog out of the defence of the attacking 50.
Yeah, I think he's just handed over with Clark. So Clark will come down and play forward, and he'll go behind the ball and sit behind as the on-ball ruckman.
So right up against the point post. Gathered by Cork. Gets a clearing kick, but only as far as Freddie Leaton, who marks at full extension just inside attacking 50, and he can look to add his name to the list of goal scorers here, Freddie Leaton.
Yes, no, it was a very nice effort. I think that breeze is very subtle out there, but it holds the ball up, so it's quite deceptive. But everything's going Scotch's way at the moment. You have this time in games where the ball bounces your way, everything goes right for you.
It certainly has been for the Cardinals today. Freddie Leaton from just outside 50 on the left boot, hangs it out to the left. And will only register a behind. 11.975, 5.10.40, a 35-point lead for the Cardinals, and Freddie Leaton's first blemish of the season, 2 goals, 1 for the campaign for him. Butler brings the ball back into play. His kick Out towards the back flank. It's come off hands. Carianis at the fall of the ball. Belts a kick down the line. Bounced kindly for Townsend, who looked to flip it back. Seeger gathers it now. His kick inboard, gathered here by Zerner. His kick was smothered. Seeger follows up once again, wants to come back inboard with a hand pass, looking for Carianis, only as far as Schilling instead. And then Carianis drives Brady into the ground. The umpire calls for it, and it'll be tossed up here at right half forward for the Tunners.
We're looking forward to breaking down the ladder after the game in VAFA crunch time.
Oh,
Matty.
indeed, are we, Hugo? What? VAFA crunch time. It's one of my favourite parts of the week.
It is. I look forward to it.
So you get a free kick here. Meantime, in all this, yeah, well, I mean, it means different things for different people, Bruce.
Not a true word said, Brucey.
Campbell Tweedy, who's got the free kick for a ruck infringement here at half forward. He's been terrific. He's been one of the Tunners' best today, Campbell Tweedy. He's been asked to do everything that he's not accustomed to, and he's done it to a fault. He hasn't. He kicked a goal earlier in the game in the first quarter. From outside 50 here, can he kick a second? No, is the
coming back.
Coming back. It needs to come back a long way. It stays inside the play. Snap, field of play. Snap across the face of goal. Ag was the target. Fallen now for Branson. Hands it in ball. McGowan. His kick is going to bring rain with it. It's gone a mile up in the air. Cormac spoils it towards the boundary line. It falls in the lap of Clark. Everything going the way of the Cardinals again. Hugo. Long kick up the line. It's bouncing out towards the wing. Butler gathers it in. He looks to go with a hand pass. Good tackle there by Schilling. Hasn't trickled out of bounds. It stayed in play. Everybody stopped for a second. Meanwhile, Spencer, the target at half forward. Oh, he's almost copped the falcon there. Hathaway roved it well, got away from Spencer. Hands it over the top. Looking now for Howden, who's got it. And then a fumble from Spears. Gathers it, but it's been cut out once again. They can go get another one. Scotch kicking towards full forward. Oh, favourite call. And there's Verge again. He just continues to throw his weight around. He probably should be 50 that. And Cork slow to his feet. Yeah, and that will be 50. It's an obvious one. He's just got to rein it in a little bit, Will Verge.
Yeah, I think so.
He's very angry for a man who's had one of the best debuts you can think of in the VAFA this year. Campearly receives a hand pass after the 50-metre penalty. Kick up towards the wing, and it's going to be knocked out of play. Boundary throw-ins. Yeah, he's not the finished product yet, Will Verge, but you don't have to worry about trying to build his aggression. He's got that already sorted.
No, he just needs to refine a few things. And, but it's a great debut. Been very handy for Scotch after some omissions during the week.
Started very well in the ruck early. Hasn't rucked much since half-time, but has kicked a couple of goals. Clark, worried out of it by Seeger, who did well. Tracked the boundary line. Lovely kick up the line. Mark dropped by McGowan, though. And there's Troon. Hand pass across Townsend. Oh, to Clark, was not expecting that. He did well, though. Kicks around the body straight to Butler, though.
No, that was self-defence.
It's all just got a little messy in this final quarter. Butler between wing and half back for the Tunners. Kick down the line's not a good one. And there's Charlie Cormac again. Just keeps on keeping on. Does the Cardinals captain. Sweeping kick to Jackson, and now Dixon, who's got it on the opposite flank. Just works so hard, Harry Dixon. Down the line, he might get it back here. No, he won't. Kick over the top, looking here and finding Byrne-Jones on the wing. So it'll just become a bit stagnant in the last few minutes. It's an old Scotch victory now. We can be pretty sure of that. Kick up towards half forward. Tweedy flew from behind at a fresh area. Howden got hands free, looking for Carianis now. Slides a hand pass across to Butler. And on the right boot, he finds Campearly up the line with a neat kick. He wants to go with the kicking board to Spears. Howden running alongside him. And then another sweeping hand pass forward. Here's Brooks. Spearing kick inside 50. Good spoil by Brady, but the contest hasn't been killed yet. Gathered by Pryor. Falls to Richardson with a hand pass of all things. Goodger runs into two Cardinals. He's gone. Umpire wave play on. I don't know how that wasn't holding the ball. High kick up towards Jones. Oh, that would have been a beauty. He just grasped it at the last. And then Simon spins away from a tackle. He gets a hand pass clear, only as far as McNabb, and it's now again is Simons applying a good tackle. Another fresh area kick. Montanaro hands free, comes out now to Troon, who's caught by Brooks. And the umpire says, give it to me, and a bit of a spell. There was a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Ball up between wing and half forward.
Fair to say the umpires put the whistle away. There was a handful of free kicks there. They just said, no, I've had enough.
Jones looking for a free kick, and he gets one for a hold.
Yeah.
We'll be able to get this out of the defensive half of the ground for the Cardinals.
Speaking of grounds, Matty, I'll just head round the ground quickly. Haileybury, I'll go really quickly. It's 84 points, trailing Trinity 89. Olds have 67, trailing Uni Blues 106. St Kevin's 66, trailing Caulfield 80. And Uni Blacks 78, leading St Bernard 70.
And Barter with a kick towards, a centering kick from the half-forward flank. He finds Will Verge, who marks 40 metres out directly in front.
So some interesting results around the grounds here, Matty.
Yeah, absolutely, Hugo.
And look, yeah, he'll kick this.
I was going to say, you're brave enough to predict what's going to happen here. Anything can happen here.
No, he'll kick this. I can go do some paperwork now, just get around the grounds, bits and pieces, get ready for VAFA crunch time.
Will Verge for goal number 3. Oh, he's in the post, Hugo. Yeah, put the moz on him. Yeah. I don't think I've heard a post hit harder all season. He smacked the woodwork.
So he's done everything today, man.
Will Verge, yeah, he has had a licorice all sorts debut. He's going to come away with a Gatorade shower at the end of it too. The ball's brought back into play. Campili delayed the hand pass. Seager shrugged the tackle, hands it out to Spears. Oh, nearly clean bowled him. He's caught by Lean. Good tackle. They've turned it over again. Barter at half forward. On the left boot up towards full forward. Here's Verge again. Comes off hands. Cork receives the hand pass. He wants to go inboard. McNabb. Campili. He's a neat kick, Campili, and he finds Hoffman at left half back that time, who goes with a kick off a step down the line. Richardson takes a good mark on his chest on the wing. 36-point lead for the Cardinals. Richardson comes back inboard, goes towards half forward. Another good mark from Townsend. He's been very good across half back as well today. He, Dixon and Cormac have been excellent for Old Scotch. Kick up the line to Barring this time. 22 gone in this last term. 11-10-76 plays 5-10-40. It's an even 6-goal game in favour of Old Scotch. They're going to move to 5-7, and they're going to move to within 2 games of the top 4 with 6 to play. They've done it before. You wouldn't rule them out doing it once again. Dixon now. And pass over the top, gathered here by Barring. Got the line. Spencer had it knocked away from him. Oh, and don't know what's happened there with Townsend. Might have copped one high. Howden. Push in the back. Free kick. Cardinals ball. It's going to go to Simons again, who off a step is going to clip it inside 50 to Clark. Knocked away from him. And it's going to trickle out of play for a boundary throw in, Hugo.
No, there was a bit going on in that passage of the play as well, but they're just showing some composure now, Scotch. Maintaining possession. Just winding the clock down, and they're going to record a very, very good victory here today. So it's been a very interesting performance. And Skins Player of the Day is going to be interesting, Matty.
Yes, the Pioneers of Compression. Cooper's going to be interviewing them. Is there anyone you think is worthy?
Well, Henry Brown, but Charlie Cormack's been very good as well. He'd be in double-figure intercept marks in the back half there. And those 2 players have been 4-quarter performers.
Yep.
So we'll just see what happens in the next few minutes. Cooper can add some input on this.
Yes, I think, given that he's doing the interview, he can decide who he wants to chat to. It's the most coveted cap of the game, the Skins cap.
Certainly is.
Hand pass across the field. Now Carianis on the wing. Goes the kick down the line. No good.
We should give it to Nelson Troon just so we can get a photo of his tan on the socials.
Yeah, but we're going to miss the peroxide because if you're wearing the cap.
Oh, yes, can't have that.
Pryor intercepts here on the wing. Kicks up towards Seager at half forward. Oh, and another fine intercept mark. That time Townsend again. Tell you what, he wouldn't be far behind Cormac in the intercept mark stakes.
It's getting harder.
Line, and that one almost cut out by Pryor again. And can Beckworth keep it in play? He can't.
So we're just seeing Scotch now, just everything going their way. And then they're Brighton's been valiant today in defeat, but unfortunately they probably just didn't have the troops available. It's always hard with 10 changes. You rarely hear that.
Yeah, no, it's that's half the side, essentially. That's a tough thing to navigate. It was Zerner who won the ball out of the ruck there. McNabb applying the tackle. The group chat is going off saying that it's been a tipster's nightmare this week, and some are suggesting that's called a standard week at the office for me, which I appreciate.
It's compelling viewing for the Love of the Game podcast.
I'm terrified to look at the Prem B scores this afternoon. McNabb trying to fight on, but he's wrapped up in a Cardinals.
I know it's a very competition, Prem B. It's one of the
what's going on here? Is there a blood rule?
Yeah. So give us time to recap on this.
Yeah, this will also. Yeah, a bit of claret coming from the knee there of that Turner. Just trying to pick up who it is. It's making their way to the bench. No, we're not going to do that. Might be Spears, actually.
Is it... Anyway.
They'll get that patched up. Clark, front spot against Zerner. Gathered by Barter. Hands it out wide to Brown, who's caught by Tweedy. Gets it away to Jones. Changed his mind at the last. He feeds a hand pass across. Townsend with a kick up the line. Cut out, though, that time by Hoffman at halfback.
No, the Prem B competition is one of the closest ones in Victoria, and that's documented in the Herald Sun. But you're struggling with the tips, aren't you? And you are the Prem B expert.
Struggling is a gross understatement. Brooks gathers it in the centre of the ground, goes over the back to Pryor, who found some space inside 50, got a bit of separation from his man, and Ben Pryor can hit the scoreboard for the first time this afternoon here.
No, that was a very good ball movement transition there, and to a nice clear open forward line for Pryor. So convert this one. And then
so how many minutes is goals?
Yeah, I reckon we might be running out of time here.
Might have left their run a little late. Ben Pryor, he's kicked 14 goals, 8 this season. He comes in now on the right, but that's a nice kick.
Yeah, very good.
Goal umpire didn't move. And Ben Pryor kicks his first of the afternoon. Number 24 has got his 15th goal of the season, Hugo.
Your binoculars are on my paperwork.
Sorry, I apologise for that. At 6:10, was it? 6:10:46 to 11:10:76. Nearly how far are we gone this last term? 27 minutes gone.
Correct. 5 straight goals, so pretty commanding victory realistically. And once again a decent score kick by Scotch.
The other thing as well, percentage coming into the day, Old Brighton 128, Old Scotch 89, so not just the wins, they'll have to eat away at that as well. And this is a good start. They certainly won't want the Tunners to get a couple of late goals and eat away at this deficit.
Oh, strong.
Oh, good strength from Carianis, got away from Jones. Kicks up towards half forward. Richardson comes out to meet it and doesn't choose to hand pass, actually. Goes with a kick inside 50, and Will Townsend read it better than anyone again.
Yeah.
Anything Charlie Cormack can do, I can do better, says Will Townsend. Up towards Clark. Oh, right through his hands. There's Spears, who's back on the ground. He's got that knee patched up, and it's just taken another divot out of the Brighton Beach turf. Simons, caught by Hoffman, holding the ball. Free kick to Old Brighton here on the wing. Lou Hoffman, his 4th game of the season. Old Brighton, as we've said, they've undergone a lot of change and a lot of rotation this season. Kick towards half forward. Richardson almost marked it. Might have been looking for that to be paid. He had a lot of it. Not enough, according to the umpire, and he will ball it up at half forward instead.
One thing that's been good for both sides today is I think we've got away injury-free. Haven't had any noticeable injuries, so that's one thing with both their depth being tested. Not going to lose any more players.
Seager got away, but the hand pass gives it across to Brooks now, who's tucked up in the pocket. He goes for goal. Oh, and it's just touched on the line. Would have been a beauty there from Lockie Brooks. Instead, it's been helped through for a rush behind. And now 5 goals will put the Tunners in front. But the Cardinals are wasting no time. They've got this up towards half forward by the time I've marked the rush behind down to the record. And now Brown goes in towards the forward pocket. That kick never favoured Spencer, but he got the kindest of bounces, and he snaps through his 3rd. Well, when it's going your way.
What are we talking about when the ball bounces your way?
When it's going your way, that's an incredible bit of fortune there by Spencer, who had given up on it.
He had
fairly given up on that.
He just stopped his lead and was walking back towards the goal square. And then poor old Tommy, the ball bounced underneath him. straight up into Quinn Spencer's hand and just the easiest of goals. Unbelievable.
When it is your day, and he fought hard, Quinn Spencer, so he probably deserves a little bit of good fortune at the end of it all. And, well, now it's probably all over. 12-10-82 to 6-11-47. Nearly 30 gone here in the final term for Australian Venue Company, and a bit more percentage for the Cardinals, who are not done yet in 2026. Clark, Ag taking a turn to the ruck now. We can add another one to the list. Jones, Zerner. And there is the siren. And that's a big statement for Old Scotch. Their finals hopes remain very much alive in 2026. They have sent a warning message to the rest of the competition. There is another contender in this campaign.
No, absolutely, Matty. And that was a pretty dominant performance after quarter time off the back of those couple of bursts of momentum, and they were able to score very quick. So it was a good performance, and they really set themselves for that. It just shows that form they had coming into the bye wasn't just a bit of an anomaly in the season, and they've come out of the bye with a bit of fire in the belly. And I'll be looking forward to talking to Mark Natt up here in our commentary position about what's going to play out for the rest of the season for them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's been a great run of form either side of the bye for Old Scotch. That's 4 wins from 5 now. Making a run at the finals, and is going to set up a fascinating run home. And we sort of talked about that in the pre-game, but first things first, they had to get this win on the board, and they've done that. So they've earned the right to put themselves back in amongst the frame. But now they've got a couple of litmus tests over the next fortnight. I think it was St Kevin's and University Blues.
Yeah, correct.
For Old Scotch. So if they run that table, they go 2-0 from that. Well, then suddenly we're all going to sit up and take notice, and they will be very much in the hunt. The post-match show, which we're about to undertake now, thanks to the Australian Venue Company, we will look to go down to Cooper Watkins, if I can find him.
He's making his way over towards the Scotch huddle.
The Skins player of the match, the pioneers of compression. There's Cooper. I think
James Brady went to walk up to Cooper then, and Cooper just sidestepped him and balked. And look, he's still running away from him. Who he's going to? He's grabbing someone out.
We've got Cooper, so we've got our Skins player of the match, the pioneers of compression. And we're going to head down now to you, Cooper. Take it away.
Charlie, really hard to come down here and get wins. Obviously, it's a tough place to come. How do you assess performance?
For a tough place to come, I think we got the best day of the year pretty much. So no wind and a bit of sun out as well. So, yeah, not complaining. I think both teams probably missing a few. Obviously, they've got some notable outs. So we sort of chalked it up as one that we can get over them in a really critical time in our season as well to sort of give us a game clear from relegation.
And you touch on that, obviously you've had a really strong month after sort of a tough start to the season. How do you assess the sort of belief in the group after getting a win today and going on to the rest of the season?
Absolutely. I mean, it's similar to last year. We've done it before, so every game from here is elimination final, and we've got some players who can come in and seriously test some teams, and St Kevin's next week will be a big challenge for that because it's win or season done pretty much for us now, which is exciting.
Appreciate it, Charlie.
No worries.
Thank you for that, Cooper, and congratulations to Charlie Cormack, our Skins player of the game, the pioneers of compression. He's going to get a photo with the cap and with the laminated sheet. It's the most coveted cap in amateur football, the Skins player of the game cap, Hugo. So he'll wear that with a great deal of pride. Charlie Cormack, there we see him now. We don't have the intercept mark numbers, but you imagine he'll be reigning supreme in that statistic today.
Geez, and he's copying an absolute bake from the rest of the team as well. They're really into it. This is fantastic. Yeah, put the hat on.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. No, he's taking
Wear it with pride.
No, congratulations to Charlie Curnow and to Old Scotch, now into our post-match Australian Venue Company. They are the platinum partner who provide over 200 of Australia's most loved pubs, bars and events spaces, including the 2 that directly support Old Scotch Football Club, the Auburn and the Hawthorn Hotels. Old Scotch members, how about this for a deal here? They can get 10% off food and drinks at those venues via the Pass app. So if you're an Old Scotch member, there's a little bit of a discount for you to enjoy, particularly after a big win on the road.
Yes, absolutely, 10%. That's quite a substantial number, because it's in the report in the news services today that Melbourne is now officially the most expensive place on the planet to buy food and alcohol. So that's something good. Get 10% back, which is great. But no, it was an excellent victory today, well led by Charlie Cormack. And here's something interesting for you, Matty, that in their past 4 victories, they've kicked 92 points, 100 points, 119 and 82. So they can kick a score, Scotch, which is very important moving forward, because they are deficient in percentage. They will need to make that up, because you've got a feeling that they and Brighton may be having something to sort of wrestle with later in the season if things fall Scotch's way.
Yeah, well, the way it's going, they needed to make up a bit of percentage. We talk about the wins, and that's sort of your starting point, but they were coming into today, they were 40% behind Old Brighton. So it's effectively another win.
Yeah, correct.
So they've been able to eat into a fair bit of that today. That's still a long way to go with it, but today's a start. And you look at the goal scorers, such an even spread as well. Quinn Spencer kicked 3, 2 to Henry Brown, Angus Jones, and Will Verge on debut. Singles to Cooper Lean. Will Clark, who only kicked 1 goal today, Will Clark, and they still managed to put together a really competitive score. Nick Barring as well got a goal. For Old Brighton, there were no multiple goal kickers, all singles. To Campbell Tweedy, Harry Zerner, Ben Pryor, Charlie Richardson, Winston McGowan, and Lockie Brooks in the end.
Yeah, so I think Brighton, they're just waiting for the troops to come back, and talking to Marcel Bruin before the game. It's about 2 weeks and they'll get a lot of players back, so they've got to get through this time. But they've got Trinity next week, which is a bit of a danger game for them, because I think Trinity have just won over... Oh, no, Haileybury got up and beat them at the end of that. Oh, jeez.
So we'll go around the grounds for Bendigo Bank Inner East, and we know that Old Haileybury have come from behind to secure the win there. Yep, that's okay. No, so we start with that one. What else has taken place?
Okay, so Old Haileybury 16-12-108 have defeated Trinity 14-13-97, and this is the big one here at Toorak Park, the home of the Old Zavarians. Zavarians 10-9-69 were defeated by Uni Blues 16-12-108. That's big. That is a big victory there. And an interesting one with St Kevin's coming home with a wet sail. 13-12-90 have got up with basically the last kick of the day over Caulfield Grammarians 12-15-87 after trailing by 14 points. I think they kicked the last 5 goals of the game to get up and win, so that is huge there. And Uni Blacks 13-12-90 have defeated St Bernard's 11-5-71. And I think actually the Haileybury Trinity is still a live game at the moment, so it's a very long quarter going there.
Yep.
And it's gone 32 minutes. Old Haileybury 16-12-108, and now Trinity have come back 15-14-104, so we've got a 4-point ball game there, Matty. So we'll keep our eye on that one. I won't take my...
No, I can't remember who I tipped there, and I'm not going to look until the game is done. So St Kevin's kicked 4 goals in 5 minutes in the final turn. They were 14 points down at one point. They were in front. In terms of the Premier B scores, I'm going to look at it now and see how badly I've gone. D. Larsell with a big win over Old Camberwell. That one is still in progress at the moment. 31 minutes gone in the final term, but it is all over bar the shouting. 16-14, 110 to 10-3-63. So good kicking is good footy. It's not always...
You can't beat good cooking.
No, you can't. It's not always winning football, though. Big win there for D. La, who continue to be one of the contenders to the Collegians' crown. A draw at Como Park. Bo Morris and Old Geelong playing out a draw. 9-14-68 to 9-14-68. Bo Morris kicking the tying point in the 33rd minute mark of the final term. It was practically on the siren, Hugo. So you would argue 2 points gained there for the Sharks and 2 points dropped there for the OGs. Collegians, well, we think they are the premier team in Premier B. 104-point winners over Old Ivanhoe. 24-12, 156 to 8-4-52. I'll see if I can find any goal scorers. No, they haven't been. They have not updated the goal scorers with that one. Old Carey over Williamstown CYMS 16-13, 109 to 10-11, 71. There looks to be some sort of issue with scoring at Gary Smorgon Reserve. At half-time in that game between Ajax and Old Melburnians, the OMs led 10-1, 63, which is not right.
No, that's 61. Simon Pesh down there doing the scoreboard, is he?
He may well be. 3-7-25 Ajax at that point, but obviously there's been a second half that has played. And Old Haileybury have just got up full-time there. And just something else that I do have to mention in Prem C, not that we often do these scores, but quite interesting. Where was it here? I had this.
It was Parkdale have got up over the
previously
undefeated
Fitzroy.
Yes.
7-14, 56 to 7-11 and 53. The Vultures getting the job done. That's a big result.
That's massive, isn't it?
Parkdale, that's huge.
Yes.
So that's Arena Grounds for Bendigo Bank Inner East, owned by the local people of Ashburton, Baldwin, Canterbury and Surrey Hills. The community bank, it delivers all your personal and business banking needs and invests profits back into the community, including Old Scotch's electronic scoreboards and their goal nets.
Geez, they'd see some big numbers at Community Bank, wouldn't they?
Oh,
look at the demographic they're dealing with.
Yes. A ladder update, thanks to Author Sport Victoria, a team of 13 skilled Melbourne orthopaedic surgeons specialising in treating musculoskeletal conditions with injuries. Do we have a ladder there?
Yes, we've got Zabs still on top with a percentage of 145. Uni Blues, so Zabs and Uni Blues are equal first on 40 points, and Uni Blues have made up a dramatic amount of ground percentage-wise, so they're 137, so only about less than 8% separating those two. And St Kevin's, with that last gasp victory, have held on to third outright, and they're just trailing first and second by one game, so they've got a big percentage as well of 137.92. And then Old Brighton holding on to fourth position by 2 games over Old Scotch with a percentage 121. Now, Scotch have picked up about 12 percentage points today, which is good for them.
Yep.
So they're outright, they're fifth equal with Caulfield, but their percentage is now 92. So that percentage is heading north, which I need to be. And then Caulfield sitting just behind Scotch, but their percentage is going the other way. Their percentage is 83%, and then Trinity on 16 points with a percentage of 72, and then Uni Blacks sitting in 8th position on 12 points with a percentage of 86, and then Haileybury equal Uni Blacks with 12 points, percentage of 81, and then St Bernard's with just the 2 wins and a percentage of 67. So that percentage is really taking a hit now as well.
Yeah, so, I mean, just sort of how the ladder looks in Premier Men's. I mean, even though Caulfield and Scotch have the same number of wins, it feels like the finals race is down to 5 at the moment.
Yeah. But there's some interesting games coming up. So next week, St Kevin's play Scotch.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a very important one as Cooper joins us in the...
Welcome to VAFA Crunch Time, Cooper.
Thank you for having me, boys. No, it was a cracker game. Obviously, sort of right at the back end of the game there, Scotch put it on them. I will say, every time I come to an Old Scotch game, Angus Jones tries to sit on someone's head, and oh my God, that was huge.
It was close, wasn't it?
I'm going to stop you there. I have seen him climb higher this year. There was that game that we did
was
at
Haileybury
Park.
Game? Yes, that's because I was at that one too. So that's what
you might have been with us there, Hugo.
Yeah.
No, that was an enormous climb. That one. It wasn't as it wasn't as high than today's, but today's would have been a beauty if it stuck.
Yeah, I had a great view of it.
Just getting back to the ladder, so the ladder is now fully updated. So sitting in 8th, we've got Uni Blacks. In 9th, we've got Haileybury. In 8th, we've got Haileybury. In 9th, in the relegation zone now, is Old Trinity. So that's they were sitting 4th, 5th earlier in the season. Now they're down in the relegation zone. And they play Brighton next week. So that's a huge game.
Yeah, I mean, it's shown a lot of the depth of the competition this year. I mean, I've seen Haileybury a multitude of times, and they've played some good footy.
If we say that Old Brighton is still 2 weeks away from getting the cavalry back, there may be an opportunity for the Tees next week. And that will be at home too, I assume.
Yeah, you'd think so. But see, that's a lot for Trinity to play for as well. So Scotch would have come in today with a backs against the wall sort of mentality with their season on the finals chances on the line to a certain extent. Well, Trinity will have that backs against the wall mentality next week with they don't want to be in the relegation zone.
No.
They don't want to do what DLA did and come up and go straight back down.
No.
You want to stay up in the division and consolidate.
Yeah. And looking at the Prem B ladder as well, because it just seems to change every 5 minutes, except for Collegians, who are out on front. They are 154-point win, we said, Cooper, earlier. The Ajax and Old Melburnians game has not been updated, but if it's trending, if it finished as it was trending, which was a big lead for the OMs at half-time, it means that D-Love probably moved up to second based on percentage. They'd be level on 7 wins with Ajax at the very least, so those two will finish in second and third, just depends on what order. Old Campbell have moved up to fourth. They've got a percentage of 85 and they sit in fourth spot.
Bizarre.
Bo Morris are half a game behind them in fifth spot, and then half a game behind them are 3 teams at the moment who are on 5 wins. Old Kerry, Old Melburnians, again pending full time in that one, and then Old Geelong. If Old Melburnians do win, if they do hold on, they will climb up to 4th. They currently sit 7th. And then rounding out the ladder, 1.5 games behind Old Geelong at the moment are Old Ivanhoe. So there's a bit of a gap now that's developed between the bottom 2 and the rest. Half a game behind Old Ivanhoe are Williamstown CYMS. So there's a clear bottom 2 at the moment. Old Ivanhoe and Williamstown CYMS have a bit of work to do in the last 6 games of the home and away campaign.
Yeah, and that'll come down to who they play and probably where they play as well. So Willie are a bit better at home, but they've probably struggled. And Ivanhoe, you can't get a read on them, can you?
No.
So they're a hard team to pick. So, yeah, interesting competition.
So
hey, just with Collegians, I'll ask you both this. How do you think they'd go if they hadn't been relegated? Because they're very dominant in B, aren't they?
They were, they had 6.5 wins. Yeah. They had a percentage of 95, and I think it was 5 games they lost by single-figure margin last year.
Correct.
They were very, very unlucky to go down.
Yeah, I did a number of their games last year, and they were probably better than what ended up happening there. So, yeah, I'd probably say the same thing, and obviously with what they've done in B, you sort of see the quality of that.
And the fact that St Kevin's rested a host of their stars in that St Bernard's game, which was probably what got St Bernard's over the line, who otherwise would have gone down and are looking likely to go down this time round. I mean, they had I mean, look, you've got to be good enough to win the games. If you're good enough, you'll find a way to stay up. But they had a bit of bad luck at times, Collegians. They weren't far off the mark at all.
Yeah, you make your own luck to a certain extent. Those single-figure games and the draw as well.
Yes,
you know, that's their destiny in their own hands. And was it a bit of complacency, something like that? You know, because they won the grand final a few years ago. Yeah, the Premier Men's grand final.
Yeah, well, from memory, they threw, as you were touching on, Hugo, they threw away a few games. I remember I was there for the Uni Blacks game at home, and they just put out a pretty poor performance in that situation where they thought that they were going to get over the line. So it's just one of those things, really.
Sure what that was.
I don't know, are we still on there?
Sure, hope so.
Anyway, yeah, so that's interesting. But, geez, Caulfield Grammar as well, because they were up. They should have won that one. You would think that's one you look at later in the season. And, yeah, it's interesting. But that's big by St Kevin's today, isn't it? By being down and having to kick all those goals
away.
And in the last few minutes of the game. And just keeps them at arm's length and keeps them in touch with, because they're only 1 game behind Zavs and the Blues. So just nipping at the heels there.
Yeah.
A couple of categories that we've got to get through. We've kind of touched on them already. The mark of the day for Hodges Real Estate.
We had this one.
No. This one, yeah. This is
Charlie
Richardson.
Yeah, right in front of us.
Charlie Richardson's a beauty that he took in the 3rd term. Great grab. Old Hodges Real Estate are a proud sponsor of Old Brighton for over 30 years. If you are buying or selling in the area, speak to Hodges director and former past player Angus Graham. That is Hodges Real Estate. The goal of the day for the Auburn Hotel.
Nick Barring.
That was a really good goal.
that snap.
Yeah,
that was a very good goal.
To put another one, which I don't think this one will be a podium, but I actually loved Jones's one, the transition goal where he just walked it in. That was just out of nowhere. They just you hear the old Scotch boys just screaming at him, just run, just run.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, no,
that was good.
There were a couple of really good goals today. I wouldn't say the Quinn Spencer one was a great goal, but it was still pretty incredible.
Yeah, he didn't put much effort into that one. It just fell into his hands. So anyway, so let the kick the goal. So.
And with the Auburn Hotel, Old Scotch members can get 10% discount on food and drinks again via the Pass app. So for Old Scotch members who are keen on celebrating the win, you can go to the Auburn Hotel, use the Pass app, and you can get 10% discount on food and drinks. Gents, VAFA crunch time, still got about 6 minutes to go, but we'll try and sort of start some rapid-fire questions. Assuming that Old Zavs, Uni Blues and St Kevin's will make up the top 3,
yep.
Who finishes 4th, Old Brighton or Old Scotch?
Brighton for mine.
It really is dependent on when they get the boys back, but I'll say Old Brighton.
Assuming St Bernard's are probably going to be one team that goes down. Who joins them?
Trinity.
I will say Trinity as well. As I said, I haven't been able to see Trinity. I've seen a lot of Old Hailbury, and Old Hailbury's good form is good. I was at the Zavs game a couple of weeks ago, and they played really well for 3 quarters.
And they're going to get better as the season goes on because they're getting experience.
Yeah, they're a very young team.
Yeah.
Who was your tip for the premiership if I asked you at the start of the day?
Zavs.
Has that changed?
No. I still think that they will. I think they'll make it, and I think they can win it. I think they will win it.
Who do you think will join them?
I think the Blues. I think there was a grand final preview today.
Can anyone beat Collegians?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Why not? I'm sure someone can.
It's the one constant I can hang my hat on in Prem B. I've got no idea about anything else.
Your tipping's going well, I heard.
Yeah. Well,
he's the Prem B expert.
Well, in quotations. Yeah. No, I don't even know how many I got to. I probably only got one. Actually, no, it was a draw. Get one for a draw.
Yeah, do you? I don't think
no. You gotta get one for a draw.
You have to tip the draw.
Oh, well, no. I tipped a draw.
Oh, surely you should start doing it.
I should actually. I'll probably have more success.
Yeah, no, that's all right. As long as you're having a go, mate. At least you're trying.
Yeah. Well, actually, then speaking of tips, because we've sort of flagged it a couple of times.
Hey, I've got one for you.
Yes.
Who wins the medal this year? Who will be in front in the medal? I'll give you a couple of names. Coates, Billy Coates.
Yeah.
Harry Hill. Possible.
Yeah, I would have Coates ahead of Hill.
Yeah. Anyone in the Blues who you think stands out?
The Blues that stand. Well, it's their firepower up forward that does it for them, and it's hard for those guys unless they're kicking 5 or 6 every week. Hard to really consistently get in the groups.
Campbell Lane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's had some massive numbers, hasn't he?
Well, because obviously a couple of their boys have been sort of out, so they've had some other guys that have been playing really well. I like the coach shout. I've watched a few St Kevin's games recently, and he's been dominant.
The other one, and I think he might have fallen away a little bit in recent weeks, but I think one who'll poll very well, particularly is Luca McNabb, who's out there today.
Yeah.
Who might just quietly poll a few votes early on in the season. It's gone a bit under the radar. Do you give Stavro any chance?
Oh, he's probably left his run a little bit too late, so I think. But, if he plays 10 games, gets 3 in each game, that's 30. So,
fair effort, that.
Yeah, possible.
All right, Old Scotch St Kevin's next week at Campbell Sports Ground.
I think St Kevin's wins that, to be honest. I think St Kevin's are getting better. We saw them earlier in the year, and I was probably pretty hard on them, but they're another team that's had a changing of the guard and that new players coming through, learning their system and structure, and they're kicking big scores. Traditionally, they were a defensive team. They kick 70, 80 points. They're kicking 100 points regularly now, and you have to kick a score to win a flag.
I'll go Old Scotch.
Oh!
Ooh.
Yes.
And then from looking at the rest of them then, I'm just trying to think which would be the other really critical game.
Next week.
Aside from that, most of the team... All right, Caulfield and Uni Blacks.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Uni Blacks have won today, but not overly convincingly over St Bernard's. And I know St Bernard's are a good team, but they just can't get the job done. They hang in there in a lot. They never usually get beaten by massive margins. I don't think St Bernard's. They're always 3-4 goals.
They've had a couple of. I think they had one against St Kevin's where they were comfortably accounted for. Their percentage is not great, but they have. On more than one occasion, we're nearly there, Hugo. We're nearly there. We're hanging on for dear life here. They have made a lot of teams earn their wins this season. They did so again this afternoon.
Yeah, but they'll go down comfortably, I think. they'll struggle to win many more games.
Do you think the Tees will join them?
At this point, yeah, I think their form's been a bit shaky in the last few weeks. They had that good patch, but it is very hard to come up, and I think their depth's a bit of a concern.
So Uni Blacks, Old Haileybury and Old Trinity are each on 4 wins. How many do you think you'll need to be safe?
Well, you probably need 7 to be comfortably safe, I would think.
Need to break even in the run home?
Yeah, I think so. It depends on the run home too, because if you've already played... if you've already played a couple of teams, then, you know, the top end of the ladder, then it's always going to be very tough.
Yeah, well, just looking... Well, in their... they've... Old Trinity, just for instance, in their last 3 games, they've got the Blacks, St Kevin's, and St Bernard's. So there's a couple of 8-pointers there in that run home. I'm just getting confirmation on the round the grounds from, thanks to Bendigo Bank Inter East, that Old Melburnians did defeat Ajax by 27 points in that match. So
got over the line.
I think, I think it'll be pretty close with percentage whether D-Lus will have leapfrogged Ajax, but at the very least, Old Melburnians have climbed back into the top 4 as a result of that win.
They're an interesting one, Melburnians, aren't they? They're hard to get a read on.
I think there's 9 teams that are hard to get a read on in Prem B.
That is the competition that is the hardest one. Well, I think you have got the hardest one to tip, actually. I'll concede that. I never usually give ground on things, but I'll give a bit on that.
It was the same last year. I mean, I did a few games just commentary-wise, and it was just like we had a game, I was with Cal Cummins, and the ladder was changing every 5 minutes.
I think heading into the last day of the season, there was 7 teams with a live chance of playing finals.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, it's an incredibly tight competition, and living up to that.
Yeah, it is. It's great to watch. It's great to watch you squirm.
It's not good to see.
I can just see a look at your face like, oh no, what have I done now?
What's Braden going on? Just copy him.
What you should do 1 week, don't tell anyone, pick the tips prior, and then tip the opposite.
Yeah, just whatever you're not thinking.
And then have it on a piece of paper, prove it, go look at, date it, timestamp it.
Okay, yeah, I'll hold up a newspaper.
So we absolutely know, and then that'll be very interesting. But, geez, we've got a great run coming up, haven't we, the next few weeks, when you've got teams like Brighton playing Zabs and the Blues, and then we've got some great VAFA footy coming up.
No, and there's only 6 games to go.
Yes.
And the opportunities to get the wins you need dwindle by the week. So you've got to cash in now. 6 games to go. What a run home it's going to be. That was the post-match. Okay, VAFA crunch time. Thanks to the Australian venue company.
We're in overtime.
We're clock watching here. Yeah, Hugo's going to charge us overtime if I don't let him out right this second. A big thank you to everyone who was involved in the broadcast behind the scenes, including Buttons Bruce as well for the snacks. Cooper Watkins down on the boundary line. You did a sterling job today.
Thank you very much,
Cooper,
boys.
Thank you.
Great job, Coops. Good to have you back, mate.
Thank you.
Hugo, special comments thanks to Hit IQ. Hugo Higginbotham, thank you. It's always a pleasure having you in the commentary gantry alongside. I mean, great to have you back.
Yes, thanks, matey. It's great to be back here with you, and we saw something very interesting today, and it's put a bit of spice into the run home.
Another team has entered the chat in the finals race, and there are 6 games to go. Old Scotch have made their move off the back of a 12-10, 82 to 6-11, 47 win against Old Brighton. And of course, a big thank you to everyone who's tuned in right throughout the course of the afternoon on vafa.com.au or the SEN app. I've been Matthew Donald. Look forward to having you tune in again next Saturday afternoon from 1:45. But until then, take care.